go. We'll go.
Did you notice we have a pics and vids dump board?
Oh yeah, we made a new channel.
It's your toilet.
It's a second channel.
Yeah, second Discord channel. Anyways, all right, we're live and recording just in case, because every time we do one of these super long streams, like we do here with Forge, our guest today, Forge.
It's me.
Forge.
It's your boy.
Your boy.
Oh wait, I tilted my head ever so slightly forward.
Did you hear the latest
Oh
news?
no, don't bend your head slightly forward.
Did you hear the news? Did you hear the word on the street about him?
What's the buzz?
Did
Tell me
you
what's
hear
happening.
about diversity in comics? You know what the
No.
word on the street is about him, buddy? Best friend in the
Tell.
world? He's a squirter.
But that's actually not the fucking word. It's actually that he raised $280,000 for his gay fucking little comic book.
God
Yeah, for
damn.
another generic indie cape shit.
But here's the thing. Also, Mark Waid or some shit, they blocked his comic from being sold in comic stores or some shit like that.
It's
So
making
he's
him the
gonna
perfect
hire-
victim now.
He's going to use the money to hire a lawyer.
Yes.
Why don't you use that money to set up a nice website, or hire some, put it back. Hire some fucking hire a better artist because that shit
You're
looks terrible.
talking crazy. This is crazy talk.
Crazy talk.
It's
You know how
a
many
much-
books he could make with that much?
It's a
fucking
much
money?
better spend. It's a much better use of his money to go and hire a shyster to go fiddling with the fucking comic book industry.
Because he's desperate to get it in stores. That's the only thing he wants.
In physical stores, he actually doesn't even want it sold. He just wants it in physical stores.
Why?
And he wants it sold by Marvel.
More people will see it if he publishes it online.
And he hates
As a
that.
webcomic.
Did you see that video that I fucking made?
Turning on the air conditioner.
Which
Oh,
one
I like
do
air
have?
conditioners. Yeah, hold on a second. Actually, this is a good one. This is good.
But also, these are questions none of his fan base are asking.
Because his fans are just like he is. They own. This is their. His taste in comics.
He has
is
a lot
just,
of white knights too. Comicsgate is pretty much his personal white knight army.
Is look how cool and badass the X-Men are. He's a fucking asshole. He has no
now,
taste
come on.
in anything.
Come on, Forge.
I bent my head. I tilted my head slightly forward.
Oh no, are you roasting him?
Roast, the dark
roasting
roast.
him
It's a
pretty
dark
hard.
Oh,
roast.
I'm squirting. Oh, God.
He's squirting.
He used
from
to
his
work.
throat and his
He
pussy.
used to work for the SS.
As their toilet. I knew he was one of the Nazis. Now we have proof. He used to work for the
God.
SS.
It's
As their
even worse than that.
toilet.
I'm torn on this because him
Hold on,
getting
wait.
this much money is like a big.
Here's a
fuck you
video
to
about
all
him,
these-
about his fucking. I can even.
It is a victory. It is supposedly a victory for Comicsgate that he got all this money.
But why him? Of all people.
Just because he's the first. It's kind of like Penny Arcade, really.
No, we know he's not the first because we were the first. We were doing all of this shit before him. He's just a
Yeah, well,
derivative of us.
we got shadow banned so deep in the hole.
So deep, so hard, so fast. But that was part of our plan, of course. That was part of our plan.
They made you the toilet.
We both know we have to kill diversity in comics.
He's got to die.
You
I
have
want
to
to
cuff
die.
him.
Buried in my backyard.
Now he will just
It
have
ain't
to
hard.
imagine the fire.
We immediately start off with fan posting, as well as bragging, a lot of self-aggrandizing, which is one thing that apparently I've heard from other people in Comicsgate is a fatal sin, is that we have too much pride.
Who does? You specifically?
Yeah, well, yeah, we do, of course, but also, who gives a shit?
Who cares? Why do any of these people care?
But that's
first
why
of
we're
all,
supposed to be wrong, because we're prideful. That's what some of the Christians in Comicsgate think, including
you
Douglas
silly
Ernst.
motherfuckers. Marvel Comics is on fire. It is crashing and burning. Go Go somewhere else.
Well, they
Do
wanna-
something else.
But the thing is, they say that one of their stupid, incorrect beliefs is that the health of the health of Marvel is the health of the industry, which it isn't, by the way. If you
No.
understand the free market at all, you know it's not.
They don't need the comics anymore.
DC used to fucking own the entire industry.
Like, how many billions did these movies? They don't need the comics anymore.
Something's
They do not
echoing.
need the comics department.
All right, the stream seems to be playing
Oh.
well, by the way, and
That's good.
the stream is playing. We're all broadcasting, and somebody asked a
And we're gonna
question
have-
already. Did Nurkse approve this? I don't know who Nurkse.
Nurkse is a new guy in the Comics Gate. He's another one of our followers.
Is that Chris
Comics
Chan?
Gate.
Chris Chan's evil self, Natsu Natsiak, or whatever the fuck his name is?
Seek.
I don't-
Just his name reversed.
I don't know.
It's like Nurkish.
Oh, you're not brushed up on your Chris Chan lore.
You know,
On my furfag lord? No, no, I'm not.
That's sad.
I'm still.
Not into-
I still haven't finished.
Not into furfags.
I still haven't finished watching the fucking Sonichu lecture. The Sonichu 101.
Oh Jesus,
lecture.
those are
Oh, yeah,
so
those-
good.
There was a
Yeah, those
yeah.
were
I
really
still haven't watched. I haven't watched the 101 for
Tales Gets
Oh.
Trolled,
Tales Gets Trolled.
That one's really good too.
which is one of the greatest webcomics. I knew it was one of the best webcomics ever. That's really why I watched that. Although I started watching that guy's channel because he did one about Dick versus Maddox.
That one was.
That's where, yeah, that's the. I think
But-
I heard him on the Dick Show talking about it. So I went
Yeah.
and listened to that, and it was a really good sum up.
Here's the problem though. That guy, the guy who gave that lecture, Digi, I think his name is. He's a pedophile.
Oh yeah, he said he was into lolly stuff.
He's a straight up pedophile.
Yeah, he was a little. Now, if you're gonna complain about people being proud boys, that was, yeah. I was like, okay, if you're into lolly stuff, the drawings at least, it's like, okay, you don't have to be like fucking like chanting in the streets, marching in your own pride parade about it. I mean, pride parades are the worst, of course.
Absolutely.
They are cancer.
This coming from a gay guy. Pride parades suck.
A gay furry. This is
Gay
the kind of
furry
strange word.
against pride
Gay
parades.
furries.
Word on the street is you're not really into guys.
Lie.
Fake gay.
The devil told you that.
Fake gay.
Oh, I just
Maybe
gave-
a fake
I just
furry.
gave little.
You're not a supporter of fursuiters either.
Well,
That was one of the first things I remember people getting pissed off at you about. Way back, that was way back in the day. That's like 8 years ago now.
time ago.
That used
Those
to trash
those old
fursuiters.
journals. I hate those old journals. They did me no favors, and they're really bad.
A live journal.
Then my live journal.
Yeah, the live journal community too. Yeah, that's where I remember people really got pissy at you, and it's like,
yeah,
these
they
people are
hated
just
me.
fat. They're not like into furry drama. They want to create it and whine. And that's really what a lot of Comicsgate is now, making those exact same mistakes that other people were making 10 years ago. And it's like, hey, somebody should be around to give warnings about this kind of stuff. But no. If
The
you
more
give
you react,
warnings,
like-
people in Comicsgate get really pissy. They have absolutely no capacity to listen to any constructive criticism or even non-constructive criticism. Like
They start
you said.
wadding up their
Yeah,
panties.
it's dead. You lost. They took over. You fucking
Yeah, they
you
took over
lost
years
ground.
ago. We were warning them years ago, like, hey, this is about to happen, and if you don't do anything, it's going to be too late. Now it's too late, and they're like, we should do something. And it's like, yeah,
Like the only
no,
thing you can
not
do
anymore.
is start your own. You got to leave and start your own.
Well, really,
She
if,
now
they,
has the money
if they
to
want to
do.
do anything, first what you have to do is get Mark Wade out of the industry, make him unemployable.
No,
And you have to do that by
Fuck him.
bullying
Who cares?
him out,
This
making
you
him
have
have a meltdown in public,
you
and
have
then
to
mock
just
him forever
abandon Marvel.
until he cuts
Abandon.
Yeah,
himself.
it's really not that hard to abandon Marvel now, too. I'm just
Everyone
just-
has, yeah. Everyone's already
You know what?
abandoned Marvel.
There used to be a time back in the
DNC
day when Steam started
the smallest
releasing
niche.
games.
The niche
The
of the
Steam
niche.
started to release games over the internet, full games. And it's like, no, I don't want to do that because I don't really have the hard drive space. I kind of prefer a physical, actual copy, a CD or DVD
Yeah, like
ROM.
the first year that Steam existed.
And very soon after that, it was like they started flooding more games digitally until there was a sufficient volume available not just on Steam either, but Xbox Live. As like, okay, it's time to fucking. I think we bought Batman Arkham City entirely digitally over fucking Xbox Live, and at that point, I had completely stopped buying physical copies of games. Except for like,
I don't bother with physical copies.
I don't want to put in a disc to play games, and that's the thing. It is a matter of convenience and ease.
It's a new era. It's the era has changed now.
Yeah, it's not the future.
Time to
it's
get
right
with
now.
the times, and
But
it's
no,
better
DNC
for everyone.
would prefer the inconvenient.
Yeah, exactly. If
It's not even that he prefers it; it's he's holding everyone else, all these other artists, creators,
not just
these
him,
people
everyone
could
who
really
supports
benefit
him. He
from
has a
this
lot of
money
supporters
creation.
who also want comics to be worse. That's
You
the
know-
thing. If Comicsgate got what it wanted, then we would need another Comicsgate to undo the damage that Comicsgate is doing to the industry.
And the only reason that happened is because he was just kind of the first one with any kind of clout to start speaking out against these people.
There was a couple others, but they are really, really stupid. Like Captain Cummings, and then there's that I Love Comics guy who's really dumb, and Douglas Ernst, who's incredibly low T and sissy and whine. He's like a very trad cuck. Everything. He's sort of like Walter in The Big Lebowski, where everything's about Vietnam, except it's about Jesus and the Bible.
Jesus.
Yeah, everything has to be about Jesus and the Bible with him. But
And
then
that's
he
another
talks
thing.
about like the spirituality of comic books and how much they mean to people, the same way like that comic book superheroes are sacred, like they're fucking canonical Christian characters or some shit.
Yeah, and
That's
that
something he actually believes. It's really stupid.
That Captain Cummings guy, he's like a
He
Republican
might be the lowest
too, isn't he?
IQ of them all.
He's like it's like a staunch Republican. Like he's all about Jesus and Christ.
Well, yeah, a
and
lot of them are.
no
but the thing is,
abortions.
on top of that, they're especially stupid. They're really low IQ. They're low IQ streamers.
It's
They're
almost
the
like
baked-
they're-
they're all
who
the
do you
baked
turn
Alaska
to?
of comics.
Who the fuck do you turn to? There's nowhere to go.
Well, there was one, but it seems to have disappeared a few years ago. Even
It was attacked and destroyed. There was a sustained campaign to destroy it.
but the thing is, it's sort
Wait,
of
who was it?
it's a little like now we're in their blind spot, and if they're smart, that scares them.
Who is this mystery savior? Who's
The
crucified?
Not just because it's not just one person. Because of course, that's another thing that Comicsgate completely fucks up is that they have leaders, and
Their
idiot
worship
tells
of
you,
e-celebs.
yeah, which is what it's the reason why Gamergate fucking got rid of Mundane Mapped because he was an e-celeb who now spends his time crying over form letters that YouTube sends him for getting 100,000 followers.
Like that, and like look at him.
He was over once that. He was really over once that happened, but he was kind of
First
over
off, Your
it.
Honor, just look at him.
A lot of them are
He's a
just self.
sweater.
That's the thing. If they were seen as self-promoting, they were not part of Gamergate anymore. Now in Comicsgate, it's completely led by self-promoters in a community that should have no leaders, no masters. There is
It's
no
kinda like-
Comics
They are
is
literally
all-
they're the nerd crew. They are literally
Yeah.
the nerd crew. It's the nerd crew.
except
It's-
unironic.
like
it's
Comicsgate is all centered around DNC, right? He's like the guy.
Yeah, basically
Yes, centered around DNC and his 60,000 subscribers.
60K strong.
Which that's the entire United States comic book people who
Yeah,
buy
exactly.
comics anymore. That's
Yeah,
all.
It's
and,
like-
think about that 60,000 in a country of 300 million. That's really nothing. Even if you
And,
took
like-
all the comic sales, a lot of them are people just buying big stacks of crap books. Like they'll just buy anything with Batman. It doesn't matter if it's good or not. They'll buy anything with Spider-Man. So there's no point in reviewing Spider-Man or Batman. The people who buy it are people who are going to buy it anyways, whether it's good or not. And then even
And like
if it's
that's
bad,
what I was going to say,
they'll
which
keep
is the
buying it.
problem, which you have to just abandon Marvel and DC completely. Because like, say
Which is
you're
what
like-
everyone's done, really, except
You're like-
again
you're like
for
you're-
like 60,000 people in a country of 300 million.
like say you're a 15-year-old kid, you go and you see the fucking Guardians of the Galaxy. you're like, cool, I want more of that. So you
Oh,
go.
are you talking about the Orange Man effect?
What?
Orange
The
Man.
Orange
Yeah,
Man effect. There's a video
Yes.
on that too. That's somewhere on my channel.
I don't know what it is. Explain.
Well,
Explain.
Explain it to him as if
you were
As
a
if-
child. I can find the post. It's a post I fucking let's see.
But basically, it's just about how people. It was
doesn't
like
understand.
He doesn't understand, and it will be his undoing.
eject them into
Into
space.
space.
Prepare tear. Never. Anyway, go ahead.
What a wonderful movie.
Let's just quote Galaxy Quest. For the rest
Let's just quote Galaxy Quest and fucking and
Galaxy
and
Quest,
Dark Knight
my
Rises.
favorite comic book.
The best
That's
Dark Knight
fucking-
movie, Dark Knight
No.
Rises. As well.
Galaxy Quest, you could never do that in comics.
Yeah.
You could never make fun of like a mainstream
Well, if you did,
comic
you'd
book
have
franchise.
You'd have the Comicsgate community or the social justice people against you. That's the thing; they're really just the same side. Comicsgate
Prepare
is just
a
the
tear
other. Is just the other side of the social justice and comics shit.
for the female.
Instead of fucking,
Air hardness. Hot.
Yeah.
that sounds pretty hot.
All right. What's
Yeah,
the
no,
Orange
it
Man
was the Orange Man, aka the an autopsy of a comic book movie sales
Yes.
bump or something.
In fact, yeah, I have it open here so I can read it. I've read this before. When I
So it's
zoom in
always
on
worth
this, it's really great.
always worth covering again.
Yeah, the whole idea this was a post I wrote on CO, which I knew was fucking throwing pearls before swine. You see, pigs.
Hurts. I've never seen a horse fuck a pig before.
That's also from Kenny versus the fucking. But anyways, yeah. So the autopsy of a comic book movie sales bump, also known as the Orange Man effect, named after my own post. Oh.
An original character that
Original
you
character. Yeah, so the post goes like in hilarity green meme chevrons, half brain dead retarded hack faggot who couldn't make it as a writer in the other mediums. They come up with Orange Man as a superhero who has the power of oranges, and so kids buy it for a nickel. Sales eventually drop as years pass. The comic disappears, comes back during the speculator boom, disappears again when the bubble pops, which is something I brought up. Gonna fucking derail. We're gonna derail a lot. This is gonna be a long ass fucking stream. But
derailing our derailments.
even our derailments. My throat's a little dry. Our derailments are full of content and insight.
You leaned your head slightly forward.
It's a fucking nose spray.
But anyways,
It's a nose spray because we have legitimate health issues.
I brought up,
as opposed to him.
yeah, I brought up our fucking or the speculator market and the industry collapse during
Which is
the
the
90s.
dumbest shit ever. It's the dumbest
when I made
idea
my Twitter
ever.
account, I started bringing this up on Comicsgate because, like, hey, I can just completely openly join the discourse. Ugh. But I can engage on the topic. I can fully engage on this topic openly and freely and fully on Twitter. So I can say, hey, Comicsgate, here are some things that are problems. You don't want to go back to the 90s because that's when the speculator market bubble happened and crashed and Marvel went bankrupt. And I got the most replies I got at all. The only replies I got were from Comicsgate people who were furious at me. They're like, you don't know what you're talking about. Actually, that's, you know,
All right,
they were
all right.
actually talking like that. Actually
Okay,
talking about
Comicsgate nerds who all love comic books.
That's all they are, though.
Say
There
I want
are
to
no
read.
other people in Comicsgate who aren't that, though.
Say I want to read the story of the Guardians of the Galaxy from start to finish. Where do I start? Where the
Where
fuck
do you
I
start?
start?
Yeah, well, like X-Men, it's like that other that post. In fact, it was on the Dumbler, but somebody mentioned like, where do you start with X-Men? Just like, Charlie Day
You
standing in
can't.
front of
There's
the map
nowhere
with
to
a cigarette
start.
hanging out of his mouth.
And then like it's like which X-Men? Ultimate X-Men? Do you want to start with X
Yeah, it's
Factor?
just-
Which fucking?
Ugh.
There's nowhere to start. It's a fucking mess. There's no beginning, middle, and end. You
But wait,
cannot
where
jump
do I
in
start
anywhere.
reading JoJo's Bizarre Adventure?
At the fucking beginning.
Number
Issue one,
volume
volume one,
You know the one that says 1 on the
Chapter
front of it?
1.
That one.
Where is fucking the Avengers?
And you know where you should go
Volume 1?
find it? Digitally.
Yeah, you can go find it on the internet. And
You
that
can
was
find it
another-
for free. You can go to mangareader.net, probably find the whole thing for free.
but you
People
can
like
buy
DNC.
buy it off of websites too.
People like DNC and all his fucking fans they would just say, well, "You just don't understand comics."
Yeah, you
It's like,
don't like him.
I want a
that's
complete
when I knew he was
story,
wrong. That was the
fucking asshole.
first time I knew he was wrong. As I was watching his videos, and it's like, hey, he can fucking. He's saying some cool, smart stuff. And then I realized he was really just saying what we were saying about social justice like 3 years earlier, or 4 or 5 years earlier.
He's the same thing. He's
Well,
the
less
same
smart.
thing.
Except less
Actually,
smart. Yeah, it's a less
that's
smart
actually
version
the
of what
thing
we were
is,
saying years ago.
I realized something about
And it was
his
about
argument.
it was about social
recently.
justice. When it came to stuff that wasn't social justice, he's
Mm.
a complete moron.
He has no
He's
arguments against them.
objectively incorrect.
He's just
wrong.
like, oh, America is a good country, actually. It's most peaceful. And it's like, yes, that's right. So how do you argue this against a social justice retard? And the simple fact is he doesn't understand their arguments enough.
Yeah,
'Cause
he doesn't
he's so
understand his
dumb.
own.
Then
He
I
doesn't
was
have
looking
any
through.
arguments.
I was looking through his videos before the pod, and fucking like the videos immediately after he found out that they had railroaded him and stripped away his fucking publisher. He's like,
Which we knew was
sad
going to happen.
stream.
We said, hey,
I'm
this is
gonna
going to
have
happen
a
next.
sad stream.
This is what's coming
I'm just
next.
feeling Stripped away his down fucking in the publisher. title. Like, what are you doing? You don't say. You're just making them happy by. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Exactly.
Yeah,
he's a baby.
That's another Gamergate tactic that is an important lesson from years back that he still hasn't learned, and none of them have learned. Is there's a reason why they came up with that "don't touch the poop" rule, because what they're going to do is try and instigate you into engaging with their idiocy, and what you do is just ignore them, and they
He's
die.
a serial shit toucher. He's a serial shit toucher.
Yes, he can't stop.
Hey, it's your boy. I got some shit here. I'm gonna touch it. I'm gonna touch this shit.
I'm
You retard.
That's really when I used to watch all of his videos, even when he was dumb and wrong about a lot of stuff. But it's
You
like,
mean
okay,
his
he can trash.
his fucking 7 videos a day?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's like, okay, if he's trashing some dumb comic, that's good. But when I really stopped watching all of his videos is when he would do a half-hour video just reading some idiot's tweets. And it's like, okay, this is a nobody that doesn't matter, and you're just going to read their tweets
What do
about
you
the
care?
stupid stuff that they say that they've been
Platforming
saying
them.
for years. They've been saying social justice has been saying this stupid, insane shit for years. There's no reason to be surprised about it.
They
anymore.
didn't change their arguments until Gamergate came along and torpedoed a lot of them, and also Trump's victory. Trump came along and just he just clotheslined, he swept the leg. They were fucking destroyed as soon as he got elected because they actually have arguments. They can defeat social justice viewpoints.
Like I could be wrong, but it seems like a lot of these people, these fucking SJWs and whatever, they seem to have just kind of retreated to their little bunkers. One of which is Marvel Comics.
Yeah, they're on the defensive.
The comics
They're on the
industry,
defensive.
they're throughout the comics industry, though. It's not just Marvel. They're in
But
every
like,
company.
you're not gonna. They're dug in. You're not gonna get them out of Marvel.
Yeah.
They're not coming out.
Yeah, you
But
can't,
they're
yeah,
also
you can't.
they can't survive on their own either.
No,
if
you
they
have to
take
let them
over
go.
Marvel and you just step away, it's kind of like the fucking political cartoon where it's like the politician at the podium at the end of a plank, and like 20 people are standing on the other side of the plank on the ground, and then like one guy walks away, and the caption is like, "You have more power than you realize," or something like that.
Also,
And it really
you
is like
motherfuckers,
To
you motherfuckers
cure
let this
Marvel,
happen.
you'd have to hollow it out until there's absolutely nothing left. It would just be gone by the time you actually fixed it.
They'll
Like-
kill it themselves.
Yeah.
You just
Kill
have to let them.
themselves, and the fans let this happen. Like, why aren't you
Yes.
They
in
sat
there
around.
yourselves?
Comics
as
Gate
artists?
sat
Why
around with
aren't
their
any-
thumbs in their ass for
Because
years,
they
letting this
sat
happen.
around buying Batman just because, instead of becoming artists themselves and going and making their own comics. They can't. They have no taste. They have
I'm
no
in
fucking
favor.
talent.
I'm not a racist.
So they deserve everything that's happening.
Yeah, exactly. They allowed in the
Yeah,
vampire.
they allowed it to happen while
It's like-
we were
it's
warning
like-
them. We were warning them
it's like-
years ago.
Like it's what happened in like Charlottesville, Ferguson. Why aren't you the cops? Why didn't you become the cops? So you don't have to worry about this anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Why
If
didn't
they,
you
if
join?
they think,
Like,
if
why
they
didn't
think
you?
the cops can't be trusted, they need to replace the cops. Of course, if they did that, the place would be even worse than ever.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
why
the
didn't
thing.
any of
They're
you
no
run
better
for
themselves.
office? Why are you permitting?
We've already seen Comicsgate people support censorship just in a different direction. They're like, oh, you shouldn't have comics about this. We need less politics in comics. It's like, no, that's not actually the problem. The
Yeah, you
problem
know how you
isn't
avoid that?
politics in comics. The
You know how you
problem
avoid that?
is
You make your
these
own
fucking
comics and
deranged
publish them
people.
online.
Yeah, exactly. You find the new avenue. And this is how indie publishers first started way back in the 80s.
Yeah, this is how
They just
in
went
the
right
80s,
around
in
the
70s
fucking
and
regular
80s,
distributors.
They saw Marvel as the problem, so they got around that problem by just publishing the comics themselves or making their own publishing companies. Meanwhile, these people divert Dorothy Comics. He thinks the solution is, oh, we got to get Marvel good again. It's like, no, you don't.
No.
You don't understand the free market.
They're
if you
gonna- like, they're gonna
the health
fucking-
of the industry is the health of Marvel.
Basically, they're trying to treat a cancer patient with fucking Band-Aids.
Yeah,
Putting
exactly.
Band-Aids over the cancer.
They're so stupid. They're actually
It's terminal
putting Band-Aids
cancer.
on
You can't cut it out.
Yeah, it's not even, it's beyond chemo at this point. You
And
just
it's
have to
your
let
fault.
the patient die.
Yeah, and
It's
it is
the-
their
it's
fault.
the
Because they kept buying the comics even when they were clearly bad, and then
It's the
social justice
fat-
took over.
Sack of shit who you can taste the air around him, piece of shit in a comic book store. It's his fault that this is
Drinking his
happening.
own piss.
In fact,
Drinking
yeah,
his own
we're going to
piss.
get to that story. I'm sure that's
Jizzing in jars.
part of your actual story. But one of the things about Orange Man, you were talking about how like if somebody goes and sees the movie, so they want to read the comic. So
Yeah.
what happens is, well, with Orange Man, so the comic company sells the Orange Man rights to the character, and then a person with actual talent writes a legitimately interesting, funny, entertaining Orange Man script.
Like it's not all about selling bubblegum ads to kids? What
Yeah,
are you
exactly.
talking
All of a
about?
sudden, it's about entertainment and actual entertainment, which is what Comicsgate again is pretending that these comics are about when they're not. So the movie gets made. It's made on a moderate budget, and it's actually fun, and it's written by some talented people who wrote
It sounds
some
kind of like
entertaining
Blade.
movies in the past.
It sounds like Blade or maybe Deadpool.
Exactly. And
I want to watch.
just-
I want to watch Blade again. Blade.
yeah, Blade is
Blade.
a delightful movie.
It's a great movie.
Yeah.
And it's one of the first comic book movie successes ever, other than Superman, the
Like
first
that-
Superman movie.
That and you motherfuckers. Gee, Black Panther first. Why didn't you go see Blade? Blade's great. Blade's probably a better. I didn't.
They're
see that.
too
was
young.
them
They're too young.
Social
and stupid.
justice was taking control of the narrative and turning it into a lie, and people pretty much just stood around and let it happen.
Yeah, again, no. All people had to do was say, "Hey, here's Blade. You're wrong. Here's Blade." Nope.
First one. Don't watch the sequel.
Yeah,
The second one's good.
the
Second one's okay.
the second one's okay. If the
Second
one had
one's
some
got
cool
Ron
creature
Perlman in
stuff.
it. That's fun.
It was cool monster stuff, but the first movie is just a better movie.
Stinky, dumb millennial scum.
The third movie, the only good thing about the third movie was doesn't Patton Oswalt die in it?
Haha. Oh.
Don't tease.
Yeah, I know he's in the
The
movie,
ultimate
and it's like, oh, I hope he dies,
Jeez.
but I don't think he does.
I hope he dies. I also hope that his character in this movie doesn't last.
Yes, I also hope the character in the movie is killed off. But the best part of the movie, though, is it filmed like a fucking episode of a TV show as far as the direction, but the part
That's-
where Dracula goes, Blade, are you ready to die? And Blade goes, I was born ready, motherfucker. And Dracula goes, motherfucker, I like that. It's the dumbest
Oh
shit ever.
no!
It's bad.
Oh no!
It's played up as being kind of goofy,
Yes.
which is
The
it's
first
strong
Blade had
suit.
some of that shit too. Don't forget the first Blade had some motherfuckers always trying to ice skate uphill. And
Yeah,
fucking,
but that was great.
That was a great one.
"You
Also,
fuck
don't
this,"
forget
as he just
Also,
pulls out a giant gun in
fuck
front
me,
of
no,
like
you
800
suck this.
people on the street.
in front in
The
New York City,
sweatiest
and
one-liner.
and there's a fucking just where the cops show up when he's trying to save Dr. Lady, and the cops immediately open fire, and all the fucking bullets just deflect off his armor. And he's just like, "Motherfucker, you out of your damn it!" He just breaks. It's like he breaks character to say that line.
Yeah.
Every time he breaks character, and it's great.
It's great.
It is great. That movie, it's great.
Almost good as his performance in Demolition Man.
Almost.
That's a great fucking. But anyways, yeah. So the point of the Orange Man thing is, so they make an Orange Man movie that just destroys the continuity of the comic, like it doesn't care. And so a kid likes the Orange Man movie. His dad takes him to the fucking, or his whoever takes him to the comic store, sees the Orange Man comic that's still going back like 50 years of continuity, and it's like. If Orange Man wistfully looks at a picture of his daughter.
But it's none of the actual old issues from like maybe the 80s or whenever the pinnacle of the series.
Yeah, and the comic is
the modern
just
print.
Fucking dog shit. And so the kid who enjoys the movies reads one comic and then drops it like a fucking grenade. And that's the reality. That's the reality of fucking
Well, where's the part
of
where
comic book movies?
Where's Raisin Man, his arch nemesis Raisin Man, who will use his Wither Ray on the city?
Yes, he's going to use his Wither Ray unless fucking Obama is impeached or something. It pushes
because he's a villain.
The comics are always about pushing the political narrative too, of course, and the kids will absolutely see through that. They're like, "This is fucking retarded."
It's surreptitious.
Pushing their politics, and
they're surreptitiously putting it in.
This post was written in 2015 before any idea of Comicsgate ever happened.
Guys, remember when liberal used to mean just leave people alone? Remember the good old days?
No. No, I don't. Seems like 1,000 centuries ago.
When liberal meant don't fucking hang gay people.
Not really.
Remember those good old days?
Not really.
Now that's the funny thing is in America it means
do
don't hang gay people, but then in the Middle East it means hang gay people because that's their culture. It's just their culture.
Well, and also let the club shooting happen. Just stand around while that happens and then go, hey, we shouldn't judge. It's their culture. If they want to shoot up 40 gay guys in Florida, that's just their culture. That's okay.
It's their way of life, and we have to be tolerant of it. But if you don't want to bake a wedding cake for a gay wedding, then you're Hitler.
I'll allow it.
Did you see the fucking?
It's fine.
Those faggots who wanted to get married, like in Massachusetts, they had to go to Colorado to find a bakery that wouldn't bake a cake for them, so that they could sue them.
Oh, is
they
that
actually
really what
called
happened?
bakeries across the country, and it wasn't until Colorado that they even found one.
Colorado's pretty fucking lefty blue state.
They had to cross like 2 time zones just to be oppressed.
Like, didn't I hear that like they were made like first of all you can't make a company do anything. They have the right to refuse your service.
They're supposed to be able to, but I guess not anymore because.
But I heard that they got sued and they were forced to make it.
Yeah.
Which that's really dumb.
Yeah,
like I'm a gay guy, and I'm saying you don't have to make a cake. I don't care.
That's a free market, though.
Go to some place that'll make you a cake.
It's the free market at work until the free market does that, and then it's like, this is why we need socialism. The free market doesn't work, blah, blah, blah.
Revert to socialism.
I wouldn't make a cake for DNC. Am I going to go to jail for that?
Our YouTube chat has comments.
Yes, there's been a few extra comments. I still need to pick up an external DVD CD drive.
Oh, that's a good comment.
That's really interesting.
Henry Michaux got
it. Let's not give away their name.
Henry Michaux, oops.
Let's just call them.
If you commented on the fucking video, I'm going to read it. Motherfucker. Hey, motherfucker.
Yeah. But here, let's just call them Hendry.
Help me out here, Hendry. It's too early. They say it's too early for numbers. Stop using it. It is kind of early. I woke up only 5 hours ago.
Yeah. I only woke up at 10
Actually, not 5 hours ago. You start where you start. What a stupid question. Oh, I think that was about where to start reading comics. It is. It is stupid. You start.
No,
where you
that's
start.
There is
no good place to start with.
Yeah,
with
that's the thing is also, and we just read the Infinity Gauntlet comic. It's like issue fucking Avengers issue 150 or some shit, 157.
It's
after the arc.
68.2.
It's after the Adam fucking Warren Infinity Crusade.
The actual character.
I don't even know what the fuck it's called.
And
who the fuck is Adam Warlock?
Adam Warlock.
Well, here's the thing about Adam Warlock. It's like, who the fuck is he? But if you read...
Who the fuck is he?
Well, if you read Infinity Gauntlet, it actually explains right at the beginning.
I know exactly who Adam Warlock is. He's the guy with the feathered hair.
Yes.
I heard
he
you
is a
talking
shitty character, but he's actually kind of interesting in Infinity Gauntlet. Again, we get into that. Infinity War is a terrible comic.
Is he interesting?
Yeah, in Infinity Gauntlet, he is kind of interesting. Kind of. I won't
get
too much
over the entire thing, though.
It's not a perfect comic.
He takes over the entire fucking story. He's like the hero of the story, as opposed to in this, where it's kind of Iron Man, but basically it's really an ensemble in the movie. In the movie, everyone kind of gets a time to shine. The fucking Guardians of the Galaxy, Iron Man, Doctor Strange, they're
Thor.
Big players. Yeah, Thor, they're big players.
It's weird to see them together. It's actually legitimately weird to see them together, as opposed to in the comics where it's so perfunctory that no one gives a shit.
Then in weren't the original Guardians of the Galaxy none of the characters from the movie?
No, because Drax is a villain. He's like a retarded villain in the
comic book story. In the Infinity Gauntlet comic book story, his character is. He's a bad guy. He shoots energy blasts out of his hands, and he's a literal retard. Yeah, exactly. It's like it's like the X-Men.
Wait, you're forgetting the most important part: his costume.
Oh, yeah, his.
But no,
he's dressed like a Mexican wrestler with the collars that goes twice as high over his head.
Fucking popped collar, douchebag, douche bro. Popped collar.
I'm little starry-eyed Forge. I've come into a comic book store, which is shit enough as it is.
Wait, is this your comic going to a comic book story?
Get ready to get cock slapped.
No, not yet. I've just seen the Guardians of the Galaxy, and I love all the fun characters. I can't wait to see the cool, funny gold people.
Hey, that's a great
movie.
In the comic books. That was a fun movie.
Oh, hi, Mr. Comic Book Store guy. Hello, little child. I would like to start reading Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh, will you take... Who are these people? Where's the funny talking raccoon? I don't know who any of these people are. Bye!
Rocket Raccoon is a separate fucking comic book. Right? At this point, he's got his own comic book.
That was written by Chip Zdarsky, too, who was fucking just awful.
Why does the art look so bad? Everything looks so cool in the movie. Who's this girl raccoon? I don't give a shit. What the fuck is...
Wait, real went looking for Guardians of the Galaxy?
No, I didn't.
I
had heard that there was other little animal fucking...
You know, they actually did that in fucking the Infinity Gauntlet. Fucking Thanos makes a girl version of himself.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, that was kind of cool though. He makes a sex doll just to show off.
He's going to make himself empreg.
He's he makes his own waifu just to try and make Mistress Death jealous, and it doesn't even work.
It's so stupid.
It is stupid. Here's the thing though: it actually worked. Again, when you get to our review, when you actually listen to our review, you might like it.
It's not genius.
No, it's not genius. There are some cool parts, and it's very questionable how it went from that to Infinity War in 1 year. But then
the Infinity War comic, which is just a train wreck space shuttle disaster. It's worse than Dorothy Comics' fucking Jawbreakers.
Dorothy Comics,
if you can believe that.
The best name for him too is Dorothy Comics.
Dorothy Comic Cockbreakers.
That's how you
Dorothy
pronounce diversity in comics in a comic book geek voice.
He is the cockbringer.
Fucking cunt breakers by Dorothy Comic.
They're not breaking any cunts. Let's face it. He's not breaking any cunts.
They're breaking new ground.
He's like Lightbringer. He's like broke new ground. It's like Lightbringer. He is fucking Linkara. He is Linkara. He is on that level of Linkara.
Yeah, he's Linkara. He's the fucking That's what. Well, that's what Jawbreakers is. Jawbreakers is just his Sonichu fanfic Marvel ripoff. It literally is just Marvel ripoff characters. There's Daredevil. It's a blind guy with red hair in a red costume who can't see. He's fucking blind, and it's like that's not even that's
Fucking
Sonichu levels
fart.
of originality.
Fart.
He's a fanfic author.
Yes,
That's what a lot of comic books are.
and you were talking
that's
about
why a
how
lot
you
of
don't
them
like
suck.
John Malin's art. Also,
Oh, is that who made the art?
you don't like John Malin. He's the guy doing the new Jawbreakers comic that's
I've
getting
only,
like
I've only
hundreds
seen.
of thousands of dollars in funding.
Yeah, I only saw the cover, and I.
Yeah, the cover for Jawbreaker sucks. I sent you some of the other art that he's done that I thought was better,
Oh,
but
did
it's
you?
still like
Oh, I thought that was DNC's artwork. That
no.
what
Well,
you sent me was
the one
pretty
in
good.
the review, the one in the review I linked to you is his art.
That was the thing I said that was saved in the inking process.
Oh yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what art you were looking at, but the video review I did of Jawbreakers from a while ago, where I was way too soft on him, but a bunch of Dorothy Comics fans got extremely like low T, fucking sissified whine, had a big bunch of whiny fits over.
And that was his
Panty.
first try at Jawbreakers. What you reviewed?
yeah,
in that?
that's it was the one he drew himself.
Yeah.
But then,
Which
yeah, John
don't
Malin,
quit your fucking
uh,
day job, Dorothy.
John Malin did some of the other
Dorothy.
stuff, and he's doing the new Jawbreakers. But that new Jawbreakers comic that John Malin does kind of sucks too.
I mean, of course it does. I mean, for $200,000, how good could it be?
Only
How
so
could
much
you
of that is going
possibly
towards
make
the
it?
actual comic, of course.
What does he need that much fucking money for? How
For
much does it
legal
cost?
fees. Legal
Yeah,
fees.
now he's going to spend it on legal fees.
Which is just wasted all
So he
that
needs
money.
more. So he's going to need a lot more money too.
So, of course, he needs more because he's got to feed the monkey.
Feed my monkey.
Eat. You know what I'm talking about, sir.
What is that from?
It's from fucking The Big Lebowski.
Well,
It's like in a,
Oh, yeah,
a trophy
yeah,
wife
that's
in the
right,
parlance
we're gonna
of our times.
in the parlance of our times, yeah, I don't know.
Running around spending money. She owes money all over town.
Including to known pornographers.
Uh,
And that's cool.
And that's cool. That's cool.
are you surprised at my tears, sir?
You know what I loved also was the Powerpuff Girls episode of The Big Lebowski.
That's just straight up references.
It's just straight up
the
the
line.
Big Lebowski. But in the
It's
Powerpuff Girls episode.
Straight up the line, what makes a man?
Yeah, and all the Powerpuff Girls
mayor.
just stand there like,
Is it the willingness to do what's necessary?
Strong
Not after all.
comics also cry.
Strong men also. There's another comment. There's a few more comments in the fucking chat.
Are there any comments
again, by the
for
same
me?
guy.
Are there any questions for me?
He just
No.
mentions perfunctory,
Oh.
good word. You like that word? Shit. We're being beat up by the inventor of Scrabble.
The interwebs is full of Russia bots. I hear there's a scary hacker named 4chan. I never go online in scare quotes.
That's another thing I was meant to ask you. What is his deal against online comics? Publishing
He's
online.
a faggot.
He
that's
says,
his deal.
yeah,
That clear-
the
that-
only
I'm glad we
He
get
is
to
a
hear
only
that.
hipster.
argument
He is
I
a
have ever
fucking
picked up
comics
from him
hipster. That
is
is his
he
deal.
says,
Like
Yeah,
most of
yeah.
Comicsgate, he is a comics hipster.
but even then, his only argument he's ever given for it is he doesn't like it. That's all he's ever
Because
said.
it's the low IQ argument. I don't like it. Why not? I don't like it. Then you're
So
retarded.
that just goes back to he has no taste, and the only thing he likes is cape shit. That's his
Well,
only.
most
That's the only thing he
especially-
enjoys.
He more importantly than that though is he's going to harm the industry by doing this.
Yeah,
It's going to
bad
harm
for
the industry.
It's going to harm the industry overall because the industry is bigger than just print.
He's
And he,
setting
he
a bad
refuses
precedent.
to look at like other things like manga. Has he ever read like Hellboy?
I don't
Probably
think he's
not.
barely read anything except.
I've
Cape Shit,
never
and
heard him
he's
say a
mentioned-
word about Hellboy. The funny thing is,
He's
My
a faggot.
Hero Macadamia. He reviewed My Hero Macadamia. He refuses to review Pigman or My Hero Academia.
People paid him. People paid him money to buy and review, or at least not review, but at least make some kind of statement of his thoughts on My Hero Academia. And he said he tried to read one page and he couldn't get through because he's like, oh, I don't like the art. It's not really my thing, which is his excuse for just about anything. It's
So
like,
he's
"Oh,
a
it's not
dummy.
really my
He's
thing."
retarded. He's a water-headed retard.
He's a
Yes.
dunce.
He is a complete, and that's pretty much Comicsgate in a nutshell. It's him and also about 20 other people on YouTube who are just as stupid, if not more dumberer than him.
Yes, Bobbert. Hellboy. He's good.
Well, if you want to see a real idiot, though, you should check out Captain Cummings or fucking or Douglas Ernst. Douglas Ernst isn't so much idiot as just like low T, effeminate, and whiny.
Low
I've
T,
heard-
maybe
all of them are
even
pretty
no
whiny.
T.
I've heard Dorothy suck Captain Cummings' cock like since I first
Yeah,
heard
and
of Dorothy.
he's like the dumbest of them all. Like he's incapable of pronouncing any word that's more than 2 syllables. He'll just mispronounce it, like especially and fucking. He's also one of those people who says etc. Like he really enunciates the incorrectness of it. What
He
was that other
fucking leans
fucking word?
into that. There was another one I fucking
Yeah,
forgot what
I
it
don't
was.
remember.
Basically, just him fucking. But
Or
we
like
pointed out
particularly or something like that.
Oh my
particularly or to fucking. The thing is, whenever we mispronounce a word, we make sure to fucking like back up, repronounce it, or make it clear that we're goofing.
Well, yeah,
No,
we
these
do it as a
guys,
goof.
they-
He
they-
does it.
they-
He does. You can hear from his opinions though that he's an idiot. So that
No, these are the
where
guys.
that comes
These are the
from.
guys who are just right for spearheading this movement.
They're
They're
those-
not
They're the
spearheading
reason.
anything. It's really that's the thing. There is no spearheading. There is no movement. It's really just a big whine. It's a bunch of these dumb fucking cape cucks whining because Thor's not a man anymore. And it's like, who gives a shit? These comics suck. There's bigger
See, like-
problems
like,
at
it-
work
These guys
there.
didn't
thing
read
is-
Thor to begin with.
The thing is he's doing the right thing. He's making his own comic, which is what he should do.
Yeah, on accident. He only did that after it
Yes.
was clear that Marvel wasn't going to hire him. That was
It's
really
not
his goal in the
easy.
first
Yeah.
place. He wanted to get hired at Marvel, and he was trying to show them, hey, I can boost your sales. Look, hire me. Get me to fucking promote your comics. I got this many followers.
They didn't hire you
the
because
needle.
you're a talentless hack, motherfucker. You
How
can't
much?
art.
How much do you bet that
He's just a
if,
self-promoter.
if they said that they would hire him as long as he started writing like
Absolutely.
SJW fucking tripe, if they made him betray all of his political
If they
values,
hired
do
him
it.
as the letterer for a Miss Marvel comic where Miss Marvel kills Trump, he
He'd do
would
it.
fucking pulp his entire Jawbreakers comic
Because
just
he's a
to be the
fanboy.
letterer.
He's just a fanboy.
the worst
Yes.
kind of fanboy, a mindless, drooling. He's a Marvel zombie.
Yes, which
Which has been the problem with Marvel
That's
Comics
how far
for a
that's
very
how far
long
back
time.
it goes. It's been a cliche for decades before this, and they're continuing to be the cliche instead of
He
being like,
keeps
"Yeah, we
buying-
understand that
he's
there's
still
these
buying
fanboys in
Spider-Man.
comics who are real big
There
fucking
are
losers."
people who still buy Spider-Man comics more than any other comic.
Well, now they
Well,
shill for them.
American comics.
They used to be like, oh, they're ruining Spider-Man. Now they shill for Spider-Man. They're like, oh, Chip Zdarsky's our boy now. And it's like, no, I know that the comics aren't
It's
good.
still shit,
You're
yeah.
just a fucking shill.
And of course, Chip Zdarsky is absolutely their fucking enemy. He would fucking he's one of them. He's one of the fucking leftists.
Yeah,
He's part of the problem.
social justice cabal that wants to use comics. They're not trying to destroy comics. They want to use comics to brainwash dumb children and dumber adults.
And they'll
It's not
fucking
working
get
because
they'll
nobody's
do
buying
it.
comics.
Yeah, it's not going to
Yeah.
work. But the thing
It's
is,
not
they
going to
will,
work,
they will
but-
destroy the industry trying to do it. And the thing is, you can get around that extremely easily. Just don't go through the print industry. Because the print industry is fucking worthless. Do you want to buy a Tower Records? That's
Like,
the
you can
reality
you
of the
can
comics
publish-
industry. It's
You
fucking,
can publish
it's
a
already
comic
dead.
on Tumblr today and probably get more views
Yeah,
than
exactly.
all of Marvel
You,
combined.
yeah,
If
you
he
could
just-
be a
yeah.
giant hit just making a comic and posting it to Tumblr, the shittiest place of all. You would
Just
still be
host
better
your
off
own
trying to
fucking
get hired at
webcomic.
Marvel or doing print comics. You have to get hundreds of thousands of dollars just to make a print comic. It's not worth it. In fact,
Not worth
actually, this guy pointed out, the Henry Machaux guy pointed out, he could easily do a digital release with a limited physical copy run. Or you know what? That's a good idea. But you know what you could also do? Just do the digital release, and you could get the funding from that to make print comics.
There's nothing wrong with wanting to have like a printed version of one of your comic books if it's like
that would be fun.
Bigger,
I
if it's like a
understand
collection,
the appeal
like a
of
graphic
it.
You
novel
gotta
collection.
understand that
But it's not the
you're
industry.
working uphill
It's not
at
the
this
industry.
point if you're doing that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
You
a
can't
bad
start-
idea. It's a bad, weak idea if you're going to start from there.
Yeah,
you
you
should,
do
you
like
should
you
turn
do
around.
that once you gain popularity and you get people who are wanting the novelty of having one.
What it is, it's like
It
saying,
is a novelty. It's
Yes.
a novelty. It's hipsterism.
it's the exact same as if you made a band and you only released your music on vinyl today. If you did that today, and it's like, hey,
No,
can
it's
I
even
get
worse.
an
No,
MP3
no,
of your
because
music?
it's even
No,
worse.
we only release
There's
on
actually-
vintage records.
There's still actually a market for vinyl. What you're talking about is 8-tracks. That's
8-tracks,
the-
Yes,
that's-
actually,
That's
yes.
comic books.
That's very true.
That's what comic books
Yeah,
are now.
physical
It
comic
sounds
books are
like
the
track
8-track
tapes.
of the industry.
The crackling,
Not-
scratchy sounds are nostalgic.
Not even cassette
That
tape.
human goes
Eight
ka-chunk.
tracks.
It's about to change track. Ka-chunk.
Chunk, ka-chunk.
That is what print comics. That's what print comics are today. Now you could save print comics, but you're not going to do it with shit like Jawbreakers. Shit like Jawbreakers gets released digitally 100 times a week on Comixology Submit from a bunch of other idiots who think they're going to make the hot new comic book fucking craze superhero dog shit ripoff fanfic. I used to fucking go through the weekly releases of comics every single week to do the fucking the new comic book day post on Shitty Webcomics, and every single week there was really nothing worth looking at, even just going by the covers. But if a cover even remotely struck my interest, I would click on it, and it would be the same old it's a group of fucking ragtag team, and they're under the gun, and just whatever. It's the same old derivative fucking shit every fucking time. Well, on
It's
Comixology
fan
Submit,
fiction level.
it was nothing but that, and it's
Like, it's
nothing
not
but
to say-
Jawbreakers on that going back years now.
It's not to say that you can't do that well, but Dorothy ain't gonna do that.
No,
gonna be able to do
he
that.
sucks. He's not smart, and he's not really creative. He's a self-promoter first,
He's not
and a
creative.
comics
Which
creator
is
second.
what I was gonna say. Like you said, he was in the military, right?
Yeah.
And like apparently he's drawing from that to make this fucking Jawbreakers thing, I guess.
See, that's the thing
From
is,
this
I actually
G.I.
want-
Joe
In a
nonsense.
dumb way,
I
though. Yeah, he's
wanted to
making a
read
dumb
his
version of
comic
the
book of
military.
like Chosen, whatever it was, like Chosen Reservoir.
The
comic book.
Chosen Reservoir in Korea about the Korean War. And it's like, okay, that sounds interesting. I'd like to read that, but it's not on
But-
digital, so we can't. And I'm not going
In
to.
the same vein, there's another dude called Regan Lodge who's an artist, and he was in the military too. I think he was also in the Marines.
Yeah, there's
and
actually a
he's-
few people. I think not Malin necessarily, but
Like,
Tom
he's-
King was in the CIA even.
And he's drawing from it and doing something creative and interesting.
Yeah,
to
he's
look
not
at.
feeling like, here's a story about military. It's like, all right, I was in the military. Here's some stories I want to tell. There's actually a ton of creative people who've been in the military, going fucking
Oh,
back
obviously.
years,
I mean,
decades, centuries.
My
Not
favorite
Dorothy.
example-
He doesn't have Dorothy.
He's a friend of Dorothy. He's not just a friend of Dorothy. But my favorite example of a creator having been in a service, a military service, will be who's the guy who made James Bond?
Oh yeah, Ian Fleming.
He's a legitimate fucking actual spy from the war, and of course a lot of the actual spying was like shuffling papers and shit. So a lot of that was like almost his fantasies of being a spy.
Yeah, he was
And
like,
of course
let
that
me
was
make a
that was the
fantasy.
war.
He's
That was the
making a
spy war, the
fanfic.
secret agent. World War II was basically like the birth of the secret agent. That was what Captain America used to be before the fucking
Yeah,
dumbass
they were
cheap
spy
shit
hunters.
super serum.
They were actual spy hunters. They weren't superheroes. They were just spy hunters, and he had like super strength from a thing.
And you might have heard of James Bond.
You might have heard of him.
Maybe.
Maybe for
He
me.
might.
But
Like-
what if James Bond was a woman?
What if he was a woman? What if he was a black woman
What if he
from
was a black
Nigeria?
woman?
What if
Space.
James Bond was transsexual?
He's fighting the patriarchy. It turns out the
Yeah, here's
the patriarchy.
Like, that is not to say that you couldn't make an
Here's one
interesting
thing we
story with a transsexual spy.
Yeah.
James Bond ain't one.
Dorothy Comics used to, like, one of the only things I really liked about him is that he would bash all these trannies in the industry, but then I realized, oh wait, any idiot can do that. So that there's really nothing unique about him doing
That
that.
yeah, that was the novelty of it, was hearing him just straight up call trannies a man in a Party City wig.
because
Just like
What?
worst,
they're
the worst
overtly
insult.
mentally ill, and we've been fucking saying this for years. And then Diversity in Comics comes along and says it, and they're like, "Hey, somebody else is saying it," and it's like, "Oh, that's right," because he's just saying what we already said years ago.
He probably didn't even hear it from us. He probably heard it from like 10
Well, he
different
is a
proxies.
derivative of us, but yeah, he may not have actually said it from. But I mean, he may as well have read our fucking blog. Not that he would admit it if he did, because it would be clear that he got all of his opinions from us.
Wow,
Except
Janice
not as
Bond's
smart.
got a really
He
big
definitely-
Adam's apple.
He definitely didn't get any of his opinions from us because he would be smarter if he did. He'd be more informed. But he's a bitch.
Who cannot incline his head more than like a 20-degree angle.
He's
He-
fucking tilting.
He
his
does
head
all
forward.
of his reviews. He's doing all of his reviews from his iPhone.
That's great.
Um,
That's good. Use that
I
money
think
and
it's a
buy yourself a
Galaxy,
fucking
actually.
microphone.
Well, whatever. Yeah, exactly. He
Well,
doesn't
it was-
have a mic. He doesn't have any technology. Doesn't have a headset. Doesn't have a fucking microphone with a
Yeah,
windsock.
in fact,
He's just going out, strolling
all
around in New York
pissy.
City.
He got pissy when it was suggested, "Hey, you should just record videos on your computer." And he's like, "I didn't want to do that," and then he eventually did it because it was obvious that he.
What
kind
is
of
his
needs
problem? Like, why is he like
He's-
just
he's
being
stupid.
contrarian?
He is
Like, I'm
a
not going to
low
do the
IQ.
obvious thing.
To. He's
He
a
was
low
in the
IQ
Mar-
streamer.
He
just
was
like
in
Nick
the
Alaska.
Marine. Remember, he was in the Marines. You know what they call those guys? Jarheads.
Have you ever
'Cause
seen?
they're
Have you ever seen
dumb.
pictures of Dorothy comics?
No, I was trying to find one.
His eyes are going in two different directions.
Really?
He looks as stupid as he sounds.
Yeah, link it. I gotta see.
I can't. Well, I don't even know where I would find it. I know where the drawing. Did you see the drawing I did of his box head? It's pretty accurate to what he looks like in real life.
Where's it at?
His square head.
Where is it? Let me go to our wonderful Discord. You can check out our Discord too.
In the dump?
Goes
Or
Trash.
in the toilet?
turlet.
So
I
just
don't know
it's
shit
like
about
it's
Outcast.
like Star Wars. It's like the treasured memories of Star Wars.
They flushed it down the fucking toilet.
It's a fucking. Those are the treasured memories of Star Wars, and now they're gone. And he starts laughing
Why does
uproariously
he?
when he said. He starts laughing when he says that.
Why does he have
Why?
a Gods of Egypt poster?
Oh, he loves that movie.
What?
You,
Of
you
course he
didn't.
does.
You didn't know that? I'm pretty sure we
Yeah,
told
we
you.
mentioned
He
it
loves
last time
Gods
you
of-
were on the stream
Oh
with
shit!
us.
Really?
That he loves Gods of Egypt, and I was like, you
I'm
like
so
that movie
glad I
too,
forgot,
didn't you?
so I could enjoy how stupid he is again the second time.
Did we also tell you? I don't know if you still remember. He also loves Star Wars prequels.
Of course he does. Jesus
Oh, wait, here.
Christ!
Okay, so
And-
you saw that with the fucking the Gods of Egypt. I don't know if he actually likes Battlefield Earth, but what's the difference at this point?
But yeah, well, of course he does. Unironically, like
Well,
yeah,
James,
like,
also,
actually,
did you-
Battlefield
you know
Earth
what?
is a great metaphor for so,
Eh,
fuck you, faggot. But here,
Did
wait,
you watch the movie yet? Though, did you watch the Infinity War movie yet?
me, no.
Because we could review it. We both saw it, and it's funny. He made a review recently.
Yeah,
where he's
yeah,
like,
that's
"Oh,
right.
I did
He
my
reviewed
chores.
it where he's
I
like,
did my
"Ugh."
chores recently. I did the laundry. I folded the laundry. I went to see the Infinity War movie." And it's like, ugh.
I did the laundry. I paid my 3 alimony
3 different
because I
alimony,
keep
3
getting
different child
married and
support.
having kids.
Yeah, this dumb
He's a
trad
genetic
cuck
winner.
life.
He's a genetic success.
Yes, exactly.
Success. And now we have what 6 kids from this motherfucker
Out
in the
world?
I don't know. I don't
From
know. I don't really
3
care.
2 non-white children.
6
He's not
children who are
propagating the
also going to
white race.
unironically enjoy Gods of Egypt. That's great. Good job.
What is
Thanks.
I like diversity.
What's he doing? Yeah, but yeah. Anyways, so one of the reasons why you were going to be on the stream is you had a story to tell. But first, let me tell this incredibly boring story about how I actually went to the local comic store like a week and a half ago, maybe, because I got my tax refund. And I was like, I'll spend on responsible stuff, but I want to get something irresponsible as a treat to myself. And one of the things I want to do for like a couple of years now is Stray Bullets has this Uber Alice edition, Uber Alice, whatever the fuck it is, where it's like 41 issues of Stray Bullets in a single like phone book sized fucking book.
Holy shit.
And it's $60, and it's like, that is mine someday. Someday that is mine, probably when I get a tax refund. And so this year, I'm like, I'm going to make a day of it where I go up, like on foot or on bike, on horse or afoot, to the local comic book store, and I'm going to get it. And I go up there, and I do this on a Monday, and it was, I think, it was like just after New Comics Books Day, which is usually a big day. And it's like, I know they don't need business then, but when they need business is the 2 days leading up to Wednesday.
Yeah.
So on Monday, like middle of the day, I go there. It is dead. The only other person is the guy behind the counter. So I go in there, look up. I go through
picking his ass, no doubt.
I go through the literal Sad Husbands long boxes, which is they got tons of them. They have tons of the long boxes of comics that belonged to a man who got married to lovely wifey, who's like, you need to sell these comics. So he did, like the cuck that he is, and now he's depressed, and the comics are sitting in a box where no one's ever going to buy them.
The back issues, those big piles of those things?
They have the sorted back issues for like the big name Cape shit, and then they have all the other comics where you can find some real treasures. Like that's where the Cerebus comics are, and the single issues of Stray Bullets and that kind of shit. So I skimmed through there looking for like a Heathcliff comic from 1962 or something that actually says 20 cents or 15 cents on it. And I found like a romance comic from Charlton Comics. They haven't been in business for 40 years, so I buy one of those.
How much was it?
Well, they're all $1. Every single one of them is $1.
Treasures.
Yes, exactly. Fucking treasure.
Someone loved it intensely for one day.
Before discarding it like a sex crime victim. But, yeah, and so I get like a good 9 of those, including issue 5 out of 8 of Batman White Knight, which is still on shelves. It's like, this is in the bargain
White
bin
Knight
already?
was good, but I don't know.
I read the first issue of it, and it's actually pretty interesting. But again, I haven't read all of it, and I don't like taking a chance with comics anymore. With the American comics industry, I did that too many times with Saga and Trees. I'm not doing that shit anymore. I'll wait till it's all out and then maybe pirate it.
That is basically feeding the beast, feeding the demon.
Feeding the monster, hoping it fucking eats you last. But I did buy that fucking issue 5 out of 8, but I can't read it because I don't have any context for it. So maybe I'll pirate the other issues or something first. But I mean, it was kind of decent, that first issue. But anyways, so yeah, I get 9 of those, and then I pull the giant phone book off of there, and I get that, and so it's like $70 altogether. And the guy doesn't really say anything. He just sort of scans my cards like, oh, okay. Yeah. And then I leave.
He was sitting there hate fucking you because you weren't buying Marvel Cape shit off the shelf.
I don't know. He seemed pleasant. He seemed relatively... He was kind of like a fat nerd guy, but he was pleasant. He wasn't like, ugh, dude, what you... He was like, hey, okay.
Why aren't you buying Squirrel Girl?
Yeah,
you're sexist.
You're a sexist. My entire story. That's the whole story of when I went to my local comic store. Now you apparently have a different story.
Yeah, you know what? Here's the problem, Forge. You probably live in a major metropolitan area like New York City or California.
I live. You're right. I live near.
Where?
Which that play near Columbus, Ohio. But that plays into the story, too, which I have a couple of...
that's a factor. Anyways,
it tends to be, I think, the more urban the area is, the more intolerable the people are.
Yeah.
I mean, the part of the problem being, like, if you Google, like, where's a comic book store? They're all in the city, so you have no choice. Because nobody's going to...
You know what's easier? If you just go on a website and just buy it off of there.
I mean, here's the thing. Here's the reason I went. Like, I've been looking for one nearby since I moved here. Just in case I wanted to get... Because, like, Hellboy, I like having Hellboy
We all do want to like comics. We want to love comics.
I love Hellboy. I
love comics. We actually love comics probably more than anyone who likes superhero comics.
I love the idea of the medium.
I like to have good.
The medium has a lot of promise. Someday it's kind of like a seed. If you nurture it and water it,
anything that Mike Mignola does is great.
You know what happens to it? You know what it turns into? A fucking tree.
So anyway, I had read Hellboy in Hell.
I'll try not to interrupt.
Like the end of the story. I had read Hellboy in Hell, end of the story. Son of a bitch. No, that's good.
No, okay.
Hellboy in Hell, I heard that was a really good series.
It's fantastic, and the ending is phenomenal.
The story.
Son of a bitch.
No, I want to hear the story. Damn it!
I'll wait. Get it out of your system.
No, seriously. That was seriously my last attempt. I wasn't even intending to interrupt.
So I've been wanting to get it for a while just to have it because it's nice to look at now and again.
How much was it?
Oh, it was like $20 when I finally found it, which I did not find it in the comic book.
I mean, that's kind of a lot. That is kind of a lot to spend on a comic.
Well, it was one of those graphic novel things, like
it's like
collections.
180 pages or something like that.
Something like that. It's like 5 comics mushed into one.
All right,
that's pretty decent.
It's not bad. So I find this place. It's got like a 97% star rating on fucking Google, whatever. It's like, oh, good. I'll go see this fucking comic store
on Yelp.
Yelp. So I go.
That shit.
It's a little hole in the wall fucking comic book store.
They all are.
Yeah. They have to be, of course.
I go in the store. I open the store. They're blaring some fucking Marvel movie on TV somewhere. I don't even know which fucking one it was.
Sounds like a gun store I went to once. The firing range or whatever. They're just playing Rambo 2 on a TV.
How loud?
Unironically.
Loud enough that if you were to try to talk, like the 2 store owners, like big fat shithead with long hair and some other guy fucking loudly over.
Bald with long hair. The fact that he has long
and
hair completely distracts me from the fact that he's balding in front.
I only glanced at him. I couldn't tell. I didn't want to countenance him for very long.
You're not supposed to look directly at him.
Yeah, I didn't want to turn to fucking salt. So I'm going through this store like it's Hellboy, right? Hellboy should be in a comic book store, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's in every comic book store that
you would think. You think, right? You would think. So I go in there. I'm trying to find it. I'm wandering around this fucking store. It's just fucking haphazardly shits everywhere. DC shit's mixed in with Marvel shit. The boxes are all over the fucking place with the back issues. Like, you think that a comic book store would have like mangas, right? Those are comics.
Yes.
Yeah, our one closest comic book store has a lot of shelves of manga.
Not a single one. So it's only for Marvel and DC.
Sounds like Diversity in Comics would love this place.
Yeah, he would love this fucking store.
I'm not even that huge of a fucking manga fan, but at the very least, it's part of the medium. You have to be a real hipster to own a store that sells comics and does not sell any manga.
You have to be a especially dumb hipster who doesn't like selling.
Doesn't even know their own medium.
Yes.
They had
mixing up the Marvel and the DC. They both do the same thing. Batman's like a Marvel character, right?
Yeah.
That's basically what they like.
Heroes. So, they had a couple toys up on the wall, whatever, for the
Funko Pop. Funko Pop, of course.
So, I'm looking around. My brain can't process what I'm seeing because it's such a fucking mess in here. And, there's 2 owners. They're talking to each other about nerd shit, right? And they're giving me the stink eye.
The nerd
They're giving me sideways looks.
They're opening their nerd crate, geek crate, and nerd box.
I just got my loot crate box. It's full of infinities. Anyway,
this is great stuff. You'd expect to pay tens of dollars.
It has a T-shirt in it and a coffee mug.
There must be at least $20 worth of junk in there.
They're giving me the stink eye, right? And I'm like, well, I'm not the only one in here.
Because you're
I'm trying. How about you get up off your ass and help me find this? So I locate Hellboy. It's one book. It's like the first book, and they have it on a shelf somewhere. That's it.
At least
that's
it's
all
not
they
just
have.
the second. That's how it is in a lot of other comic stores, though. It's like volume 2, 4, 5, 6,
Yeah.
7, and that's
That's
it.
No,
actually,
they had the first one. That was it.
I probably
So-
shouldn't admit that I fucking go there. Look, occasionally I look for the fucking Eva manga, and it's like, oh, they still don't have issue 9.
You won't find it here. That's for fucking sure.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
and
I kind of don't
the-
see the point of going to a physical comic store anymore to get physical comics when it's.
I mean,
Yeah, you know what,
I would
actually-
think if you're someone like me, like you'd think, where do I go to get comics? Oh, a comic book
Amazon.
store.
You go to Amazon.com.
That's,
I mean,
well, that's what
sure, you
they
can do that. I
probably
don't really-
That's how they order theirs. Is essentially they just order it off of a service, and it's like, well, that's what I could do.
Like, I don't like to wait either. I like to go and buy something and then bring it.
Yeah, that's actually one of the benefits of an actual physical store.
Yeah.
Is you're there, you're out of there in 30 minutes. You don't have
So
to
I'm
wait
like-
2 or 3 days.
I'm like, this cannot be the only Hellboy they have. So I'm just wandering around, bewildered, trying to find something that should just be in here. They had like a small section for Image Comics, and the rest was just Marvel nonsense. So I just fucking leave. I'm like, he's like, thanks for
I was-
coming in. As I'm opening the door, I'm like, I didn't say anything. I just fucking left.
I was
So-
hoping that you would fucking attack them, assault them, especially with this tone. Just fucking wandering around their empty fucking store going, Hellboy.
Hellboy?
Just nothing else.
Hellboy.
Hellboy.
Hellboy. So, like, it occurred to me that they're probably the kind of store they only want regulars in there, and they're probably like distrustful of new people,
Faggots.
which is probably why the rating on is so fucking high. They only had like people who
Yeah, they're
like
hipster.
Pokemon.
Yeah, that's where
Okay,
they
they're
come
hipsters.
from.
Yeah.
A lot of people forget that is there's a lot of confirmation bias in the whole Comicsgate thing. Is a
And
lot of
Yelp.
it is people who've already made up their mind, so of course they're going to be like, "Well, this is the best thing about this." And it's like, yeah, but
I found one comic
you
book
don't have
store
any
in
outsiders
50
coming in
miles.
here to confirm. You just have only insiders, people who agreed with you in the first place, are the only
And
people
then-
who are fucking agreeing with you.
Later on, I looked because I couldn't understand why this had such a good rating. This was a terrible store. So I'm looking at it, and I'm looking at the reviews, and a lot of them are pink-haired girls. So I'm thinking this is a place where they come to get Squirrel Girl, and that's it. So this is a lost cause place. This is
Yeah,
a
it's weird to
garbage
think
store.
that Squirrel Girl actually sells.
To these 5 girls who come there. That's it. These 5 college hipster
For,
bitches.
for Marvel comic, that is an insane success.
Yes.
Because it's not effectively 0 sales. It is effectively 5 sales.
Yes.
So I drove down the road to the fucking Barnes & Noble, and I found what I was looking for. In a fucking Barnes & Noble. You know what else the Barnes & Noble had? Gigantic anime section. I don't even read that shit.
Yeah,
in
because
the
they're
app.
looking to actually sell books for a
Yeah.
change instead of just
Well,
looking
also,
to
They
be
have the
hipsters.
physical space. That's the kind of physical space you need if you want to cover all those different
Barnes & Nobles
genres.
usually aren't that big
and
sometimes.
tastes. Yeah, no, but I mean, you kind of need a big company, somebody that's got a lot of
Yeah.
money to bankroll this. Back in the 90s, you could afford that because a lot of these comic book shops, comics actually sold. Now they don't.
Well, here's the thing, though. Like, when I lived in Hilliard, there was a really good comic book shop that had all kinds of stuff, and it was the same size store. Like, they had shit from, like, overseas. They had a lot of mangas. They had some Image comics. They had some independent comics. They had, like, a wall for Marvel and DC, and the rest was, like, they had shit for tabletop stuff, too. That's probably where they
Yeah,
made
that's
most
how
of
I
the money.
remember comic stores way back in the day, is that it was the indies that had a huge fucking market because they were selling stuff that you couldn't get from just reading Marvel or DC. It was like
It's a
this
really good
weird
store.
creative shit that was mind-boggling.
So, like, they got, like, do you want to know how you make room for some, like, variety in your store? You throw out this fucking Marvel shit. Get rid of the DC section entirely. How about that? How about you do that?
Yeah, the thing is that Marvel does punish stores if you stop fucking ordering so much from them, so that's a problem with the industry too, but that's not part of Comicsgate. Comicsgate's just like, we want better comics, and it's like, well, you have to punish the companies that you want the better comics from, otherwise you have to fucking let them die entirely. So either way. And
Yeah, but hasn't
these
it-
people
hasn't
are like,
it
but we
not
want
worked?
Marvel to be better because the heads of Marvel, the heads of
And they're not going to be saving these comic stores, unfortunately. If the
They
comic
need to
stores are
fucking
smart,
close.
if the comic stores are smart, they will change their fucking outfit. A lot of the one that we live near, they sell a lot of like toys and hobby stuff.
Yeah, tabletop stuff. That's fun.
They sell
Fun to
like
look at.
fucking
Yeah, every weekend they
They
do
sell, like,
Pokemon
quad-rotor drones
tournaments.
and-
They
yeah.
do the Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments every weekend.
Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, Magic the Gathering. Basically any tournament that they can get people in there for.
And
It also
and
makes your store more attractive and
I
inviting.
would like
to
the store to stay open too. In fact, I would like to patronize the store when they do the lease business. That's why when I go, I want to go on a Monday or Tuesday.
See, that store's probably going to do fine because they don't just sell
Yeah.
tape shit.
Although I can
Yeah.
imagine they might struggle too, but they're trying to do something.
Yeah.
They're at least getting by.
And I would like them to stay open. I don't want fucking comic stores to close, but the thing is, they are
I
also
do.
obsolete. There's no point to having them anymore.
I mean,
I-
unless they're like the ones we're talking about, where they sell CDs,
Yeah,
they sell
they-
tabletop stuff.
They have to change what they're making available to sell, and that's the thing is this store does still, sell. They display prominently a lot of comics.
Yeah,
but,
this-
like-
the one I went to didn't even sell posters for Christ's sake.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah,
Fuck
the ones-
this store.
yeah.
You
that's
know where else
one-
I could find
and the
posters?
one-
That's
Barnes
one
and
thing
Noble.
I don't like about the comics industry, though, is a lot of it's just seen as they treat comics as if they're just a collectible. It's like, I don't want comics as a collectible. I want something to fucking read.
And let's face it, the best way to get something a hold of that you could read forever is digitally, because it's not going
Yes.
to melt in your hands after 20
It's
years.
not going to dissolve and turn yellow. I mean, something can go wrong with the digital industry, but it is still, if you want to read it, it's right there.
Yeah. Like, it's nice to have a book, but if I'm rifling through pictures and I just want to read something real quick, I want a digital copy, just so I can read
I've
it
done that
fast.
tons of times. The comics I've reread the most were digitally. And one of the, again, I know this is going to be a big shock, but one of the retarded ideas and opinions that Dorothy Comics has is that you can't actually like digital comics. You can't fall in love with a digital comic the way you can with a physical, which is a purely hipster opinion. That
Do you
is
want to know
something
what
only a
digital
hipster would
comics
say.
don't have that physical? They don't have a crease down the middle where you have to bend the book
There's
open
no
just so you can
staple.
see it. There's no fucking staples.
How do
You
I
can-
know
you know
what
what?
I've
You
got
can-
this
but you can't-
people?
How do I know where the
Zoom
middle
in.
is? I don't see the staple.
If you want to see a panel more clearly, you just zoom the fuck in on a digital copy.
Yeah, you
Can't do
press
that
the
with-
plus button. That is actually, now that I think about it, one comic I have read the most. It's Punisher Max, and we have the fucking CBR files, which are an obsolete.
I've gone
file.
through the CBR files of Punisher Max so many
I
times,
hate
just
CBR
enjoying
shit.
the ridiculous.
Yeah, no, I
fucking,
don't like CBR files, but this was way back in like 2006 when I downloaded them.
Yeah.
And you know what? And hey, it shows the page that you're on. It's like, oh,
It lets
page
me zoom. It
6
lets me
out of
scroll it
20.
around easily.
And if I really want to, I can save the file as a JPEG, but
That
I have
was-
to make sure that I fucking hit the
Yeah,
right
fucking-
arrow key.
People
It's like,
paid DNC money to read My Hero Academia, and he said it doesn't have the guided view like most digital comics, which I like the guided view, but you can zoom in on your own and just scroll the page around. Just
But does
pinch
he
the fucking
need that?
image.
What's wrong with him? Is he?
He is
does,
a
does he like?
complete fucking dolt. And
He's an
anyone who
inept-
Why does he
supports
need
him
that?
is also a dolt. You have to
And
be
again-
stupid to
Look here,
support
I'm
not
opening up a JPEG right now. I can zoom in with the fucking mouse wheel. Oh, where's
not-
the guided view? I can't. How am I supposed?
Yeah, he's
to
like a
back-
grandma. He's like our grandma.
Yeah,
What
wait
the
here.
fuck
I'm
is
even-
wrong with this
zooming
guy?
in on this picture.
Even my grandma had like one of those screen magnifier programs for Windows because she's a grandma. But even she had that. Dorothy Comics doesn't.
I bet Dorothy does not have a mouse with a mouse wheel. I bet he doesn't have one.
He doesn't.
Well, he's got
he
his
just
phone
has a
doesn't have
phone or a
one.
tablet.
Yeah.
That's
How
all
do
he
I
has.
It's total
pinch it
pleb.
so I
But
zoom?
you can,
I
you can
can't
still
use
zoom
two
in with that
fingers
shit.
on
That's
a
how digital.
tablet.
The fucking Comixology sets that up so every comic can be swooped and swished and fucking pinched and all that shit. You can. Still
How am
do
I
that.
to do
It's
that
just
with one hand?
It's just that it also has the fucking guided view for most of their comics, so that
Why?
you can
It doesn't
just
need it.
tap one end and it just goes from panel to panel.
No, just zoom. Pinch it. Pinch it
just
with your
zoom
fingers.
it.
Just zoom in with your
It's
fingers.
incredibly
That's all you
easy.
gotta
Well,
do.
Just fucking wild.
Well, I really like their fucking guided view.
I mean, I'm sure it's nice, but if you don't
Guided
have
view
it, it's
is
not going
very
to ruin
nice
the
to have.
experience.
I read every comic on Comixology through Guided View, and if it didn't have it though, I would just fucking zoom it in manually.
Yeah, it's not going to ruin the experience if it's not there.
But he's looking for every excuse. It's the same for when there's supporters, like fans of his, who are like, "Hey, I make this comic." Like the guy who makes Rags, which we reviewed. There's the guy who made Column, which we also reviewed. There's a couple other guys. There's Bosch Faustin, who did Pigman, which is one of the best comics of like the past 10 years. Certainly the best superhero comic by far.
I'm
Not
surprised
even
he
close.
hasn't been like murdered yet.
I'm surprised he hasn't been murdered.
Yes.
Like fucking
Someone tried
Theo
to.
Van Gogh.
Somebody tried to kill him for his fucking drawings.
Oh my god!
The Garland,
I
Texas,
wonder-
that Garland, Texas, Draw Muhammad
That's
Day
right.
contest from a few years ago, and a fucking Muslim came in. The FBI knew about him, knew he was coming there, and was apparently outside to see it happen. And the personal bodyguards that what's the lady's name?
How about you use your words like a big boy Muslim?
Ion
Don't
Percy
like it.
Alley?
How about you use your words?
No, the fucking like white Jewish chick. She got published with Milo's publishing line.
Whatever. Bitch.
Fuck bitch.
Does that mean she's also now broke?
I don't know. She's still doing stuff, but yeah, I don't know how that stuff is going. But
Is it
Pamela Geller. Pamela Geller's her name. But yeah,
Sarah
she
Michelle-
was doing
Sarah
that
Michelle
thing,
Gellar.
and Bosch Faustin won the contest of the Draw Muhammad Day for a drawing of Muhammad saying "You can't draw me," and then the artist saying "That's why I draw you." It's really,
I draw
like it.
you now because you ask why.
Because you ask why. Like,
I draw you harder. But yeah, so that happened, and a Muslim guy came
what
to
was
shoot
that
it
one?
up and
What
got
was that one
killed.
from? Actually, I'm trying to think. Was that from?
Oh,
Fucking...
it was from Schindler's List.
Yeah, I was going to
Oh,
say
yes.
Schindler's List.
Yeah, that's right.
I beat you now.
We're not going to have arguments with these people.
Yeah.
I'm not going to have arguments with these people.
That's how social justice in comics should be treated. We're not going to have arguments with these people.
Indeed, they're not arguments. And if you listen to
Yes.
Dorothy Comics' argument in gigantic, sneering, fucking sarcastic air quotes, he doesn't have a fucking argument.
Yeah, he doesn't have an argument. He's just like,
Well,
I
why?
don't like what
Why does
they're
it feel
ruining
like
superhero
My
comics. It's like,
Hero
who gives a shit?
Academia?
Fuck it.
It's a fucking superhero comic, and it's way more entertaining than any of the superhero comics that get made nowadays.
Yeah,
and he says he
yeah.
hates it because I don't really care for
We
the art.
recommend Pigman to anyone, but and Bosch Faustin used to show up around the streams and be like, "Hey, I got this comic. It's like my own take on a superhero comic. It's kind of a tongue-in-cheek superhero comic where it's a guy who has superpowers, but his entire suit is made out of pig leather. So when Muslims touch him, they have to go to hell."
Nice.
It's wonderful, but also the other half of the comic is about the guy who creates this comic and the trouble he gets into with the Muslim community, and then like his own twin brother who has like converted to more hardcore Muslim. They're like, one's the former Muslim and he makes this comic, and his brother is the Muslim who goes more hardcore Muslim.
A mature progressive culture would just laugh and go on with their business instead of trying to murder him for
Yeah.
it.
I guess what you're saying is we don't live in a mature progressive culture.
Oh
But,
no!
yeah,
And
so-
there aren't any on this planet anymore.
Anyways, he has this comic, Pigman. There's like 3 issues of it, and it's really good. We both enjoyed quite a bit. But we also both think there should be different lighting in the exteriors. Really, we both hate that
Lighting.
at the same time. No, but
I think I read 1 or 2 of them, but like I mean, once you get the joke, it's kind of gets a little boring.
well, it's not really about the joke too. There's some serious parts of it that are really
About
the whole
Pigman?
thing. I would
So
recommend.
Pigman is the fucking comic book is basically more like a backdrop to the real life drama of this guy who left the religion.
Yeah.
If
Yeah,
you
the comic's
if
about
you
that
know
too.
anything about the religion, you know that people who leave the religion are treated as if they're
Well,
like
they
worse
have a
than
religion.
Hitler.
According to the fucking
Worse
Quran,
than the
they are
devil.
under orders to be put to death.
Apostates get put to death.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe I should read it. That sounds interesting.
You should, yeah, absolutely. I would think you should. In fact, you can find it on Comixology. It's only like $1 or $2 per issue.
What?
Very much worth it.
Yeah, I don't want you to fucking underestimate the story. It's not just some cape shit.
Yeah,
It's
not
not
just cape
shit.
shit, and it's not just goofiness. It is.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't because this actually has something to say.
Yeah, exactly.
It really does.
And so he started trying to contact Dorothy Comics, being like, "Hey, Diversity Comics is talking about like how come Captain America doesn't fight the Taliban." So Bosch Fawson is like, "Well, here's this comic I wrote that's kind of like this, not exactly, but kind of." And Diversity Comics refused to even acknowledge it, except
Because it
to
was
tell
like
the guy
too-
in person, "It's not really my thing."
Well,
And it's like,
specifically
that is
also
some of
cape
your other
shit,
fucking
isn't it?
viewers.
the
fuckhead.
fucking
The
the
fuck?
reason that he gave for not reviewing it, the only semi-legitimate reason is that he thinks that what was it that he said? He said it was too fucking uproarious or some shit like that. That it would get people in trouble or some shit like that.
Yep.
Basically, big faggot fucking crybaby reason.
Yeah, well, he is. Diversity in Comics is actually a surprising. Because
It made me completely lose all respect for him the
so you
moment
don't expect
he
him to be a
fucking
big
said it.
faggot, but
Didn't
he actually
you say
is.
he was a Marine?
He was
Yes,
in the Marine.
that's-
So
and,
he's a
that's
chicken
honestly-
shit. He's a fucking coward.
He is he's worse than that. He's basically a traitor. He actually, what was the fucking thing he said? Basically, he said that it was like, oh, it's rabble rousing or some shit like that. You tried to
I
get, you
don't know,
tried
but
to
I
stir up
remember
trouble.
a lot
What
of
the
Diversity in Comics fans saying that it was the extremist just on the other side, and it's like,
Yeah,
no,
Oh my
it's not,
God.
fucker. You haven't read the comic, and your fucking faggot.
Well, of course,
leader
they'll
of
never
Diversity
hear
in
about
Comics won't talk about. He won't even acknowledge it exists.
They deserve to have their hobby taken.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
deserve
And
to have
that's
that
why
and
it's
they
happening.
will.
They're
They
such
will.
cucks. That's why their whole industry is dying, and they really deserve it.
Like when you have to contrast and compare, like you look at like the gaming industry. When people don't like a game,
They don't buy
then
it.
Battlefront,
just-
Star
yeah.
Wars Battlefront happens, and they get their asses handed to them.
two great examples is Star Wars Battlefront and then fucking Revolution 69 or whatever.
Like they
fuck that
deserve to have
game.
their fucking hobby because they are actively involved in it.
They vote with their wallet.
Comicsgate would
Yeah,
buy
they vote for
that
their
and be
wallets.
like, "Oh, it sucks." They'd still buy it if it was a Comicsgate thing. They would still spend money on it.
Look at
to
Spider-Man.
review it.
Like you have
That's what they
shitheads
do with
saying like,
Spider-Man.
single player games aren't gonna sell, and then God of War just destroys everything.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing is, for
It's
fucking
yeah,
for video games, for comic books, there's only cape shit. And if you don't like cape shit, you're told that you don't like the medium, which is fucking retarded.
Which means you're retarded and you should kill yourself.
and your industry
Kill
needs to
yourself.
die with you when you kill yourself.
Kill yourself
Cut-
and
don't
industry.
kill yourself. Just cut yourself like the teenage girl that you actually are.
Like you motherfuckers, they probably have no idea that there's a gigantic comic book industry in Europe that's got a lot of really good comics.
They're really sensitive, by the way. They're fucking whiny and sensitive. And yeah, like even Dorothy Comics has talked about fucking the European market, but he's only talked about it as far as Valerian, which he liked the movie for apparently. But
Of course he did.
But he doesn't really talk much about any of the comics. He doesn't talk about heavy metal. He doesn't talk about the underground comics of the 70s and 80s that actually saved the industry from superheroes. It's the reason why they don't use the Comics Code Authority anymore is because of like Zap Comics and R.
Zap
Crumb.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Basically, I've completely lost
And
respect.
heavy
I've
metal.
had respect for him. I used to have respect for fucking Dorothy.
I used to
Comics.
have respect for him because he was saying what we were saying, and then I realized. Then he started going off our script, and I realized, oh, this guy's just an idiot who sometimes agreed with the things we said first.
Well, in particular, it's not just even about Pigman.
He dumbs it down for
That
the
was a
plebs too,
huge-
though. He softens it for the weak fucking low-T
It's a
faggots
huge
like
disappointment
Douglas
that he
Sirks and those
wouldn't
kind of
even
faggots.
touch Pigman. It does go to show he's basically a traitor, not just to his country
He's
and
an
to his god,
opportunist. He's an
and his
opportunist and,
flag.
a fucking self-promoter first,
but also
and a
then
comics creator
he
after all
won't
that.
even touch the most easy, safe, normie shit, which is fucking My Hero Academia. It's absolutely for fucking normies, and he won't review it because It's because it's a manga. Don't believe him. Don't trust him for a single moment when he says that it's because he doesn't like the art style. It's because it's competition for comic books and it's winning.
It's competition for cape shit, and it's winning because it deserves to, because it's better. And I don't even really like My Hero Academia, but it is better than cape shit.
Like, if you were to take any one of these fat fucking fail sons and ask them, like, where does the saga of Spider-Man go from here? Like, well, he could.
They would just start making excuses. They're pretty much all they do is rationalizations, excuses, and projection.
Maybe Madam Web
they are the other side of the extremist coin. They're
it's
the
part where It's the part where Spider-Man gets eaten by a giant spider and then gets shit out by the spider, and he has organic web shooter.
But he becomes M-Freg with him. He becomes M-Freg with himself as he turns into a giant spider and gives birth to himself, so he can have organic web shooters like in the movie. That's how they retconned out his fucking web shooters.
Now right for Spider-Man.
We did not make this up.
Wait, that happened?
To be honest,
we are not making this up.
I would actually prefer that.
You thought we were making that up?
What the fuck?
You think that we're that?
You know what? You know what the weirdest
we're
part
not
of that is? It wasn't a
Chris
Claremont story. If it's going to have weird fetishes like M-Preg in it should be by Chris Claremont. Well, it wasn't. I don't understand.
But yeah, that was right after the first Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire or whoever.
Yeah, the comics
did
were like,
Dorothy read that one? Like, I don't like that one. It has weird.
No, he loves that. I'm sure he loves that one. I don't know.
I'm sure Diversity in Comics' favorite Spider-Man movie is fucking Spider-Man 3, followed immediately by Amazing Spider-Man 2.
I didn't like Iron Man 3 because the Mandarin wasn't...
The Mandarin! Yeah,
Mandarin.
That is something I saw from the entire comics community in, like, CO, the hardcore cape shitters, the cape cucks, the cape...
That's why I knew the movies need to make a break away from the fucking...
yeah, that's what happens. The movies save the material, the comics shit it up.
They wanted a stupid, mustache-twirling, like, Asian guy.
Yeah, cheesy,
as their villain.
Retarded...
With the 10 magic rings.
With 10 magical rings.
10 magic rings.
10 magic rings.
That's his power.
His power is to have 10 magic rings.
Iron Man's power is the ability to build a super-powered suit. Using his intellect, the magic of his intellect, to build power armor.
His toxic masculinity. That's what toxic masculinity is. It's intuitive inventiveness.
Yeah, it's a desire to succeed.
Yeah, creativeness, the desire to succeed against people who
I really love that in the second Iron Man movie where he just blurts out, I don't support the liberal agenda.
I don't care about the liberal agenda, as he's putting up a hope poster, but it says Iron Man and it's of him.
Yeah, it's that art style of the Obama hope poster.
Yes.
The two-tone hope poster, but it says Iron Man. And it's the fucking face of the Iron Man helmet.
A fucking libertarian, objectivist, radical centrist movie ever. It's pretty good. It's very underrated.
Which one, Iron Man
because
3?
The main villain is the United States government. Or not the main villain. The tertiary villain, I suppose, is the United States government wanting to basically take his property. And he pulls a complete Atlas Shrugged on them.
Oh, Iron Man 2? I didn't know you.
Oh, speaking of Atlas Shrugged.
Oh yeah, we actually saw Atlas Shrugged Part 3.
I saw Part 3 was at the dollar store in the $1 movies bin. So I was like, I saw the other two movies. I didn't know they finished Part 3. Let me go pick that up.
Just play BioShock. Fuck it.
BioShock is like
an insult.
BioShock's kind of an insult. It's like, libertarian, capitalist society. You really think that would work? You really think that systemic oppression against the pox would really...
Oh, yeah, wait, did we ever... I don't know if we showed that to you, but that's an old, like, a fan comic guy. I remember that guy, the fucking, was it Mod we called him?
It's one of my favorite comics ever, though.
Yeah, it was, I can find that somewhere.
I forgot what it was, but it was like it was white person on a conveyor belt.
Do you really believe that if a white passing features man Hold on a second.
You have to find it because it's very specific.
Legit
but it's
privilege. That was his account. Here we go. This should. It's like 5 pictures. Holy shit! Yeah, here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, you're now at my mercy,
5, good.
Hetero man, Crush
Yes,
Max,
now
and it's
you're
a
at
white
my
guy.
mercy, white man. He's in the Crusher. PSI 800,007,225 Crush Max.
Oh no, this white person is going to be crushed under this crusher, and then he just vanishes and just teleports behind the black person.
Teleports behind you with a knife to his throat. And it's like, how? And then this actual post by Tumblr user, do you seriously unquestionably think that a black, genderqueer, autistic person has any kind of real power over a white Jewish person, non-black pox, and cis neurotypical black people?
What the fuck is going on?
This from like 2012. This guy drew this like goofy little comic. He used to. We made him a mod on Shitty Web Comics back in the day, and then he kind of cashed out because I don't think he wanted to be associated with our trollingness. And plus, he had school. Like he was 15 or something.
It takes some real courage to be a member of our fucking troop.
Well,
you made him
for
a
any time
cool
at all,
mod?
but I still, respect him for if he didn't want to be involved or if he just wanted to do it.
But that's also basically what these people actually believe.
He's also the guy who drew the hand stab comic.
The hand stab icon that we used for
Yes.
I think our blog for a long time.
Yeah, wait, here it is. This is the one. And now we just take credit. We take credit for Jeff Jack's stabbing his hand. Because let's try to remember in context. We were like, oh, I guess he stabbed his hand because he's a big loser. But he's like, he stabbed his hand after the fat post about like, oh, he's not respecting fat people. But it also was like a week after we started fucking really going after his comic.
You're welcome, by the way.
And we thought that was a coincidence. And I think now we know better.
But where's the Mandarin?
The Mandarin. I just love wearing the Tess shirt, and he stabs his own hand. Nice Tess shirt, faggot.
Teh what?
That's Teh. That's the fucking shirt that Martin wears. It just says Teh in questionable content. I don't suppose you've ever read that fucking garbage piece of shit website comic.
Questionable content. I think I've seen it before.
We were like the first comics review blog. Well, no, we weren't. We were the first comics review blog to go after Sinfest. We were not the first to go after
look at this
questionable
comic
content.
that I'm not going to read.
We were just the best to go after questionable content. Because we made him stab his hand.
Why is she red? Is she an Indian?
Are you reading questionable content? You're going to be lost. You're on fucking page like 5,782.
This is for lesbians. This is for the gender queer.
It's for coffee shop hipsters. Every character is an employee at a coffee shop, and in real life, an employee at a coffee shop. Yeah,
But you knew this. I've never even read the fucking
independent
shit.
coffee shop, of course, not Starbucks. You see, but independent. They make their own
Muffins.
There's a poster of a foot that says, "I'm."
I have not gone to questionable content in years. Not since we have had no reason to review it. Something happened around 2015-ish, where we no longer have any reason to review questionable
It was
content.
something you might have heard of. It's called World War One.
World War One. Jesus, people should read a history book sometime. But anyway, yeah.
Boy,
No, this looks like trash. This is fucking garbage.
Yeah, it is, but here's the thing. In order to really know how bad it is, you have to have context, which means reading the reviews, which are gone. They're long gone and they're not coming back.
Did you hurt their feelings?
We did, yeah, that's the thing.
no.
We start reviewing, not only that, but Cool Mod was actually doing redraws of his fucking panel. I gotta have some of those. Oh, this is fun. This is a nice thing. This should be enough soup to feed the homeless. Wow, Julia. No one
What the
is more
fuck?
comfortable. That's really nice. That's really nice. Let me see if I can.
I'm trying to find I'm trying to find, after seeing Manju, I'm trying to find the fucking, the Cox and Forkum thing with the fucking giant American man tied down by the fucking European Union UN regulations, and he's got a sword that says sovereignty, and he's cutting himself free, and the tiny people are running around yelling Mandu and Mein Gott. And it was like right after fucking, or it was right before the Iraq War started.
Oh, here, but,
Mein Gott in Himmel.
Here's my mind got in him. Here's actually something Coolmod did, where he did this drawing of boner cops, where he was showing an example of how, like, the stock flat, like, not even a reverse shot, but just two characters standing in profile against each other, how that's so much more boring, and how it's not really that much harder to draw a comic where each panel has a new perspective. So across the top
is the
is
thing
the
you're talking about.
stock
Coolmod
view
did this.
version.
This is Boner Cops and Crime Becky. This Os Boner Cops.
This Boner, yeah, this is actually still one of my favorite comics of his going back. And Crime Becky ended up showing up in Princess High Ground.
You said Coolmod did this?
Yeah, this one's good.
Coolmod, aka Low T Mod. Oh, did we change his name again?
Oh shit, are we trashing? We're trashing him now.
Shit talking.
Soy Mod.
I like
Giant
boner
talking. We're
cups
doing
don't
some
scare
major.
me. I eat boners for breakfast, and the guy goes, "Ah," in his mind. Freeze, boner police. You've just been boner policed.
But did he die for nothing?
Yes.
Well, no, that's a reference to a better comic.
Oh no.
He actually fucking really liked the art you did for that specific comic that you referenced that is a mystery.
Of course he did, because I'm a better artist.
It's so good.
He is.
It's so good. He died for nothing. It's this glittering skull just flies away.
I have no idea what that's about to this day.
Well, you don't. It's from the comic.
Yeah, but
or not my comic. It's from a
Just
comic.
about how it's very anime. It's very like
Yeah,
anime.
it's just
fun
animal
of.
fucking. You're the
like,
one who drew glitter. I
going
don't think
to-
that was in the script. You came up with that.
did I?
I don't really remember it. You know what? That has been many, many years. Whew, that's been a long time. Now that's a good comic. That's better than Jawbreakers, but it's not really. It's not really a print format, so I can't like put it up on sale anywhere. Especially because half the comic wasn't even drawn in paint; it was drawn in.
Not to mention, you don't have a following 60,000
Yeah,
strong.
I'm not 60K strong with my following.
60,000.
But I didn't make that comic. I didn't make that comic trying to promote myself. I just made it like fucking to entertain. I made it to make myself laugh, and other people, including Coolmod and Nice Mod and some other pals, they ended up liking it, and that's how we became pals.
60,000 followers from 60,000 parents' basements.
Well, let's not trash it too much. Some of them are trad cucks on their way to a frivorce.
It's 120,000 upset parents.
happily married
Disappointed parents.
traditional men
Yeah.
in a traditional marriage.
And when they get divorced, it's going to be their kids' fault.
Yep.
They're going to make sure to tell their kids that.
The kids,
I certainly don't want custody.
Those spoiled millennials, if only they followed the baby boomer life script, because everyone knows
a lot of these
baby boomers have the right idea.
Though, are like 40-year-old faggots. Or like, they're ruining Thor. It's like, who gives
Well,
a
a lot of them are like
faggot?
20-year-olds who are worshiping the baby boomer mindset while being like, "Ooh, baby boomers, they
Baby
fucking
boomers ruined everything.
they ruined everything. Let's do everything that they fucking told us to do."
Comics
I don't like-
are bad.
I don't like comics. I don't want to talk about comics.
We're talking
This
about how
Osborne
great it
comics.
will feel when the comic book stores are all closed, and the ones that stayed open, they changed with the times.
They're hobby shops anyway.
Hobby
They've
shops.
already become hobby shops to begin with, and they kind of need to stay that way if they're ever going to survive. If comics are ever going to come back and any shop is ever going to carry them, they need to remain selling Funko Pop shit and fucking quad rotor copters. Those little, do you ever see those nano rotor
Yeah.
copters?
Everybody needs model paint now and again. Everybody
Especially
needs some glue.
Warhammer 40k,
Yeah.
fucking Nurgle Green. Fucking- they have their own names for all the colors for their fucking Warhammer 40k, and that shit is a huge ripoff. I don't know if I want to get into that because I've never bought a single. The most Warhammer 40k memorabilia or whatever fucking property that I've ever owned are the video games. I have the physical copies of like Soulstorm.
Are those any good video games?
The
Never played
40k RTS. Well, for an RTS, they're pretty good. They're a bit better than StarCraft.
Oh, they're that kind of game.
Yeah, that's actually what StarCraft was actually based on. It was going to... Blizzard wanted the rights to Warhammer 40k, but Games Workshop, which is like the most... I don't even... You know me. I'm a friend of the Israelites. But they are huge. Games Workshop are the most Jewy Jew fucking faggots. They fucking overprice the shit out of their little fucking figurines. It's like $40 for one, and it's not painted. Then you gotta go buy the paints and paint them yourself. Meanwhile, here I am. I'm sitting here, right here, holding up the fucking amiibo for we actually bought an amiibo. Guess what character we bought an amiibo for?
Princess Peach.
No.
Is
Yes.
it Super Mario?
Keep guessing.
Think
Is it
Laylee,
Toad?
but made in Japan.
Think the most degrading female
And
character.
more hair.
Oh
That
no,
Nintendo
it's
whatever-
Samus. Oh no.
No.
No,
Nope,
she's
more
nice.
degrading.
Samus is nice.
Oh, I was thinking like other M Samus.
I did want Samus, but
That is-
more degrading, more Laylee-ish.
Oh god. Oh, who?
Okay, here's the answer. It's Bayonetta.
Oh. Nice.
Yeah, I can imagine that not exactly coming to mind. I wasn't too hot on the games. I thought they were okay, but I like Vanquish more.
That's the thing is also we wanted.
I
the
do
new
like how
fucking-
objectifying she is.
We wanted the new Breath of the Wild fucking Zelda with yoga pants. She's got fucking stretch pants to go right up her ass.
Yeah, have you played Breath of the Wild or seen her pants in that game?
I did not look at her pants in the
Wait, do
game.
you want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
The most annoying sound in the world.
You hear that?
What is it?
Like toilet.
Your toilet? She became
Toilet likes to
Zelda's
whistle.
toilet.
Toilet likes to whistle while it works.
She
Some
became
kind of.
Ganon's toilet.
she's totally Ganon's toilet. That was the nice thing in the fucking. It was actually something that was actually kind of admirable in the fucking cutscenes. It's like, oh no, Link defeat Ganon, and it's like Zelda in her wedding dress, splattered with mud and with cuts and bruises and shit. I was like, holy shit, they actually went there. Holy
Yeah,
shit!
they actually went.
Link
They
lost.
they portrayed Zelda as a failure. It actually gives her character. Holy shit!
Link lost and all of his friends died.
And everyone died. And they did
That's a
not
damn-
descend to
it's a-
heaven.
It's a
That's
good
a-
game, I thought.
That's a
It's actually my
shockingly
favorite
good
Zelda
game.
game. I think it's better than fucking Mario Odyssey.
I've liked a lot of the Zelda games. There's also been a lot of fucking missteps, like say fucking
They
Majora's
were getting
Mask.
really. They were starting to really drag. I
It
got like a
became-
couple
yeah,
hours
it
into
started
Twilight
becoming-
Princess, and I was like, "This is boring."
It started becoming less about the game. I didn't like it.
Yeah, it was just fucking slogging through, and then finding the place where it's like, "Oh, you can't get past this. You have to have the hook shot. You won't get the hook shot for another few fucking."
Can't get past here, you have to turn into a
Yeah,
dog
that
for
was just
3
getting really tough.
hours.
And they got rid of that entirely in Breath of the Wild. It's like, okay, that's cool.
You know what you can do with dogs in Breath of the Wild? You can fucking kill
Fuck
them
them. Oh.
and
Fuck,
eat
you
their
can have-
meat.
You can jack off on their paws. Oh no!
No, you can't do that.
Oh,
We
no.
are
Oh,
not-
Why would
a
that be a fetish?
Dragoneer.
Why would jacking off on the dog's paws be a fetish? Why not just have sex with them? I mean, come on.
you have to ask Dragoneer.
Let's not be crazy. But one thing you were mentioning about Games Workshop, they're so Jewish that if they were in Independence Day, they would be played by Judd Hirsch.
You know, we did now for my David.
You wait.
For my David.
No, that's
Area
not. You got me.
51, could you bargain it down to Area 50?
You're not Hebe enough.
Yes.
You gotta do
cast
more
into the void now for doing for my David.
Got to be more stereotypical.
Or whatever the fuck. What's
Cast
the
into the void.
Is it?
The eye of terror.
You know what I know about him, his character more from the Opie and Anthony bit with fucking Jim Norton and Patrice O'Neill talking about his character, where Patrice was like, I like Judd Hirsch in that movie, and Jimmy's like, I'm gonna spit in your face.
Oh no, that was, what did he say? He said he liked
that was such
Face
a
Off. He said he liked Face Off.
yeah,
Face
because
Off, and he's like,
Patrice actually brought that up. He's like, you're not going to do another Face Off on me on this. You're going to give me to hate it like in Face Off.
And then immediately they got him to hate it like in
they were
Face
like,
Off.
you're right, he was so Jewish. The one where they're talking about Face Off was like, Face Off was a good movie, and fucking Jimmy, of course, just being so hyperbolic, is like, I'm gonna fucking throw my omelet in your face.
But just with one line, he changed his mind.
Yes, with one line, and it was completely correct. Everyone you were forced to agree, because Jimmy brought up the part in Face Off where he brushes his fingers down the middle of people's face as like the part of his
most annoying person in the world. Get the fuck off.
I still like Face Off as a movie, but he's absolutely spot on.
Stupid.
It's fun to laugh
It's supposed to be. That's basically what it is. It's goofy. I mean, if you've ever seen what is it? The one with the shootout. The one with the shootout in the hospital. Same director, but actually Hong Kong. Hard Boiled.
John Woo. Yeah, John Woo doing
I should have remembered
that's great shit.
That's a great fucking movie, but it's basically just pure fun. That's all it's meant to be.
That does have some missteps too. Hard Boiled, the part where they're in the hospital shootout, and then the other cop just straight up blows away another cop on accident.
What the fuck is this movie?
Hard Boiled.
I've never seen it. No.
I remember seeing it in particular. Actually, kind of ashamed almost because I saw it because of fucking Quentin Tarantino as being like, "You need to see more Hong Kong action films." And it's like, okay,
Do I?
Okay, faggot.
No, and he also recommended another movie. Same fucking director, John. The Killer.
I remember somebody else saying that The Killer was like the best fucking John Woo movie, and we saw it, and it wasn't. I didn't think it was that good.
Did you hear Quentin Tarantino supposedly going to be directing the new
Star Trek
movie? Yeah, the next Star Trek. It's going to have foot fetishism and like fucking by the way, slavery. Slavery was evil. Nazis are evil. In case you didn't know.
Brave stances,
in case
that's for sure.
you didn't know.
I've been listening to some of the Jim Goad podcasts, and one of my favorite parts is where Jim Goad is just like, one of the worst things ever is fucking just Quentin Tarantino getting a fucking career.
Yeah, he hates Quentin
Tarantino. Like, because that's the thing is, even
why?
Red Letter Media kind of sucks up to Quentin Tarantino, and I enjoy
they've trashed
his
him
movie.
a little bit, though.
I enjoy his movies, but he is not perfect. And he is way overrated.
I think one of the most overrated movies of all time, in fact, is True Romance, and I still like some parts of that movie.
It's Kill Bill.
Movie you cut out.
Kill
Bill. Kill Bill is the most overrated fucking shit.
No, but yeah,
it's
I think
fun. It's a good movie.
I fucking can't stand Kill Bill because it's one movie and they stretch it out to two. So there's a lot of standing around, and he added scenes, and then he took out my favorite scene in Kill Bill. Which is the part where at the end she's driving to Bill's house, and then Bill suddenly drives up next to her, and he's like, she's like, "Whoa, what's going on?" And then he just shoots at her, and she screams, "You fucking Maricón," like in Scarface. They cut that out of the movie.
Is that really?
It's in the script. Cut that out? It's in the script, and it wasn't in the movie. And it was the one thing I wanted to see the most. Instead, he put in fucking foot fetish, like wiggle your toes, that because he wanted to see some fucking feet.
I mean, she's got a whole lot of foot. You gotta fucking zoom in.
I don't think she has even good-looking feet. I mean, I like Uma Thurman, okay, I guess.
Fucking feet. Feet are not even that attractive. They look like mong hands.
What the fuck?
I don't know what that's from, but
that's
it's
from
true.
I'm pretty sure it's from the Two Angry Guys, fucking British UK.
Oh, yeah,
they're the guys who the fucking...
The review they did of fucking Rambo 4, one of the greatest movies. Now, Rambo 4, now that's a great fucking movie. That's better than Kill Bill. That's what Kill Bill should have been. It's more like Rambo 4.
I haven't seen that yet.
You haven't seen
so
Rambo
good.
4?
I've seen clips of him with that giant gun just mowing people down.
Just an M2 that's attached to the truck, the technical, and he just fires it on the driver and the passenger
and
in
they
front.
Explode all over the windshield.
They are turned to pate.
That's not sun-ripened tomato. That is sun-ripened Burmese.
Oh,
Sun-ripened
splattered
Burmese murderers. He just fucking turns a 50 cal on a truck full, and they just go splatter. It's the most brutal fucking. It's the most perfect Rambo movie because all the rest of them are like trying to have a plot and have a story and characters, and this one is just like Rambo is like it's like a middle finger to Western civilization.
Well, that doesn't sound good.
It's not the middle finger you would from like SJWs, liberals, and the fucking Middle East. It's from somebody who knows what's wrong.
What is
It's hard
wrong,
to
Rambo?
it's hard to explain.
Because if you hate Christian missionaries, you will love Rambo 4 because they get all sorts of fucked up in this movie.
Oh yes,
I do hate Christian missionaries.
They're going in and they're like, we need a guide, and Rambo's like, you bringing guns? And it's like, no, we aren't bringing weapons. And then
Of
Rambo's
course
like,
not.
then you're not changing anything. And he's completely right. The lesson of the movie is Rambo's right, Christian's wrong.
that is the best line aside from fucking like they would have raped her 50 times and cut all your fucking heads off.
He's great.
I got to see this movie. This sounds great.
You should have seen this movie a
We
while
told you
ago.
about this movie 100 times.
I wonder if we can find. Maybe
You
we can
haven't
find
seen
a clip.
fucking Punisher Warzone either, have you?
I think that's not the one with John Travolta.
No.
No, that's the other Punisher
That movie,
movie.
I thought
No, I
that movie
haven't
was
seen it.
okay. But
You showed
That
me
movie
one
is
scene
okay.
from that movie. Though.
if you want to see people's bodies just blowing apart in the most retarded ways humanly possible,
He's holding.
Punisher Warzone and Rambo 4.
He's holding an 8-year-old girl in one arm, and then with
A
the other
shotgun
arm,
in the other.
a shotgun, which he blasts the guy's entire front of his head off.
In
Jesus.
front of everyone.
And it's like shown. There's no cut. There's no fucking censoring.
Oh,
It's
but
just
the
his
part where he
face is
punches
gone.
a dude so hard his face explodes.
The guy's face just collapses.
It's fucking great. It's a goofy. It's a pretty goofy movie, but it is
The
clearly.
thing is, I'll admit right away is that it's based on a lot of the ideas from Punisher Max,
Yeah,
but
a
it's
lot
not.
of Punisher
It's
Max.
not Punisher Max, and so a lot of the time, while I was watching it the first time, it's like this isn't Punisher Max. This is too silly. This is too silly. This is lame. I don't like
no,
this.
I like that.
But
The
then
first time we saw
then
we were in the theater. We had seen Nobel's Son. I think
Actually-
we told this story
Yeah.
before. We saw Nobel's Son because Ebert gave it 4 stars, and it had fucking Hans
yeah, it
Gruber
had,
in it
Hans Gruber
as like a bad like a smarmy bad guy, and it was like, oh sweet. And it turns out he's only like in 20 seconds of the fucking movie, and he doesn't really say anything to anyone ever. It's like, oh, this movie's fucking. Who gives a shit? And so we leave and we just walk into another theater because, like, I don't want to go home yet. So we walk into another theater. It's like, I want to see the Punisher movie because that's out. So walk into the first theater we walk into is, like, still within the first 5 minutes of the Punisher. And it's like, by sheer chance because they're not labeled. It's like, oh, lucky. So we just sit down and a bad guy, one of the mafia guys, is like holding up a chair to fend off the Punisher. Punisher just kicks it and chair leg rams straight through the dude's skull. And it's like, this movie's fucking great.
Well, I remember what particularly sold the movie for me is when he basically just shotgun blasts the guy's face off and he punches the other guy in the face. So
Incan
he's got
Pitsy
like his
from the-
Coke spoon.
That was Incan
Incan
Pitsy
Pitsy.
from fucking Punisher Max.
Again, though, Punisher Max did a much better job of using those characters.
Yes, that's true. But still, having their faces blown apart. But also, what about the parkour guys in Punisher
Oh, yeah.
Max who are just parkouring around everything for no reason until a Punisher literally blows them up with a fucking rocket launcher out of nowhere?
It's like a heat-seeking grenade launcher or some
Yes.
shit that just curves into the air and blows up one. They're doing the parkour and the music's playing, and then he blows up one of the guy. And it's almost like record scratch.
Yeah, it's like a record scratch cartoon. You'll never believe how I got into this situation.
And the music stops, and they're just standing there, and then Punisher puts down his little rocket launcher, picks up a fucking sniper rifle, and blows the guy's knees off while he's just standing there. He's like,
Goes,
oh, fuck.
fuck! Just fucking screaming. And then after that, he goes to interrogate the guy, and he's like, "Oh, where's the guy, man?" And all this shit. And so, cut to the two cops who are trying to go after the Punisher, and the fucking parkour guy just lands on a spike fence in front of them, and they're like, "Whoa, holy shit!" And then Punisher jumps off the building, kick stomps off the dude's face so his neck breaks. It's the dumbest thing ever. It's fucking great.
Wow, these Marvel movies.
But Diversity in
True,
Comics
violent.
didn't like the movie.
Marvel movie.
Diversity in Comics, this should sell this for you. Diversity in Comics did not like the movie.
Well, of course he didn't.
If-
What are
you
good
wanna
things?
know the
That's,
reason,
that's
though?
actually
You're going to
kinda
love
not
the
fun.
reason.
oh boy.
He said that Punisher had dad bod.
What's wrong with this fucking guy?
He's
Gayer
so
than
stupid.
Forge. This guy is gayer than Forge.
Yes,
Oh my god, he's so
he's
gay.
gayer than Diversity in Comics is gayer than Forge, and Forge is a gay furry.
I think you should out him.
We
He's
should.
gayer.
We're outing him right now. We're calling him out. Diversity in
He's
Comics.
gayer.
Did you
are
know
gayer
that
than a
Diversity
gay
in Comics
furry.
is gay?
Gayer than all outdoors.
That's why he's been divorced so many times.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, let's face it. There's no reason to get divorced at all.
That's
There's
why
no
he's
reason
a
for anyone to get
failure
divorced.
as a husband and a father.
There's no fucking reason.
No fucking reason. I think she's going around owing money and then come and pee on your fucking rug.
That rug tied the room together, did it not?
They
Fucking
peed
A. And this guy dude on it.
And this guy
Donnie,
peed on it.
please.
Donnie, please. Okay.
We have fucking. I have almost.
Yeah, just memorize that, Casino, and fucking Loathing in Las Vegas. That was actually a
an
good way
era.
to send the 90s out. The 90s really sucked, but those three movies and like Existenz and Blade were a good send out to the 90s.
Yeah, and Fight Club.
Oh yeah, Fight
gotta
Club was
find-
pretty good.
Fight Club.
Fight Club may not
Unironically
have
like
aged
Fight.
as well.
I unironically love Fight Club.
It is good. It's a good movie. I remember being like obsessed with it. Like it's being like, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Although I wasn't one of those people who's going to be like, I'm going to join a fight club. I'm going to start my own fight club and I'm going to take this.
Yeah, you missed the point of the movie, guys. I mean, whoever decided,
Yes.
I'm going to join my own fight club. You missed the point of the movie.
Yeah,
I want to
exactly.
start my own brainwashed army.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
But at the same time, society is for faggots. Office Space. No, I'm not forgetting Office Space.
Oh yeah.
It's just-
Okay. Yeah. Office Space. Who mentioned that? It was in the
The
Discord.
90s here, Bobbert. The 90s were a
That is a
very
good point.
shitty
In
decade.
Office Space. Office Space is
music
actually, I
and
would say,
movies.
better than some of those other movies that I'd say Office Space is
Yeah.
actually better. It's the realistic, real life version of Fight Club. It's better
Yes.
than Fight Club.
They try to fucking rip off their company, and the fucking engineer accidentally puts a number in the wrong decimal.
He puts the decimal
place.
point in the wrong place. He's like, "Oh, I'm always doing that." And it's like, "Oh, great." But he got the
But that's exactly-
he got
that's
the idea from
exactly what I
Superman
imagined.
3. Underrated movie, really.
Which it is. And then, of course, also the idea that the real hero, there's the fucking redneck guy who's like, oh,
Yeah,
there's
that's right.
titties on Channel 9. And it's like, oh boy.
They're doing the
And
breast exams on Channel 9.
normally this guy would be a villain in the movie.
Yeah, he would be the stupid, idiot, dumb redneck. Instead, in this, he's like, hey, he's just a cool guy who's like a regular guy.
My
He
God,
ends
I
up-
always forget about that character for some reason.
Usually,
kind of almost
rednecks
a
are the
hero.
the dumb, idiot, bigoted retards. Those fucking faggots make me want to puke, sir. Yes, good job, son. That kind of fucking cliched, moronic character.
Yeah. But this is Mike Judge,
Yeah, this is Mike Judge.
who made King of the Hill.
Tons of this Nazi shit off the internet.
So bad. Fucking. I went to see Extract in the theater, in fact, because it's like, oh, the new Mike Judge movie. It's like, oh, I loved Idiocracy too, and I loved Office Space. So I want to see one of these movies in the theater instead of waiting for it to
Idiocracy.
come out.
Idiocracy, the movie that is quickly becoming a fucking documentary.
That's almost cliche to say, but I mean, come on.
It is definitely cliche to say. That doesn't make it incorrect.
Yes,
Unfortunately.
I'm still.
Also,
I'm actually
thin
still
your
staring
paint.
at the Elsvilla drawing of the millionth word.
then your paints.
She's like Sailor Moon with like magic hair. It's fucking great.
Sailor Moon, but not as annoying.
Yes.
Sailor Moon's a really fucking
It's
annoying
okay
character.
to sexualize her
Well,
because she's not 14.
Trust me, I know all about Sailor Moon. I used to jack off to that show
All
daily,
the time.
Jesus.
all the fucking time. I was 16, so it's okay. Or I
Yeah,
was
it's okay.
15. I was 15, so it's okay.
You're both underage. The show, they're underage in the show. That's clearly
They're
important.
old. They're technically older than me. They were 16. I was 15.
Aren't they
Perfectly
14?
okay to
No.
say.
So that would make them the rape.
They are
They're the
aggressors.
They're the rapists. They are the rapists.
Just like how women really rape men, they rape us of our time.
Sad.
Laylee, though, is better than Sailor Moon. And, you know,
That's not-
Laylee is also
not hard
better
to
than
do.
fucking... You know, I noticed that Jawbreakers even has its own ripoff of Laylee, where it's like, oh, it's got this new character. It's like this brown fucking character. She's skimpily dressed and all this shit. It's like, yeah, just another inferior version. And now people are trying to act like, oh, she can be a mascot of Comicsgate. It's like, yeah, that's if you just want another way to fail, to be inferior to the superior version, which is Comic Liberty, which died.
It's like they're in love with failure.
Yeah, who's the mascot for Comicsgate?
There
Who's their-
really isn't one. People tried to make them, and they're just so generic. They're fucking. But yeah, there was.
because the people involved in Comicsgate have no taste. Or
they have no
talent.
creativity. They have no creativity of their own. They're just really stupid people.
Let's just look at their fucking. Just look at their fucking current general.
Actually, you know what?
fucking
I would say
diversity in
maybe
comics.
some of the other people, like Rags, the people doing Rags and like Pigman and fucking the Jeremy.
Well, that's the thing is they're not the
Lin
fucking.
guy.
They're not the leader of fucking comics.
They're supporting the cause because it should be good for them, but ultimately it's not going to because a lot of these people aren't supporting their comics. They're only in it for the dumb cape shit. And Rags isn't cape shit, and fucking My Hero Macadamia or fucking President Thump isn't cape shit.
Fucking diversity in comics had to basically be strong-armed into reviewing Rags.
He had to be like threatened into reviewing them, and his reviews are the like lowest IQ, lowest T, low energy reviews I've ever seen of comics.
It was
Wait,
completely
so
unnecessary.
He asks people like, "Pay me and I'll review a comic," right?
No,
That's what he
no,
does?
people give him money freely and be like, "Hey, can you buy this? You should read Berserk. Here's $20. Here, go buy a volume of Berserk." And he's like, "I don't see it in the comic stores
Please
I go
buy
to."
a volume of Berserk for us so that
What a
we
shock
can
that
hear
it's not
your
there.
review, your opinion of it.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, fuck you. No, go fuck yourself.
He pockets the money. He just pocketed the money.
Sends it
So-
off to his fucking ex-wife. Ex-wives.
Which one?
Yeah, which
What-
one specifically?
There's so many.
Why does he
He's-
talk?
You got to
about-
be
He's
a
a
real
turbo
piece of
cuck.
Samsonite to actually get divorced these days. What
He's
kind of
a
idiot
turbo
gets
cuck.
divorced?
Why
He's
does
a
he
turbo cuck for
pretend-
not reading Berserk.
Why does he pretend to be an urban black guy?
Why does he pretend to be straight?
I actually thought that. I thought based on his voice, he'd be like more retarded looking. I'm shocked at how not retarded looking
And
it
he
is.
does look like a
based on his
retard
voice.
too. His eyes are going
Yes.
in the two different
Yes.
directions. His eyes are going in opposite directions.
Even fucking Redonkulous Pop, who supposedly has a brain injury from serving in the military.
That's why
That
he's always
dude-
holding a beer to sort of cover up.
That dude was really cool for a minute, but then he started getting
I still like it.
like hardcore
I still-
Christian shit.
I still
lost
like it.
me,
You know
right?
what? He can fucking that doesn't bother me. And he doesn't. I never saw like anything doing like. I never saw him preaching about Christianity or any shit like that. I'm sure there's a
I
lot of
didn't
guys.
even know he was a Christian. I mean, it doesn't surprise me. She's like
Oh, yeah, he
military,
is.
kind of traditional. But the thing is that he's preaching like MGTOW and MRA stuff, which is really going against everything traditional conservative Christians are standing
At
by
least
these days.
he seemed to actually understand the arguments too, as opposed
Yeah,
to
he definitely
Dorothy
yes.
comics.
Terrence
And his
Pop
videos,
absolutely
they're-
understands the arguments.
Like his videos are still really funny too.
Yeah, they're
Mhm.
funny. He's goofing around. He's just being goofy in general. He's kind of fun guy.
I really liked is he still doing like he'll tell stories from when he was in the military?
Yeah,
I
I like
think
those.
that's
Those
his
are
last-
now, those are interesting.
His last
Those are
several
really
videos, yeah.
Those are a lot.
His
of
last
fun.
several videos are like him, like I know he's seen actual combat, and he also used to be a boxer or something. And I
Diversity
remember
Comics
actually-
has seen actual combat too. By the way, I'm not going to
Yeah,
fucking
that's-
stomp on that.
yeah. I won't shit on that. And apparently,
Just
fucking
We have so many other things we can trash him for.
yeah, believe me, it's not hard to find shit.
Yes, exactly.
Hey,
But yeah,
your
Redonkulous Pop, and he's got like all these stories about like being on the base, and it's like, here's how you fucking, hey, if you want to drop a few dollars in the fucking parking jar, and we'll overlook you bringing whores on the base. That's all you have to do.
Like one was like, I think like someone saw a fucking ghost. A lot of really fun
Oh
stories.
yeah, his stories about seeing
Yeah.
ghosts on the base or something.
He's actually got interesting stories. That's the thing, is he's got an editor for some of his main videos, and then he's got like this live from the lair, which is like kind of unedited.
Yeah, those tend to be his like military stories and stuff. By the way, Forge just seems a little quiet on my end. I don't know if that's just me.
Oh, am I quite?
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
a little better.
I was going
that's
to say the Forge needs to speak up more or something.
Sorry. Is that better?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay.
Slightly better. It's still a little quiet. I
Well,
don't know.
it's less quiet. That's all I need.
I
It's
got-
just less
How's
quiet.
that?
I have my fucking microphone pointed away from me on the other side.
Yeah,
And
and
apparently
yours is
I'm
really loud.
louder
Yours is cheaper than
everyone
all of our
else.
headsets.
Yeah.
Are you
it's
still
got
using the headset I bought you, Forge?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Fucking.
And
well,
this thing's great.
Must be pretty. Yeah, mine's.
actually,
They're all cheap. It's not hard to get a relative. These aren't great microphones, but they work. That's all they gotta do is
Like
work.
you said, this was like $10. Like I've heard
Yeah,
myself
something like
talking
that.
this thing. It sounds great.
I think the one I got is probably the same
Yeah.
one I got you.
I think your sound quality is actually better than both of ours. Shit.
Oh, thank you for the
It's
sound
yeah,
quality.
your sound quality is good. Yeah, I think my brother's microphone is actually the cheapest.
It's a fucking headset that's got tape all over it, the foam ripped off like
Yeah,
years ago.
the ear parts of the foam are just completely gone.
Jesus.
And again, it's just like I have the settings so that the volume is cranked up, but it's like a little too loud, so it's like across the room. So which is probably why you hear like a bit of an echo.
I hear, it's a little bit of a sound like that. It sounds like the microphone's not on you fully, but yeah,
It's not like I have soundproofing or anything.
Do I sound okay now?
yeah.
So I wanted to bring up fucking Warhammer.
Warhammer and how Jewish they are.
Warhammer, how fucking absolutely kicked out the fucking Games Workshop. Fucking Blizzard was going to make a Warhammer. They were going to make a Warhammer Classic game because there's the original Warhammer Fantasy, which is like
but
old,
they're so busy eating matzo balls, fucking
Eating
unleavening
fucking-
their bread. They're
forking entire.
removing
They're
the
busy.
leavening from their bread.
They're busy turning cattle upside down and slitting their throats while they're still alive.
I thought that's what the fucking Muslims did.
Yeah, isn't that
No,
halal?
that's how you prepare kosher food. You
Oh,
have to
that's
ritualistically
which
prepare
which
it.
is halal is just that, but with a
I
different
forgot-
name. Pretty
Yeah, and kosher food, which is actually an inferior way to
Kosher.
fucking make food.
Yeah, it's not as good anymore. It's less sterile than just the modern technological stuff.
3,000 years ago, maybe.
Yeah.
it
Like
was
instead of
less.
just killing the animal, you have to make it suffer a little bit first.
Yes. Yeah, to make it
Traditions
suffer
are
horribly.
not
and
fucking.
torturous.
That's the thing about traditionalism. It's really not right all the time. People
So on
act
the
like oh, it's
subject-
right all the time because otherwise civilization collapsed now.
On the subject of Blizzard and Blizzard games,
Yes.
Overwatch. No, wait.
Snorver
fucking-
crotch.
So they were going to Blizzard. Snorver crotch. Blizzard was going to make
Stupid name for it.
a Warhammer Fantasy RTS way back in like the mid '90s or something. And Games Workshop was like, "No, you can't have the rights. Fuck you." So they go and they basically make the cheapest ripoff of Warhammer they can, called Warcraft, and it ends up being the most successful fucking franchise, like in fucking history. And then they wanted to try and do it with Warhammer 40K, the future Warhammer.
Yeah.
Again, Games Workshop tells them to go fuck themselves. Then we get StarCraft, which is the most successful fucking RTS franchise to this day. There's still Koreans playing the fucking shit in tournaments with fucking hundreds of thousands of dollars at stake to play
Hundreds of thousands of
StarCraft. That's how much.
Are you serious?
That's how much Jewy Games Workshop is.
No,
How fucking
it's fucking
stupid they are.
Those are $1 million tournaments to play StarCraft.
Yes.
StarCraft
Yeah,
1.
to play StarCraft Brood War and StarCraft 1. StarCraft. To
StarCraft
this
1
day,
vanilla
Koreans are still doing that shit. And yeah, it's
today.
Korea, but they're still doing it for hundreds of thousands of American U.S. dollars.
Yes.
So it's the Marvel films.
Yeah. Yes. Pretty
Except
much.
that, no,
Well.
except that the basis for the fucking thing is actually worthwhile. And then finally, along years and years afterwards, they make Dawn of War.
Which is
and
a good game.
Dawn of War is a serious upgrade to fucking StarCraft.
Yeah. But it doesn't
And,
have that fucking. It didn't have like multiplayer, I don't think, from the beginning.
Yeah, it had multiplayer. It's just that it's not as big as fucking StarCraft.
Yeah.
Nobody cares
Because,
about
by
it.
then
as
it was
much.
too late.
Yeah, they were
But
way
still.
too. Games Workshop, and they still overpriced the shit out of the fucking little stupid figurines.
By the way,
But the key thing is,
in the chat, there's some mentions of things.
the only one thing that I wanted to mention otherwise is that the story for Warhammer 40k is still way more interesting.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Just the
read,
universe in general.
I've read a couple of 40k books, like the space stuff.
I don't know what the books are. I don't know what the books are like. All I know is that it's like Catholic space Nazis versus demons and shit.
Like nobody is a hero in.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, exactly.
That's one thing I kind of like about the whole.
That's
thing.
actually kind of what they invented the Tau for, and then the fluff for the Tau is that they castrate and mind control anyone who comes under the fucking Tau banner.
They're communists.
So they're also bad guys.
They're
Jesus.
communists. Yes, so they're bad
They're
guys too.
They're the Chinese communists.
Yes, specifically. Anyways,
But
in the
then-
chat.
Well, most especially is that this is where you actually get badass orcs. This is where orcs get to be cool,
Yes, yeah,
as opposed to
it has
Warhammer.
the best orcs.
Or Warcraft.
The best
Warcraft
orcs.
Warcraft has the gayest orcs.
Yes. And
The
Warhammer
faggiest
will
orcs. That
always
is
have the best
correct.
orcs. And we reviewed Death Squadron, so you can fucking see that for yourself. If you want to see a great example of orcs at their best in Warhammer 40k, is Death Squadron. Just look
In
up our review of
anything,
it.
and any orcs ever, even better than fucking Tolkien, better than Lord of the
Yes,
Rings.
yes, actually. You know what? That's a little close, but yes, actually, they're fucking, because the orcs in Warhammer 40k are way more fun. Anyways, in the chat, help me out here. Henry Michaux says, I am not going to even think about pronouncing that properly. But he says, Park Chan-wook better than Tarantino. I don't know who Park Chan-wook is, actually. Did they do The Host or something, or did they do Old Boys? Those are the only fucking Korean movies.
Hopefully not fucking the Host. Hopefully not that movie. All I remember hearing about that movie is some kind of fucking...
It has a good environmental message, which
yes,
means it sucks.
environmentalist shit. Environmentalist, anti-human, anti-American.
America. I didn't. I sort of saw the movie and I wasn't really paying attention. I was like, I don't know. I heard a lot of people say it was good though, but
we did watch Old Boy.
I'm not really interested in monster movies though. But Old Boy is a really good movie. I like that movie a lot. The original Korean movie. It's a very weird movie though, but
is
I like it
about an old boy?
It's about an old boy. Did you ever see Old Boy?
Old Boy.
You never saw it? It's about a guy who gets fucking he's
well,
like,
at the very least, you should fucking go find the video clip of the fight scene with the hammer.
that hammer fight scene.
It's a one-cut fucking fight scene where he beats like 20 guys with a hammer.
He gets fucked up too, though. Like, it's a fucked up scene. It's great, and it looks like a video game, but not really. If you just look for Old Boy hammer fight scene on YouTube, it's a great scene. I recommend it, and it kind of is what sold me.
Here,
you
know what? Here's what I'd recommend for anyone who's watching the chat. Join our Discord, and I'll go find the scene myself on YouTube, link it into our Discord, so you don't even have to go find it.
You can go into our Discord. The Discord link is in the description, the lower box below the video right now. You can just go there.
I think I've seen this clip before.
Yeah,
you've
already
old.
seen that clip. Okay.
This movie's actually pretty old.
Okay,
it's like what, from
Park
2002?
Okay, he says Park Chan-wook did Old Boy. No sympathy for Mr. Vengeance, the other entry in the Vengeance trilogy. I haven't seen the other two. I almost don't want to because it's like I don't want to ruin Old Boy for myself because it's like I don't really get into movies like that. The fucking foreign movies that are highly recommended. And Old Boy is an odd movie, but it has a really interesting story. It's about this guy, that guy with a hammer there. He is like when he's 30. he's kidnapped and placed into a room for like what 15 years or something, just in like a hotel room that's completely walled off. Every night he gets gassed to sleep, and they put the food in there and they maintain him. And it's not an actual prison, but it's just somebody fucking with him, and he has no idea. And then one day, just the door opens and lets him out. And he goes out and he wants to get vengeance. He wants to find out who did this to him. The first thing he does is go to like some fucking some restaurant, and he asks for like a baby octopus, but while it's still alive, and like just starts chewing on the living baby octopus.
Ew.
The tentacles are crawling on his face and stuff, and people are just like, what the fuck, or something like that. And
Goddamn, this is all one take.
No, not the whole movie.
Not
just
the
I
whole
mean,
movie.
just no, just the scene.
Yeah,
The
that one.
fight scene.
Not the whole thing is in one take, but the vast majority of it. And you can see
Yeah,
how like
well, I
dirty
linked
it
it.
is, and grimy and gritty, and just like
Yeah,
everything looks a
I
little
linked
sloppy.
to it already. Old Boy 25-1 fight scene HQ,
Yeah.
which I linked in our Takes and Vids dump.
Oh,
Join
wonderful.
our
It's in
join our
the other
Laylee and Pals Discord if you're listening.
our wonderful Discord.
Lately and pals.
Okay, this guy says no sympathy for Mr. Vengeance is worth it. That's the thing, though. It's kind of hard to get. The whole industry is going full
If it's
digital.
a foreign movie, you're kind of
Yeah,
you know.
it's an uphill battle, even for me. But I mean, I would like to see it. But yeah, the easiest way to watch movies or do anything is digitally. Easiest way to play video games, to watch TV, to watch
That's
movies
why fucking
is
Netflix.
digital.
You know what? I haven't even brought this up since Forge was on.
That's
last
why
time.
comics needs the digital market more than it needs a physical market.
I've been watching a bunch of Arrow.
Oh
Is
yeah,
that any good?
It actually is. You know, it's in fact that's the thing is.
I saw you
fucking
watching it. Deathstroke's in it.
Daredevil, the Daredevil TV show. That's the Netflix original Daredevil. I think we all agree that is a great one.
Pretty good.
Arrow is responsible for that coming into being. It's not like they cast a bunch of people from The Wire or anything, but it's like that same level of quality. Although it's also a WB network.
There's a couple guys from The Wire in the Arrow TV show too.
Yeah, I forgot which ones.
It's still it was a little soap opera-y, but then there's other parts that are like
It's not the WB, or it's the CW now. And it's very soap opera-y, but very, very often I'll catch myself watching the soap opera-y parts, and it's like, am I turning into a fucking chick? Because I'm actually watching it and enjoying it.
Did they make an American version of Old Boy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Spike
think
Lee
they
did,
did.
and it sucked.
Yeah,
I think
fuck-
there's a Josh
fuck that.
Brolin version of this
Yeah.
fight scene.
Yeah,
No.
Josh. I don't want to see
No.
that Josh. Brolin. See, that's the thing. There's really no point in having a fucking American remake because the Korean version, it's a weird, odd movie, and it's got its own appeals to it, and it's a
Yeah,
good
here in
movie
the
on its
fucking-
own.
In the chat, do not watch the remake in all caps.
It doesn't exist. It never happened.
It never
Hey,
happened today. so-
Sorry.
Today,
But that's exactly the thing is people can the movie was kind of an underground smash, a cult hit, and it's like here let's do a remake and get it some attention, and they fuck it up
by having Spike Lee continue to exist.
by having Spike Lee giving Spike Lee a career, giving him a career. The only movie of his was the movie where an entire shipping container of Nike Air Jordans fucking falls on a black guy and crushes him to death. The movie Poetic Justice.
Boo.
That was the entire movie is like
Boo.
30 seconds long.
It's a 30
It's
second.
called
There's
Poetic Justice.
a carjacker who gets shot to death by the driver of the car who happens to be armed.
It's called Poetic Justice.
He did a movie called Poetic Justice. I've never seen it. I know exactly what happens in it, though.
Yeah, that's what happens in it. If a black guy gets crushed to death by a pallet of Nikes.
I don't do so I don't need to watch it. Is that what you're saying?
You don't need to watch anything that Spike Lee has ever made.
No, not even his supposedly good movies. Fuck that shit.
I'm telling you that right now.
Spike Lee is still the guy who fucking doxed the grandparents of George Zimmerman, and turns out it wasn't even them.
Yeah, just
Yeah, that's-
random
that's,
He
people.
posted their home address on his Twitter, and it wasn't them.
Does he still have a Twitter account, or was he banned from Twitter?
I don't know. He
Steve,
should
what do
be
you
dead
think?
in real life, really?
What do you think happened to him?
Yeah, really. Do you really think he was punished for that?
I know.
The only
If
punishment
anything,
is
Twitter's
He had
fucking
people
cancer.
running to support him.
Twitter
Is
deserves rape.
fucking cancer.
Twitter is like college students. It deserves rape.
Social media in general.
Yes. Gab, though, is a better alternative. The only problem is there's no people to troll, except for, of course, dumb trad cucks. They're starting to get people to troll, but they're
all trad cucks.
They go nuclear on fucking, like, 1%. You troll them even 1% without even trying. They go out of their fucking minds. They want to go full Holocaust, of which they don't believe happened, but they're glad it happened.
They don't believe it happened,
want
but
to
it's
do
going to happen again, and they're going to make it happen again.
They are really, really faggy and sissified.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be using Gab.
There's a lot
Well,
of
I use Gab, and it's fine. It's just that there's not really a whole hell of a lot going on Gab.
Yeah,
I mean, that's the thing. I have to use Twitter like work, and until Twitter like self-destructs completely,
Which is going to happen. That's going to happen sooner or later, and you're not going to have much of a choice. So it's like you might as
Well,
well
then I'll
make a
just
Gab
go to
account
Gab.
anyways.
I never made a Twitter account because the idea of Twitter just
It's for
angers
women.
me.
Yeah, it's like it's for women, basically.
It just disgusts me.
There are a lot of women.
There's a lot of normies. It's normie central, but even Gab is like, a lot of those people are like, oh, I was a conservative on Facebook, but did they fucking ban me so I can hear?
They're looking out for conservative. They're banning conservatives. They're persecuting us. They're basically furries looking for persecution, but they're conservative Christian faggots. They're really whiny.
That's scare. Honestly, I think I'd rather look at gay fur porn than the Bible.
They're both a bunch of gay LARPing shit. That's really if Christianity. Catholicism is the biggest LARP in history. It's the LARPingest LARP that's ever existed.
Flapping their red fucking
Yes,
capes.
they're flapping their vampire capes around Walmart, except instead of Walmart, it's a cathedral. Instead of vampire capes, it's a fucking, like, some kind of cardinal cape.
Pontiff.
Vampire capes.
That's what a friend of ours used to. He described LARPing to us for the first time we ever heard of it. He's like, it's just people flapping their vampire capes around Walmart. That's what LARPing is. That's pretty much what Catholicism is.
It's a perfect description of a lot of LARPers in general,
Yes.
including Catholicism and neo-Nazis.
Yeah, any white
Quote,
nationalist or neo-Nazi or Klan.
Especially, neo-nationalists, fucking alt-righters, shit like that. They're LARPing, but instead of flapping vampire capes, they're flapping their black Nazi trench coats in the Walmart.
Yes.
Or
But
they're
terribly
LARPing on pole.
dangerous. We have
They're
to
rolling-
stop them.
They're rolling their D20 for their fucking vanguard to overthrow the government. Yes, now the white race will be saved. Yeah, good job.
We have to stop them.
They are dangerous, though. Let's face it. This is the fucking latest generation of young males. They're all growing up on fucking Hull and just... It's 100% Jew hatred and, like, white vagina worship.
Yeah, they're
But let's
not
face
just,
it.
they don't just hate Jews, they fear them. They're actually afraid of Jews.
Have they ever met a Jewish person?
Of course not.
If they
No.
did, they wouldn't be afraid of them because you can clearly see Jews are just fucking nebbishy faggots.
Jews
nothing
can't
to be-
play basketball.
Jews can't play basketball. You're
I'm
right.
totally
I'm
ripping on you at
totally
a
ripping on you at a
inappropriate time.
totally inappropriate time.
You're right. And
Do
you
they-
know
do-
why?
Do they hate the Israelis?
Of course they hate the Israelis.
What's an
because they're
Israeli?
cops. An Israeli is...
Israelis
But they also love they love the Israelis because it's an ethno state. They want an ethno state like Israel, but they hate the Jews. It's like, well, which is it then? Like,
And they love
both.
they love the Palestinians, but they hate the refugees that are flooding in to all these European countries from places like Palestine.
What dangerous youth? What do we do with these dangerous youth?
Make fun of
You
them.
spend
They'll,
too much
they'll
time on
immediately
hold.
cave as soon as you
They
start
are
making fun of them.
they are
You will
dangerous,
never
though.
touch a pussy ever.
They're going to take over the fucking country. These are the next generation.
He'll never be able to touch a pussy. How?
Yeah, that's
They're
true.
the next generation,
They
though.
think
This
they
is
will, though.
this
They
is
think they're
going
going
to
to propagate
be
the next Hoyt race.
80% of the fucking populace in fucking 20 years.
They're all
Is
incels,
this entire millennial generation.
They're
The
incels LARPing
millennials
as happily
are
married men.
50% social justice warriors who, when they fucking get old enough, they'll realize that it was a fad, a trend. And then the other half are basically alt-right neo-Nazis. And they're kind of not going anywhere.
This is why you don't give your kids access to the internet until they turn 18.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, this is why, if you have a daughter, you lock her in a basement until she's able to give birth.
Or just live in the mountains. You don't have to lock her in the basement as long as you live in the mountains and she has nowhere to go.
Yeah, like that cabin that was in fucking fucking place.
Evil Dead.
That cabin
No.
in those woods.
The cabin in
Evil Dead
fucking
would be fun too.
Breaking Bad in
Oh, yeah.
fucking end of season 4, he has to go and escape and have his identity erased. Heisenberg, he has to have his identity erased.
Yeah, I would
So
have
he's
liked
living
that.
in this
That
cabin
looked
in the
charming.
mountains.
It's like, hey, you
Yes.
can just
Yes.
deliver some movies, live in the woods.
Do you know how the flu works?
I aspired to do that myself.
Except that I have to have internet access. I
Yeah.
have to have
Oh,
internet
yeah, you
access and
Can't not have
Steam
internet.
and
Well,
a computer.
you're an adult and you don't have any kids, so you're good.
Exactly. We don't have to worry about that gay shit. Miss
Thank
me with that gay
fuck.
getting married and having kids shit.
Miss me with that gay trad cuck shit.
Yes. All conservatism is really just cuck. It's just being cucked.
Cuck.
Yeah.
That is why I read fucking. That's the funny thing about reading. I don't know if you've ever read Dalrock. You need to be fucking reading him every single fucking day.
Every
But he
day.
is a traditional Christian conservative married man. All of his posts are about how the church has failed men. They're all cucks, and fucking married guys are like totally cucked. They're constantly getting betrayed by their wives.
And by the church.
Shit
And
like
he's
that.
a conservative Christian himself. So he's not just some like bitter athy tits incel or some shit like what Paul is. Paul fucking the political board is just a bunch of incel fucking
They're
guys
16.
who are LARPing
They're
as
all
happily married men.
They're 16-year-old guys pretending that they're happily married with a kid on the way. I
A
barely
white
read
child.
Paul. Every single fucking time I read Paul, it's like you see some post that you know is by some 16-year-old pretending to
Very
be happily
very
married in a
self-deluded
trad
people.
relationship. Talking for 17-year-old mulattoes, he's definitely he's a
Mulatto
fucking
mongrel race.
he's a fucking alt-right neo-Nazi, pro-white, white nationalist. He also happens to be Puerto Rican from New York City. But
Well, that's the thing. That's what Paul is. It's a bunch of brown atheists pretending to be fucking white nationalist Christian conservatives
white nationalist, Catholic Christian conservatives.
who are
But
married with white children on the
they're
way.
all they're expecting their first white baby. It's on the way. My fucking wife is 6 months pregnant. We just went to the fucking obstetrician to go and have a sonogram, and the baby is looking very healthy. And it's just like no. And then the other half of the board are
I look at your face and I know you're
LARPers.
lying.
LARPers pretending to be LARPers LARPing as women.
Yes.
LARPing as
It's
traditional
tradcon white women.
conservative
Like, I love
white
traditional marriage and Christianity. I'm a Christian white
I
woman.
am
and no,
married
it's
to
just
my
a 16-year-old
alpha-
boy. 16-year-old brown
16-year-old boy
mulatto boy.
pretending to
Mulatto
be
mongrel race.
mulatto mongrel man.
This cannot be like fun. Like what? Why?
Maybe it's
Yeah,
a little fun.
yeah. I have to imagine it's very self-hating and very torturous.
Go play like Overwatch or something. I mean, don't.
No,
because it
that's
sucks.
because
No,
video
don't do
games. Video games are paused. Video games are for man
They're
children.
degenerate.
Beta degenerate fucking incel.
Yes.
incel because
Why
they're
play
alpha.
video games when you
They
can be
are alpha.
propagating the white race? The
Yeah,
brown,
you have to be alpha, and,
the brown
and they,
atheist
of course,
says.
the brown atheist, they of course are the most alpha of alpha males.
Yes, they're so alpha. They're on Paul posting about how fucking social justice person said this.
About how the Jews are controlling everything.
The Jews put stuff in the water. They put unleavened bread in the water to fucking to turn us all into brain Jews.
The fucking the chemtrails.
Yes,
The lizard people who live underground.
the lizard Jews.
And they're the fucking Untermensch, but they also are the smartest. They have the highest IQs.
average. They're the Untermensch, but they have the highest average IQ, higher than pretty much everyone on the board.
And if you question them in that, you're from lefty.
But also, don't forget that these Untermensch Jews, they have they control the entire world and have tricked everyone into thinking the Holocaust happened. They're so crafty that they have low IQs like that.
How boring do you have to be to spend your whole day on this?
Yes.
Well, that's exactly the thing. I used to spend kind of a lot of time on 4chan back in 2007.
Well, that was before.
Back when it was
infiltrated by.
Well, that was for maybe 1 or 2 years, and a lot of
there was such a thing as summer fags. You know, the real first summer fags were the guys who came in talking about how V for Vendetta was a good movie, and we should all wear those Guy Fawkes masks. Guy Fawkes, fucking
Gay. His name is actually pronounced Gay.
Gay Fawkes.
Gay Fawkes. Gay Fawkes mask.
Like, didn't I hear that, like, over in Great Britain, like, Guy Fawkes is just kind of a joke? Like, he wouldn't be taken seriously.
Yeah,
he was a Catholic terrorist who wanted the government to be more Catholic.
Like, he was a fuck-up. Like, he was an idiot.
Yeah,
and the holiday
he was going to blow up Parliament and he blew himself up or something.
Yeah.
The holiday is meant to mock him.
Yes.
Yeah. And yet you have, like, I'm V.
Well, let's face it also, their fucking government is so fucking fucked. They're always, like, 10 years further down the line of pause and retardation than us.
Yeah, they're pretty advanced in that stuff.
They're fucking outlawing butter knives. They're outlawing bread knives.
Yeah, bread knives are illegal. You have to have a license to buy a bread knife in England because you can't stab anyone with them. They're illegal.
England and Scotland are not in good shape.
Yeah. Yeah, fucking that whole... and that's the thing, is that the whole alt-right...
Wait. England? You mean Cuck Island?
Cuckland?
The Cuck Island. It's like fucking Dead Island, but cucks.
Cuck.
And
Fagland is not
half of London is Muslim now. The population.
They like to suck on a fag.
There's nothing like more than to suck on a fag.
Well, I hope they like the murder and rape rates.
They're certainly going up, especially in London, which is the population's half Muslim. How are they
going to deal with it? Their mayor is a Muslim.
The mayor
is just straight up their mayor is just a straight up terrorist.
He's a terrorist supporter, yeah. And so is Cat Stevens.
Cock Stevens.
Cock Stevens. Well, he's called Yusuf Islam now, of course.
Yusuf Jislam.
I don't know. That's a problem. I don't know how you solve that.
Blow it up.
Blow up London. Oh my goodness.
Well, the white nationalist fucking solution is to make it all white nationalist. But the thing is,
to keep having white babies.
Yes.
You need to have more white babies.
If you do that will work about as well as it's worked for diversity in comics.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoy your fucking alimony and child support payments.
Get 2 more wives. 2 more.
Your half-white babies. Multiple half-white babies.
But wait, he's white and the fucking woman was white. How did he have a Muslim baby and a fucking half-white baby? How'd that happen?
His fucking Muslim daughter wears a fucking towel on her head.
Yes.
See, here's the thing: we shouldn't even know this about his personal life.
No, we should. Yeah, we shouldn't know his name. That's really stupid.
We shouldn't know his name.
Was he like doxxed or anything? Is that how it got out?
No, he promoted himself so much that his voice got out there.
You know what his job is? He's fucking like in internet security or some shit like that.
Dope.
Oh, I thought he worked in the industry.
I would not.
The industry.
I wouldn't hire the bum for a mop job.
He's completely, he is as useful as tits on a board.
What the fuck?
That's from Casino. Both of those are from Casino. Is this just another dumb fucking white man or what? Have you ever seen Casino?
Hey, have you seen that movie Casino? You might have heard about decent.
Casino? Where's...
Nice little sleeper hit.
Fucking...
No, I haven't seen anything good.
Why the fuck haven't you seen all the
you
fucking
Jew
movies
motherfucker,
with you motherfucker? Get it through your head, you
You
motherfucker.
stumbling, mumbling, fuck yeah.
It's fucking... You know you're a fucking low-life, degenerate gambling... Oh, hold on a second, wait. Oh, yeah, wait, here it is.
How the fuck can you
Call
grin?
yourself
you
a
grin?
man. You know you're a lion.
Well,
You're making me want to see it.
Well, why haven't you seen it?
why haven't... Hold on here, hold on.
Why?
This is fucking...
Is that Joe
Why?
You
Pesci?
call yourself a man.
Call yourself
You know you're a lion, low-life motherfucker.
Yeah, I'm not a very good meme, I'm sorry.
You know that's what you are.
Fuck.
Here, wait.
Well,
What channel is it here?
these are primo
I'm
memes.
just posting this into the general channel here. This is one of my 800 favorite fucking clips from the movie.
Somebody stole
Because
that
again,
one
we
minute.
watched the entire fucking movie.
Well, about 200 times or something. It's a great movie.
You
Somebody
low
stone's
life
got a lot of
motherfucker.
niggers in it. Tell that fucking Peppy if he's switching stones on us, he better take
Jesus
a fucking
Christ.
camel back to Nigeria.
Nigeria. Fucking take a cam back to Nigeria. Here, this is fucking... Make sure you watch all of these, or we're gonna just spend the rest of the stream sending you video clips from fucking Casino. Peppy? What?
It's fucking Pepe.
But you fucking cocksucker.
Watch my
What the fuck is this movie?
This
You
is...
never
it's fucking
watched
He's
it,
just
never.
Scorsese's...
gibbering in fucking Italian speak.
This is the first movie he did after fucking Goodfellas, wasn't it?
I think he did one other after Goodfellas.
Was it The Passion of the Christ or
Oh yeah, that's a
or
good one.
Last
I
The
love
last-
Joe Pesci in Passion of the
the
Christ.
last Temptation of Christ?
Oh wait, no, that was fucking
Yeah, that was...
Like-
That was the Green Goblin. That was the Green Goblin.
Goblin.
Green
You
Goblin
and me
and
together,
Harvey Keitel.
Spider-Man. We can rule the city, or we could just eat
Cheetos.
Cheetos.
Destroy. That was Harvey Keitel.
Harvey
Like
Keitel
these two
played
fucking
Judas,
balloon
but
heads
it was...
over here.
Wait, here's just a line. Here's just a line from the movie. Boy, what a great movie.
Godspeed, Spider-Man. Like these
We
two
can
fucking
rule.
balloon heads over
These
here.
two fucking balloons.
It was Ed Wood. No, wait.
Ed Wood.
Yeah, I loved Ed Wood in The Last
Willem
Temptation of
Dafoe. Willem
Christ.
Dafoe
Yeah.
as Jesus,
Yeah,
though.
fucking William Dafoe.
William Dafoe.
Is this whole movie just Joe Pesci saying Italian stuff?
Yeah.
Pretty much, yes.
Nice.
It is great. Here's the thing: it's about 3 hours long, and it is so worth. We used to fucking put it on tape on VHS. Back in the days of VHS, we would fucking run it till it ran out of tape, pop in the second tape, and play that until it ran out of tape. Then rewind both of them so we could watch them again, and just play them on in the background after seeing the movie like 10 times in a row. We did that for
Yeah,
a
after a
month
while-
straight.
We had computers. We'd be just kind of browsing the internet, but the movie would be playing in the background along with, well, not at the same time as The Big Lebowski and Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Yeah, just watching those movies.
Didn't you get sick of Casino after a
No.
while?
No. No.
It's still good. In fact,
But the thing is,
I
to
find
the
myself
key-
just potting it up sometimes when I'm eating. I have it on a fucking video file on my hard drive. Sometimes I'll just turn it on and just start watching Joe Pesci yelling at Jew motherfuckers or whatever.
you'll be playing in the background. That's the key thing. So it's not like we were just watching the movie over and over.
We'd listen
but
to
we
the
were
movie,
still kind of
and the
memorizing the lines.
visuals of the movie would run in our heads because we knew everything that happened in it.
The psychic gestalt, kind of like the orcs,
Yes.
where if you paint something red, it goes faster because they believe it.
Yes, that's how orcs actually work. Well, hold on. You're gonna like this
You
one.
shit
Fucking.
kicking stinky.
I gotta.
And I don't think this is even playing over the fucking video for all I... It might be.
I want to watch
But
You shit
And it's
kick-ass,
just
stinky
that's how good it is.
horse-smelling
We're stopping the show
motherfucker.
so we can play
Motherfucker.
clips.
You motherfucker.
You motherfucker.
Here, this you will enjoy.
Let's see. What the fuck?
It's a great scene. That whole scene. That's just one great line in a scene full of great lines, one after
Well,
another.
that's not even including the part where he takes like the phone receiver. Well, he's talking to Ace Rothstein, who owns the casino.
I love
that
yes,
this
fucking
cowboy put
Robert
his
De Niro
boots up
playing
on.
a Jew. That's great casting.
But
Is
yeah,
this
just-
fucking like Goodfellas 2? What
Yeah,
the,
it's
what the fuck is this
Goodfellas,
movie?
just
Basically.
longer. It's just a longer
In
version
fact,
of
that's the thing
Goodfellas,
is,
but it's about
I
the
remember-
casinos in Las Vegas.
I remember fucking Roger Ebert. I'm pretty sure his criticism of the movie, a lot of the people who slammed the movie was like, "Oh, it's just more Goodfellas."
It's like,
So
that's
what?
exactly what I want out of life.
Yeah, exactly. But that was the scene where it was like right after the guy got kicked out of the casino.
Because
He's, like,
he
trying
took
to-
his boots off and he put his feet up on the table with his socks. Just put his feet up
Just
on
being
the table.
total white trash, and he gets ejected. They picking up like two fucking security guards literally heft the guy up into the air, and they fucking body slam him through the door.
Yes.
So, and then he's got to go and fucking apologize to Ace Rothstein because he works for Joe Pesci. He's like card sharking for Joe Pesci.
Yeah, Joe
at
Pesci's
this
like,
fucking
hey,
place.
you threw that guy out. Didn't you know he was with me? And fucking De Niro's like, no, I didn't. But he said he fucking called me a faggot and told me
Wait,
to go fuck
De
himself.
Niro's in it too? It is Goodfellas.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
De Niro. The thing is though, the main character, Hank Hill. He's not in the movie.
Henry Hill.
Henry
Hill.
Hank
Henry,
Hill.
Henry.
Henry Hill.
Yeah,
Fucking-
but yeah, it's a different story. It's not like the sequel. It is just another mobster movie, but it's got De Niro and Pesci in
unfair.
it.
It's unfair to just say it's Goodfellas too. It's the mafia, and it's De Niro and fucking Pesci,
And
they're kind of
Scorsese.
working together. It's more of and Scorsese, but it's another semi-true story. I think this one's like less directly from some book from some former mafioso.
It's still
but
based off a
basically-
real life guy who was alive
Yeah.
after the movie came out and
Yeah,
was talking about it.
Is Lorraine Bracco in it too?
No, she's not.
no, no.
It doesn't have it doesn't have fucking
But the best part, again, which we still haven't gotten to, is like he has to fucking phone call, and Pesci's on the phone with him, and he's like, "What? You took your boots off? You fucking..." And he's yelling at the guy, but then he takes the fucking phone receiver and starts bashing the guy. He's like, he's already very sorry after he smashes the guy's face in with the fucking phone receiver.
and it goes back to talking into it with like blood on it.
It's almost like in that fucking Jack Reacher.
Oh yeah, we've shown you the Jack Reacher phone scene. Why am I staring at this?
Always the bullet.
Oh,
But no, in
Don't
particular, it's
understand.
where it's like, you fucking, we'll kill this bitch if you're not here. And then he just slams the phone down. It's like, oh shit. It's like, all right, we're supposed to be
but then
fucking getting this guy to come to us.
yeah, and then Jack Reacher picks up the phone for like a third time to call them back again and be
Just like as a middle finger to them.
yes, he's just being such a dick. He's being a total dick. It's great.
He's trolling them.
He's trolling them.
He's being a sassy basket.
I don't buy sassy bastard coming from Tom Cruise.
Sassy basket.
If you saw it, where's the fucking scene? Go get it. You will buy it if you see this. And he really is legitimately, he can act. I think he's a little underrated.
Here's the
a
scene.
lot
If they
because
give him some Prozac, maybe he can act.
Yes.
Fuck.
Here,
a
here's
lot of that. Oh
here,
yeah, here's
check
Tom
out this
Cruise.
scene. This is it.
Here's Tom Cruise. This is Tom Cruise.
Yes.
I can suck my own dick. And I do it a lot.
Doing a good voice here.
Doing a good voice.
Wow.
As a
Tom
can of
Cruise has
fucking
such an amazing range.
It's great.
vegetable juice. He's a can of vegetable
He
juice.
doesn't even look like he's unrecognizable in that.
It's almost like Tropic Thunder.
Yes. He's playing this. He's completely engulfed in the role.
I suck my own dick.
Can suck my own dick, and I do it a lot. It sounds like hand banana, but actually in the scene, if you take it out of context, it just sounds so rapey. It's great.
Do you have a hand banana clips? Where's hand banana?
We never made any, did we? We should have.
I'm pretty sure you did.
I don't think so, but we should have.
You made a hand banana.
We just for a fucking reaction full of. Oh, did you ever see? Wait, did you ever see from? Did you ever see that?
What's this?
Hear
Oh, I
this?
want my name to be spaghetti.
This right here.
Oh yeah, this.
Fuck.
This is from Diversity in Comics.
What is this?
It's from an animatic he was gonna do for like an animated version of Chosen, which makes me think maybe Chosen isn't actually gonna be that good.
Yeah, he's so talented. Motherfucker.
He sucks.
He's so.
He's a cuck. He's a cuck. He's a cuck. He's a cuck.
He is. I'm gonna use it this one time. Fucking cuck. I did it.
This is the second time you've ever said it. After you
Never
said,
say it again.
You said that Dragoneer is a cuck. I think you were drunk at the time, so you don't remember it.
I would have been drunk today, but it's the morning.
It's a little early, but we should
Here,
get
wait,
drunk to celebrate.
Here's a hand banana.
Hand banana is such a great character. He's fucking so good that even Tank had to fucking love the show. He told him to, as he's in love.
This is forever.
I love this.
Hey, here, this one also.
Get raped again.
Such a great voice. All I know is ball. Okay, these are the ones I would have wanted to make. They're already on our channel. Okay.
Yeah, I told you.
See, all I know is ball and good.
It's got a video.
It just ends after. I was so expecting the expectations are so high for that to continue, but it doesn't, which is actually great.
See,
It just
all
leaves
I
it
know
out
is
there.
ball
You know it's
and
ball.
good.
Good.
You can hear him breathe in to continue the line.
A huge breath in.
A huge breath in. What happens? What else does he know? He knows some other things.
Rape.
His voice.
That voice
I don't know who
is
did that voice,
perfect.
but it's great. Did you ever see Payback
Payback.
with the wonderful Mel Gibson?
No. I saw Conspiracy Theory though.
Speaking of great voices, hold on. If you like a good hand banana voice, here, you're gonna like this.
Nice guys are fine. You gotta have someone to take advantage of. They always finish last.
He's so Mel Gibson-y. Wait, this is
Mel
this.
Gibson, he deserves to be blown first.
He
Before
deserves to
the
be
fucking
blown first before the fucking jacuzzi. Oh damn! He's just screaming, "How dare you!" Because she wouldn't blow him first before the jacuzzi. You know what? I think he has a point.
I am not the whore. I am not. I give you baby.
Are
I didn't
so
Are so.
Two.
it's so childish. It's great. What was the one? Oh, I really loved is the one where he's just afterwards he's just smoldering and going like everything about you stinks. You showed it loud and clear. Fuck yeah. That's fucking great.
That's just him going off on her voicemail. She's not even talking to him.
It's not even communicating with it. It's just going off on the voicemail. You make me want to smoke.
I hope you get sick.
I hope you fucking can't sleep. I hope you get the sniffles. I hope the fitted sheets comes off and you wake up and you realize you're on the mattress. You were pushing. I was pushing back my cuticles, and you looked disinterested. You cunt. That was one from Opie and Anthony when they were talking about. They were making fun of him for like. Did you even crack a smile at the tree ceremony? It's like tree ceremony. You really gotta step it up. Fucking kids.
Fucking
Kids a fuck about a tree ceremony.
Shit, I'm gonna have to listen to that again today.
And then some. a caller called in and revealed the tree ceremony is like when she gives birth and they take the placenta and bury it with a tree. They plant a tree with it.
What
This
Somewhere
is
in
some pure
Scientology.
Malibu, California shit.
Yeah, California nonsense.
Caliphalia.
The tree ceremony.
Wouldn't
You
that
just
like
get citrus
poison the
stick.
tree? Like there's a rotting placenta under
Seems
the
like
tree.
it. Well, trees are gross. Nature is pretty disgusting.
Yeah, but trees aren't cannibals. Why would
It's
that
a
help
symbolic
the tree?
thing. He's an extremely like fucking. He's a super LARPer Catholic too.
Yeah.
You know how
yes.
Catholics are with their symbolism, that gay LARPing shit, the kind of shit you see in Akira and Eva, that gay fucking shit.
That's pretty bad.
It's pretty bad. Hold on
Sure,
a second.
holy
Wait, did I fucking?
Gotta like-
This is one of my favorite parts in Payback. This should sell you on the whole thing. This wonderful movie.
Who's Jerk Douglas?
Oh no!
Hello?
shit.
Hello?
Hello.
Pastor Victoria told me that this was free for the church podcast.
Hold on,
I'm
wait.
in
This is important now. If you're going to be in the stream, you got to watch this video. Play this video.
Who's
Gotta
Jerk Douglas?
Apparently it's me.
It's
How you
you.
doing, buddy? How you doing?
Hey, Jerk, you got light?
Well, then what good are you?
Let's find out. Video.
Killed him for a lighter.
The best part is he already
Right
had
afterwards, he just pulls out a lighter.
one. He already had one.
He had one the
I
whole
did that to
time.
someone. That's not unreasonable.
That is a great. Greg
Okay,
Henry
where
is
is-
the best scumbag sleazeball loser.
Where is I'm on the fucking phone?
I'm on the fucking phone. Yeah, hold on a second. Here's the fucking.
Yeah, you go get that.
This is how you should treat women. This is how you respect women. If a phone is a woman, or a phone is respect, and a woman is a woman, this is how much I respect women.
That's Lucy Liu, by the way.
Phone.
That's Lucy Liu in the greatest role of her
Yes.
career.
Better than Kill Bill,
Well,
Way better.
that's easy.
which is a low bar.
Where's the thing where he knocks an old lady down the stairs?
Oh, you mean Richard Widmark in Kiss of Death, where he's an old lady in a wheelchair, and he's going there to fucking threaten her to give up her son, and it's like,
There
I
it
give
is,
it to
yeah.
squealers in the belly, and then she's like, oh, I don't know where my son is, and he's like, you lying old hag,
You lying old hag!
and wraps her up with a fucking a lamp cord,
Telephone.
kicks her down the fucking stairs in her wheelchair.
She's dead.
She's dead.
She died.
And it's a movie
She
from
died.
like the 40s, and it's more brutal than
There
fucking.
it is.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
more
here,
brutal than
Blonde
Rambo. It's great.
I learned so many interesting things when I was on the podcast.
You lying old hag. I love the
And he's
Picard.
apparently really just
I
a
finally
really
left
nice,
the Picard.
just a really great guy.
I was wondering, you remember that, I'm sure.
I remember that. Yeah, I still
found I
haven't been
love
able
the
to find it
Picard.
though.
What the I love the Picard or
Yeah.
the wheelchair?
My
going down
father
the-
loved the
the
Picard.
Picard.
God.
That was a YTMND
Yeah.
fucking
Well,
video.
remember
So
YTMND?
it's just gone.
And not even video, it's a fucking audio file with an animated GIF.
Right,
So
doesn't
it's just fucking gone then.
It's just gone. Well, we have the audio. I
even
know
have...
we
No,
have the audio.
YTMND's still up. You can go
Yeah.
to it.
Damn.
I'm pretty
I
sure.
know
In
I
fact,
have
I'm
the
pretty
audio
sure you can
because
find that one specifically.
There were guess what? There were digital albums released of people who had made content for the fucking website.
Oh yes, that's
And
right.
because of that, because them making it available digitally, we still have them.
Oh, you mean like Dorothy doesn't want?
Yes,
Oh,
exactly.
He wants
Exactly.
his shit
Comics.
to just rot on a
He
shelf
hates
somewhere.
digital. And you know what? Speaking of digital comics, now that we have a special guest in, we can talk about the comic that we're trying to get made.
Here's
It's
What
Dirk.
comic?
Oh yeah.
here's my message to Dorothy Comics video
It's in
reaction
video
play
form.
video form
Oh, it's,
right here.
yeah. Well, yeah. This is also from Casino.
Why are you doing
Of
this
course.
to me?
Because you're
But of course it is.
But it's
Yes.
not Joe
Oh.
Pesci.
My father loved the casino.
We a special guest, fucking Dirk, missed out. We linked to Crime Becky with the boner cops earlier. 'Cause
Crime
we were talking
Becky?
about that.
I remember that one. Boy, that was
Because
good.
you're wrong.
Because you're wrong. Yes, you are. But yeah, I know this boner cop still makes me laugh. You can go to Crime Prison. You have the right to go to
I don't
crime
remember what was going on when I drew that one, but it came out
It was
pretty
about
good.
questionable content. We were trashing how questionable content has those
Yeah,
stock
yeah.
panel layouts and just
Yeah.
flat profiles.
Wait a minute. Is this Cool Mod?
Cool. No, it's Low T Mod. We changed his name.
We should be saying that in front of his back, only behind his back.
Oh shit! In front of his back. What would you say?
Especially,
I'm IT. Did I guys tell you my
I'm
game
IT.
stories?
Don't call me Low
Dude.
J, I'm IT. But yeah,
I've got gym stories now because I had to subscribe to a gym, and I'm going to the gayest gym ever.
Aren't
It's
all
so
gyms
wimpy.
kinda gay?
It's such a wimpy fucking gym.
you're
Okay,
gonna
so
beat him
they
up
have
in your
this-
taxi. That's what
Yeah.
we're
We're gonna
This
ring
is
them.
in
Are you gonna
preparation of that magical day when I have to. Okay, so this gym, it
They
has a
run-
word in it painted on
they-
all the walls.
Ring the lunk
It is-
alarm on you.
Yeah, gym intimidation. No gym intimidation in here. If you're a lunk, sound the lunk alarm.
Yeah, that's
For anybody who's
Lunk?
that's
grunting.
That's Planet Fitness.
Is
Oh,
that
God.
is that
They
gym
all-
speak for like gay sex happening in the locker room?
They want
See,
to have
okay.
gay sex.
No,
As-
as if the women feel threatened by the man. That's what
Yeah,
the
it's to
lunk-
You're
protect
shitting me.
women.
Is that
It's
really what it means?
to
Yes.
respect women?
Well, okay, so they put the lunk alarm in the part of the gym where broads don't go to because, like, it's where all the weight racks are, and the broads are basically just all
They're
like
trying to get the broads to the weight racks.
and-
Like, oh, they need to be encouraged. We need to encourage and have
Yeah, it's-
diversity and
They
localization
need-
and fucking.
They need to get
representation.
started on their broadcasting career.
They can
But
So
they got, like-
so they installed a rape whistle in the gym.
Yes.
pretty much. Anytime a dude drops a barbell or something or goes "Ugh," or something, it'll
Flings it across
probably
the
pick
room
up
into
on
your
the
face.
sound and like.
If they grunt too loudly, it's considered to be like harassment
It's
of women or
grunt
some
rape.
shit.
noise rape. Which they
Hang on,
Yeah.
that's a lot to unpack. Hang on, let me just think about
Yeah, that's it. It was shocking to hear. I
What
learned
the
about
fuck?
this on the MGTOW forum. I was on the fucking MGTOW forums when I heard about this. It's like, no, wait, this is a joke.
That's a
this
pretty
can't be
funny
seen.
joke.
So it's just like you're working out and grunting, and that's somehow triggering for the what?
Anything that the women are disturbed by, supposedly, because
Well, or want to complain about to get power over men.
So you're there
Yeah.
working out, and you're not even looking at a woman, and someone's gonna like just run up and push
Or
the lunk
if you're
alarm.
not looking at her
especially
enough.
if you're not looking at her enough, or if you look at her at all,
Yeah, it's
What is
it's
this gym? Where is this
neglect
gym?
rape. If you don't look
What's
at her
it
enough, it's
called?
neglect
It's called
rape.
Planet Fitness, and the reason I have a membership is because it is literally $10 a month, and that's nothing.
yeah, they're very common.
every
Again,
penny.
in the big cities, in the metropolitan blue states, you'll find a lot
The
of those.
normie scum places.
So like, okay, you're just a rapist if you go to you're automatically a rapist.
Well, you're
if you
male.
go to Planet Fitness.
You're male. Of course, you're a rapist.
I'm kind
My
of glad
goodness.
there's no gym intimidation because my body looks like fresh hell after not
Gym
having worked out.
intimidation.
Here's the thing:
That's
is
what Jim Norton should call his next comedy.
Wait. Have you ever witnessed the lunk alarm be pressed?
No, and I want to know what it sounds like. I'm desperate. I might have
Go
to
push
set
it.
it off.
Push the
Hit it
fucking
yourself,
lump
yeah.
alarm.
Yeah.
Take after you beat up a woman in your taxi cab. Make sure you hit the alarm on her.
And shout, "What gayness is this?"
What? Make sure to yell in a woman's face. What gayness is this as you're hitting the lunk alarm?
Oh man, you're gonna love this though. Like all the
already
free
do.
weights and shit, they're made out of like specifically less dense material so that they look bigger. Like a 5
And
pound
they
weight
weigh,
is
they weigh
obviously
less. Yeah.
It's like
Women's
ego,
weights.
the ego weights.
yeah. I just thought that was clever.
Where's the fucking
So,
video of a
you'll
woman
be-
getting bashed in the face with one of the weights just flying off the thing? And a guy
So
That
you
yells,
just
make a
got
noise, like you lift
That
weights
just got
over your
posted.
head, and it's heavy. You're gonna make a noise, and that
Yeah.
will cause a woman to go into a shrieking frenzy and
Of
run up and push this
orgasms.
alarm.
That's
She'll be
apparently what
pacing
we have
herself
to
with
assume.
orgasms. She'll be squirting. She's a squirter.
Just like a sprinkler running up to the fucking lunk alarm.
There
An
isn't a
upside-down
manual.
sprinkler
It's
shooting at the floor.
it's a there's no manual firing for the lunk alarm. All right, it's like this thing that sits on the wall and has like a big tapestry around it. This is lunk alarm.
It's a panic button. It's a fucking
Burn
panic button.
by.
I bet
That's
it
what-
doesn't do anything.
Maybe.
No,
I'm
I
gonna ask
have
them,
to.
guys.
I'm going to assume it does something because
Well, not a
women
real
probably
thing.
would demand it.
Yes.
Yeah, this meth freak and his girlfriend were in there with their little free trial, and like I'm assuming they couldn't stop staring at me the whole time, so I'm assuming they were going to try and
Hit
fire.
lunk alarm! Push the lunk alarm! The lunks are...
Hammer that shit like it's the fucking Star Trek Voyager reset button.
That's a good reference, too.
Yes, it is. It is.
It is.
Here's the fucking feminism backfiring. This link fucking video.
Yeah. Here, fucking somebody asked in the chat what gay ass gym
Well,
did you
where's
join?
the
Planet
bitch
Fitness,
alarm?
right?
Like, what's the female
No,
version of
that's
a lunk?
sexism. You're being a sexist now. You're sexist, misogynist, fucking whatever.
We're talking
other
about a
thing.
useful item.
So this alarm is specifically to be used against men by women.
Yes.
And lumps.
Wait,
women do not belong.
let's watch this video. This video is delightful.
Is it the feminine backfire?
Be able to fucking.
Oh no.
I just heard a clank.
I love the watch out as it's bashing her upside the fucking
Watch
cabbage.
out.
Oh,
She's dead.
She's dead.
she died.
She's dead.
She died.
The second one.
The best part is the second one.
The second
Walking into her fucking ribs.
Violence against women. Women being hurt in real life.
I can't stop watching this.
It's,
I
yeah,
know I
I
have
know,
a-
it's addictive.
I could upload the actual video. It's just I don't know what the fucking video is called, and I have it on my hard drive. But here's the link to the fucking feminismbackfiring.tumblr.com.
It's a wonderful blog.
This is the gag, right? That wasn't real.
I
I'm pretty
assume
sure.
it's. I assume it's a
Like,
gag.
holy
Yeah,
shit.
I
I
don't think it's
assume
real.
that
It's probably like a
everyone's-
styrofoam weight or something.
Yeah,
It
I
sounded
assume-
really heavy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just Foley in a
Good-
loud sound. But actually,
good
the sound
Foley.
sounds almost alien. Like it doesn't
And of
come
course-
from the actual video.
Of course, the other girl's hefting a fake barbell with nothing on it. But
It's also good.
I kind of have to give them credit. They seem to be in on the joke.
Yes. Or
Which is-
they're dead. Either one is good.
Running
Well,
hit the lunk alarm.
Go
Lunk alarm.
run
Yeah,
it,
where
they
is the
look
lunk alarm in that video? That's what I want to know.
have-
you gotta-
I love the watch out as it's bashing her across the fucking
It's
skull.
a tenth of a second before she's dead from it.
Jeez, dead.
Cracks her right across the face.
And then watch out for this other. He doesn't even give a warning for the second one.
No warning for the second one. Two of them.
Two
How long have you guys been streaming for? Because I had to take that
couple
nap.
hours probably.
A couple hours. Okay.
Yeah, I'm
We've
gonna
been
actually gonna have to go
trashing
here soon.
Diversity in comics the whole time.
Dorothy's great. she's
Dorothy
just a pioneer.
Dorothy Comics, because he's a friend of Dorothy, and also that's what happens if a comic book nerd says diversity in comics.
Oh.
Diversity in comics.
So I actually heard
How
somebody.
many divorces?
I watched some Comicsgate guy, YouTuber guy, fucking doing a video, and that's literally how he said it. And I left a comment saying, "Why did you say Dorothy Comics?" And he's like, "Oh, I just said it all fast." And it's like, no, it's not the problem. I mean, he's an
Dorothy
okay guy.
Comics.
I won't mention who he is, but he follows me on Twitter, and he's okay as far as I know. I don't really watch
Names.
his videos.
He's apparently a fan of ours, and we kind of appreciate.
Yeah, I don't want
we
to
appreciate
trash
it.
him too much, but now we're fucking mocking him all the time every time we
But that's-
say
well, that's the
Dorothy
thing is-
Comics.
That was the thing is my brother's playing the video of one of his videos where he's talking about Dorothy Comics. I was like, did he just say Dorothy Comics? Because he
Mega
actually you're always a faggot.
Mega
I guess Forge would be appreciative to learn that the super hot black guy is actually
I would
a
appreciate
mega
John Boyega
faggot.
being a huge faggot. Yeah.
Boyega.
Boy. Oh, don't say that.
Boy.
Did you see that movie? Did you see The Last Jedi?
Yeah.
Mm,
I still haven't.
Don't.
In fact,
Yeah,
the
that's
only
what I heard. I hear everyone saying that it's a fucking mess.
This
I don't
in
even
Like,
know
particular
this
is
hey,
song.
do you like Luke Skywalker? Was he ever your hero? Don't.
No, I don't really care, to be honest.
I hope that
And you
he
can
dies.
see it.
I hope he just vanishes for no good reason.
That's
like
right.
an idiot.
To be
Well,
honest,
you're in the-
I would be indifferent if
Surprise,
Luke Skywalker
surprise.
just vanished into nothing.
If he just got kind of tired.
Pieces out so hard he just disappears.
Yes, I really liked the ER review of last
Yeah,
year.
that's what this is from, by the way. It's the ER review where he just straight up admits he pirates, and in fact he uses clips from a Chinese camera
Yeah,
of
it's
the
got
movie
Chinese
for his
subtitles across the
review
bottom.
because he just doesn't give a shit, and you kind of have to appreciate that.
Yeah. He's sort of
But
like
that's where
us
this-
in that sense.
That's where this clip is from, where it's like, you scum, rebel scum.
Rebels.
It's like,
Oh,
how does that help?
Rebels.
is that
You're
bad?
not
Is that
helping.
worse? Are you making
Sorry.
yourself look good? Anyways,
Yeah, it sure feels good to Ferguson right the fuck out. It sure is helpful to everybody to
do
burn
you like the part where
cities to
the
ground.
Asian girl crashes into him to save his
I
life?
sure did like that part.
Right,
I
when all
sure
the-
did.
Her stupid hair.
She's such a strong female.
Apparently,
character.
Chinese audiences didn't like that they kissed after. in
She
Did
that-
they,
slammed.
did they not like that she had
She slammed.
stupid fucking like Betty Rubble hair in the
She crashed
Star
into
Wars
the
movie?
lunk
like half
alarm.
she looks like half a Momo. She looks like
Did I
half
ever
a
tell you the
Chuchio.
story about? Did I ever tell you the story about how Chinese people hate other people? They hate people that
They
look
are
less like
incredibly
them.
Yeah,
racist,
guess what?
it's true.
The Asians are kind of racist. They're actually
They're
very
racist.
racist,
They can get away with
especially
it, and they
against
can do it.
other Asians.
Let's not forget the fucking
You
rooftop
might,
Koreans.
You might call China an ethno state. You
Yes.
might call it-
Something
Yeah.
like that.
You might call Japan one too. It's like 99% Japanese,
That's
and then
kind of like an
1%
ethno state.
weeaboos, and 1% white American weeaboos.
Weeb trash.
And they're still disrespectful.
Except for
Remember that.
Crate. Crate is Crate. You're okay. Great,
Good
we'll
for you.
listen to this.
Great. Will he?
Crate.
Here, I have to feed my cat. I'll be right back.
When you get back, we can talk about our great new comic that's going to be better than Jawbreakers.
I actually need to leave.
I'm
Yeah,
fairly
yes,
confident that will be correct.
We're done. Are we
Yeah,
done?
we've
gotta-
been going for a while, but you can head out. We could actually still continue, possibly. I don't even know.
I'll have to bow out. I'll have to fucking peace the fuck out.
You're gonna have to
Skywalker.
peace out
Oh,
so
yeah,
hard.
like-
You're gonna
Like Luke,
Because I-
just
evaporate like
Bow
Luke
wow
Skywalker.
out.
As I get kind of tired and just kind of gently fade into nothing.
This is a lot of hard work. If people don't appreciate, this is a lot of hard work to just sit here talking on the stream
Here,
for
wait.
several hours uninterrupted.
That's fair.
Here's one
I need
more
to go
good
take a
one.
nap.
Well, here's one more good one that I think people will
It's
appreciate.
like
on the
Anthony
fucking
Cumia doing
stream.
that fucking "I'm the One in Chains" song. Afterwards, he's like, "I'm exhausted. I gotta take a nap," because he's just yelling the whole time. "I'm the one in chains now," yelling it, like screaming it in a black guy's face.
Mhm.
I'm the one in chains now.
I mentioned, but
I'm
here's
in chains.
this video that I think people here might really.
Have either of you seen Star Trek Discovery?
Yeah. Well,
The
the
first
first
couple
two
of episodes.
The first 2 episodes I managed to pirate. Somebody just uploaded them on fucking 8chan.
The Strek board.
Filthiest, most disgusting thing ever seen.
Somebody on like Trek board who made a really good point that basically this is a Mary Sue. They're trying to push it as she's not a Mary Sue.
It's a Mary Sue. She's a Mary
They
Sue.
make a
and
Mary
she's also
Sue and try to make
monster.
it like,
In
hey, she's not
particular-
Mary Sue. We're going to justify. They're trying to justify their Mary Sue not being a Mary Sue.
Yeah,
She's
but
a
the
Mary
thing
Sue,
is,
and she's a fucking monster. She's a war criminal.
She's
a
a
bad
terrible
person
character.
in real life.
She
this
should
is
be
seriously-
fucking phasered in the tits until she's
Face
dead.
her sick
Until
ass
dead.
into the next world.
in her flat chest, her flat chest, which she should be ashamed of. But that's the thing
She
is
should be
that
body shamed.
SJW seriously believe this is a good character. It's like,
of course
oh,
they do.
But they
Yeah.
don't
See,
watch
here's
it
the
either.
thing,
No
though.
one's
They
watching
didn't
the
watch
show.
it. They don't like Star Trek.
Yeah, they're not
They
watching
just
the show.
saw like she was an ethnic.
It's
and
one
she
of
was,
the
like,
only things
strong
that
women
comes-
character.
And she has a man's name. She's named
She's
Michael.
named
Michael
Mike.
Burnham is a terrible character name. It's fucking.
And
Not
like, here's the
Michael
thing, though.
Burnham.
Like the Michael thing would have been fine if they explained it like, oh, she was raised by Vulcans. They don't know Earth names, so they just
Or if
gave
she
her a
wasn't
name.
a main character. If she was not a main
Yeah, just
fuck
make her a
it.
main
She
character.
should be a main. Fuck it. She
Fuck
should
it.
be a
Fuck
main.
it.
Fuck it. Fuck bees.
fuck. It's hip to fuck bees, but also fucking what was the Mel Gibson where the woman is going, well, I didn't want to go to jacuzzi and just said fuck it. That's his entire argument against that was fuck it.
Fuck it.
It's just done.
I gotta say, fuck it.
Anyways, you should though do a Thomas Sue. Is there some way I can at least fucking pay you? Go further into debt on my PayPal credit card to pay you to do some kind of Kwai Thomas Sue. Because that's one of the only things I don't have.
Look, I draw werewolves all the time. I might.
But do you draw humanese?
Yes.
Because I want to fucking see how well you can do a cute version. You should really read the new
he's
script.
a skinny little twink, right? So it means he's got a huge dick.
What good can a single twink do in this world? I don't know, but we should find out. But yeah, it's he has to be sufficiently cute, which I'm not sure any artist can properly portray.
Well, what do you mean? Like cute in like it's like he has to look like an anime character, kind of cute, or
but if you go to anime, then he just becomes horrific. Anime sometimes doesn't actually know how to do cute right because like you make the eyes so big, it's just creepy.
Or do you mean like cute, like the Scott Pilgrim artist draws guys like
you know what?
Face
Like that, but that's like that's like Wind Waker cute. That's almost too simplified.
What are you talking about?
Cute,
guys?
We're talking about
cute young boys.
cute young,
or Shota.
Shota, if you will.
Just a little Shota.
Although he's 22 years old.
22
you're talking about your gay little fanfic
Hot
character,
werewolf.
Okay.
Yeah, in fact, I finished the new script about
Didn't
him.
you see how I drew him in that concept art? I gave him the cute little dot eyes because I wanted him to be like the little dot eyes are
for
perfect.
The new comic, literally.
Yeah, even though he's not in it, or at least as a person.
He is in it, but
not as a person.
Yeah, that's right. The human-y version. But I don't remember the human-y version you did of him.
It's cute though because it's like he's got the little dot eyes, and as the dog, he can either have the little dot eyes or he can be all into it and actually have like a doggy face that like could be very expressive.
Speaking of literally, I've been playing. I'm trying to get back to playing not Warhammer.
I don't know. He looks weird. He looks like he has a fucking earring.
Fucking Mech Warrior 4 Mercenaries.
Like the gerbil version of him or whatever the fuck this is.
He turns
I'm looking
into
at
a
it on the
gerbil?
stream.
Yeah.
Are you looking at it on the stream? Hold on.
Wow, he has lots and lots of power.
Yeah. See the dot eyes. It makes him more approachable, is all I'm saying.
Here, wait, but this is highly inappropriate. I shouldn't be scrolling through this. But here's this version. This is one of the most ideal versions of Thomas if you're looking at the stream.
Does it have a dick on it?
Well, of course.
He describe the vein. Describe the veins.
How big is the veins?
Does he have a nut?
Please say no. I don't want to draw it.
Where is the purple vein?
Yeah, I suppose by some weird definition you could say that
weird
iteration that you're holding up here is cute.
Where is
but
it?
It's not charming. You want a charming.
Here, wait, yeah. Here, you want me to put this into the fucking Discord?
Do it.
Princess High Ground.
The beautiful boy cute is I don't know, man.
He's a beautiful, 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 beautiful boy.
There's not enough appreciation for the male form.
Yes.
Everything's always about lesbians, and that actually started to really put me off of I started to really get put off of lesbianism because of the fucking you ruined my some fucking Tumblr fucking user. I forget what it was even about, but it was
secretly rape-thirsting Tumblr woman.
Yeah, but it was like, you ruined my sapphic post about fucking Mercy, Femme Mercy from Overwatch.
It's like, hey, bitch, get raped like you
if
secretly
it's that
want
easy.
to.
If it's that easy. It was that or...
I'm saying this as I stare at the adorable fucking... I got a Shota artist to draw this version of Thomas.
Are the ears canon? Is that like...
This is canon.
Oh, even shit. He's got little
wolf ears.
Little kawaii ears.
Dude,
I don't know if I can go that cute.
Well, I want to see the way you would do it, though. That's my point.
It's the part of the artistic. It's the artistic process.
When did he get these little fucking ears?
You don't have to do dog ears on him. What
You
I
don't
wonder is
have-
does he have human ears underneath the dog ears?
He just
the two people are holding their faces, going like, "Oh fuck!"
Oh fuck!
Just they can't believe it. Just like the
horrified
fucking
by the idea of
kimono friends.
She's got
She's
4
got
ears.
fucking. She's got fucking cat ears, and then she also has human ears under her hair.
And they're just grabbing their own faces and going, "Oh fuck!"
Like they don't know
Stare
what
at
to
the
do now.
fucking- I don't know what to do.
Which would be really funny if I could find
You know what
a
also,
picture
wait, you
and
know what
link it
also
to
is really
it.
cute? Hold on a second. If I can.
You know what else is really cute?
This one's cute.
Ainami Ray from fucking yeah, this one's terrific. This is a very old one.
This is
But I
old.
thought he did respect women.
This isn't Thomas though. This is just some other.
Oh. I like the little slippers.
This was some the bunny slippers. This
and
was some girl.
the girl in the drawing is the artist who did the drawing.
Who is a girl. It's a girl. She's a
I
huge
asked
fan
her,
of
can I get a
DBZ.
commission of punching you in the stomach so hard that your back is bulging out from the impact? And she was absolutely for it.
God damn, she died.
She dead.
Survived.
She's dead. She's dead.
Oh
She's
no,
dead.
that's it's like DBZ where they just punch
Yes.
each other. It's like the fucking reverse MPreg fucking
Yes.
male pregnancy.
Where the shock of the punch causes your organs
Yes.
to bulge out
all
the back.
the fucking organs are fucking
They only
lacerated.
introduced that around the Cell
Internally
Saga. The fucking creator realized that was his fetish around the
The
time he
new
was doing the
fucking
Cell Saga.
sexual homosexual
His
fetish.
homosexual Gyaku Riona. Is it Gyaku or Baraku or whatever the fuck Riona is?
I don't know. All I
Whatever
know
it
is
the gay
Riona.
version of Riona. That's what
Riona should not be referred to as
Riona
Ben.
should not be allowed to belong to the gays. Only straight people should be
It
allowed.
should only be it should only be straight. It should be male on female violence.
Yes, or female on female is okay sometimes too.
Female on female is also okay.
And it was
Male and female
so the
violence
new
only.
story I wrote after fucking Thomas is in literally, but only in wolf form. Wolf form.
You mean the best form?
Yes. But yeah, that one is being worked on with fucking cool mod here, and and the Patreon is going towards paying that, and that is going to be 1,000,000 times better than Jawbreakers, even if Jawbreakers has 1,000,000 times more funding. And it's not going. I'm not going to need to try to get it published in print, and I'm not going to need to sue anyone or pay for a lawyer with the fucking fees for the Patreon.
Don't literally pay $200,000 to some shyster who is like, I guess the case fell apart. I guess I can't help you.
But
Yeah,
it has
the
to go.
Marvel
judge
comic.
threw it out.
It
Marvel
has to go in
Comics is just too
stores.
much.
How else do you
Marvel
do
Comics
it?
has too much power over the industry. They contacted Diamond personally and are going to block your fucking distribution.
That'll be $200,000.
Yeah, I don't have to do that with the new comic that's coming out. Do I still have fucking pictures? Here's this one. This is a nice one. Helen, your name is horrible. She is adorable, fat, pudgy, ugly, adorable and ugly. Fucking braces, metal mouth, 4 eyes. Fucking, but she's also a mech pilot, so that's the new comic that I finished a long time ago, and it's now starting to be made.
She's healthy at every size.
Yes, she's healthy at every
Okay.
size. It has good representation of healthy at every size, and also transracialism. She's Mexican, so it has brown representation. It has
She's
werewolf
fat.
representation. And we
Wait,
posted.
is this the same? Is Thomas is in their mechs now? What the fuck?
Thomas is so big, he's as big as a mech. And he shakes mech's hands as he's like saluting them and shit.
Just
The-
in his werewolf form.
Yes,
werewolf.
werewolf form.
Werewolves.
The fucking the script for chapter 1, the live reading is cut together. It's like 40 minutes, and it's on the channel. It's on this very
Shit, I have to
channel.
listen to it.
It's the previous thing, and it is primo good shit. That's some good shit, and that is the comic that we're getting funded through our Patreon right now. It
was
might be
read
slow
by-
going.
The narration was read by fucking Nice Mom.
It was read by Nice Mod, who's very nice, and he's very good at doing the script readings. I would actually like to hear you or fucking Dirk do fucking script reading again for the new comic that I read. And maybe we can do it sometime, or the new comic that I wrote, the one that I just finished. But it's still a first draft, so I kind of need to go through it again and do some tweaking. But it has Thomas just as his human-y form, where he has the spirit of a human inside of him, and he has the appearance of a human. So sometimes he actually likes to dress up like a human. What the fuck does this mean? But it's the new. This one, literally with Helen, is about nerdy teenage fat tubby braces girl who's secretly a mech pilot. She teleports to other planets. Like, I'm a mech pilot now, and she's just a fucking horrific nerd.
Somebody touched my pussy.
It's literally like the be
Literally.
careful who you make fun of. Literally, like be careful who you make fun of in high school.
Yeah, it's like that. Sort of that meme, except it's just her, and she's just fucking awful. And she's writing fanfics about the older guy she has a crush on, and it's just awkward and horrifying, as puberty inherently is. And that's really what this
It's
comic
no
is.
holding back. It's total honesty.
Yes, as opposed to like Miss Marvel, where Miss Marvel writes fanfics about the Avengers, and other superheroes read them and talk about how, your fanfic was really good, which would never happen.
You wrote a really great fanfic, whoever you... I don't know who you are.
No one
Actually,
would
Marvel,
ever say
but-
you wrote a really good fanfic. No one's fanfics are good. They're fucking awful. And that's also partially what this is about, even though she's a mech pilot. The new story I wrote, and I will reveal it now. For all you listeners, you get to find out what the brand new story I wrote is about and what happens in it. It's Thomas. He is a writer, so this is already a little too Stephen King-ish.
Aware writer.
Thomas is a writer of like important, serious stories, and as the story opens, he's won the Oscar for best like adapted screenplay, but he can't be at the Oscars because he's shut in at his fucking fancy ass like brownstone apartment building that he owns and just lives in by himself with him and his fat sassy black maid. And so, and he's living in hiding because Muslims are coming to kill him because of a story he wrote in the past.
A tweet he made. He made a tweet.
He made a tweet. No, but yeah, it's from a story, like making fun of whatever, and that's not spelled out. Nothing is spelled out that overtly,
'Cause it's
like
not
what
necessary.
story he wrote or what he said or any of that shit.
Let's face it, Muslims are coming to kill you for something that you wrote. You don't even need to say anything more.
Yeah. You don't need to. It doesn't need to be specific at all. But yeah, so what happens
It's
is,
a recipe for ham on rye.
yes, they're gonna kill him because of ham. They don't like
Right.
He fucking
Right.
had a bacon
Bread.
sandwich.
He had a bacon sandwich, but yeah, he's like a.
Oh, did you actually? Yeah, did you see that news story about the fucking Saudi Arabia is like threatening to kill some beer company because they had like the beer bottle
threatening
tops
to
for
kill
every
the
single.
beer company?
Threatening to kill people who were part of a beer company because they have bottle tops for every World Cup country involved in World Cup or whatever the fuck. And of course, Saudi Arabia is one of them. And so it's the beer bottle top that has Saudi Arabia. Therefore, it's anti-Islamic and they have to be murdered. And they sued the company or some shit.
What a
I'm
beautiful
protesting them.
culture. It's such a beautiful culture.
Just like fucking Stephen Fry said in V for Vendetta, you can't be. There's nothing wrong with being inspired by the beautiful words. Faggotry. Oh,
But also, if they rape a woman but they were drunk, they get off scot-free because they're
Oh,
not
it's
used to
so
being drunk.
beautiful.
so
They're not used to being drunk.
so inclusive. Are you trying to diversify me again? But anyways, about the story though, yeah. So it's Thomas as a writer, and he's fucking like just living in hiding in this nice place, and so fucking Mark Ruffalo comes over the next day because he was in the movie that won the Oscar.
It's just Mark Ruffalo.
Well, it seems like it's just Mark Ruffalo, but then half of his head is blown off by a shotgun from behind, and it's
Oh, what a
fucking-
shame.
The Muslims came in that fucking he led them to the house, and then Antifa surrounds the house, and they're all teaming up, and so fucking it's Thomas and his fat sassy black maid running around this big apartment building, trying to hide from the terrorists and going all Die Hard or fucking Home Alone on them.
Assault on Precinct
Assault
13.
on Precinct 13, Home Alone, and Die Hard.
Dude, that'd be even better.
Yeah.
Put out a Micro Machines rap.
So yeah,
That's
it's a
Hopefully they also have like a few Uzis and maybe the AR-15 laying around.
No, they don't. But again, all of this is addressed in the script, which is finished. I just have to tweak it a little bit, but it's still completely readable right now. It's like 29 pages, just a single issue story. And doesn't have as much running around adventures as I was hoping, but I didn't want it to be too long either. I don't want it to be like over 30 pages.
I don't know if I'm going to be spoiling something, but hopefully, because Antifa and fucking Muslim Brotherhood or whoever they're both there. Hopefully, at some point, they end up accidentally turning on each other.
That does not happen, unfortunately. But
why not? Why not?
Why not?
As long as Arab tries to kill Thomas, there'll be a little people.
A silly
people.
A silly people. You filthy little wog.
You filthy little wog. Slap.
Bitch. Really bitch slaps him.
No, it's a beautiful culture. They're
fucking
great.
karate chops him in the neck, actually.
Yeah.
That's brutal.
They never evolved. They never
He
evolved.
just roundhouse kicks him in the next room.
They never evolved from being a silly people or a little.
Or
Every
little
single
people.
time we were playing fucking Battlefield 1, and one of the army sides is Turkey.
Oh yeah, Turkey
so, of
versus
course-
England in Battlefield 1 because it's World War 1. So if Turkey
Just in
wins, you
parentheses,
say bad
a
guys
silly
win.
people.
No, I make sure to point out cockroach exterminates you if I'm on Turkish side.
But if England wins, you say good guys win.
No, I say cockroaches exterminated. Because they're Turk roaches.
Fucking wog vanquished.
What
From
was
South-
the game that came
South
out where you
Central
could?
Wagistan.
There was like a regular war game that came out, or was presumed to have come out. I assume. I don't know. Where you were able to multiplayer, make your character into a black female if you wanted to. So
Oh,
you
that's
could
a
have
World
Oh
War
yeah,
Nazi.
Call of Duty World War II.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
You can make a black female Nazi and have her get shot to death with fire spraying shotguns and just
And have
burn
her be
horrifically
the
to death.
SS's toilet.
She worked for in 1933. She worked for the SS as their toilet, and then he plays the porn movie of her Shizer movie of her getting fucked by a
Shizer
horse.
porn.
And they say, "I've never seen a pig get fucked by a horse before."
Which we use that screenshot to refer to Kate Leth and say we found a hidden Kate Leth porn movie. She really tried to get her friends to report that, and I don't think it worked too well. And the boy that pissed her off,
Well,
that they
I
would
guess it
delete
worked.
every post we made about her. That
I guess it
fucking weak
worked
cunt.
because
You
eventually
weak cunt.
she did get our blog shut down.
Eventually.
Because
But,
you're
you
such
know-
a terrible threat to Kate.
Probably burned years of life off of.
Yes. Good.
They're making fun of
Fuck
me.
the bitch.
She's a
They
little people.
Yes. See, how are you
I
supposed
love
to
the
be
Picard.
strong enough to take on the comics industry and bring diversity and strength to the comics industry when you're so weak and you're so weak it's laughable that you can't even be made fun of on another fucking blog that you supposedly don't read, and yet you want all your friends to report it without reading it.
That's the thing is, she had us blocked, but at the same time, you also know she had a bunch of sycophants of hers reporting on
They were
us to
probably
her.
telling her that they just made a post about you. That's
Try
like, okay, friends of hers, huh?
linking directly to our post saying exactly what we said so that she can get fucking maximum primo pissed off at us.
I mean, if it was me, I would say, "Hey, stop IMing me. I don't give
That's
a shit."
what we did with our own blog. People kept sending us fucking tweets. It's like, oh, look what here's like 3 sheets of fucking her tweets from Twitter, and it's like, I don't care. I'm deleting this.
And then we would tell them, "We just deleted your submissions. I hope you worked really hard on them because now no one's going to see them, faggot." Fucking laughing. Because really, they were wasting so much time being obsessed with Kate Leth, giving her more attention than she even deserved.
Basically, it's called platforming. Or
Yeah, exactly.
It's
They're not going to
platforming.
be a platform for that dumb cunt. And that's what Diversity in Comics does. He platforms all these fucking complete losers and idiots and psychopaths But yeah, sure, they're in the comics industry, but that
He
doesn't make
reviewed
them
something
any more
from fucking-
relevant.
He actually was talking about Kate Leth like a couple of weeks ago, and it's like,
Yeah.
why?
It was not saying anything more interesting than we fucking went after her hard. We introduced the world to Kate Leth, the horse fucker. But we called Diversity in Comics is like, oh, Kate Leth, she wrote this sheet that wasn't very good, and then she said this stuff on Twitter. It's like, so who gives a shit?
Yeah, he only tertiary his tertiary understanding of Kate Leth is it's just what it is. Like
He's
because he
low
is
IQ.
somewhat associated.
He doesn't understand.
He doesn't know the history.
He doesn't understand.
All right, I really have to go. I'm sorry.
All right,
Alright.
make sure you do
Bye,
it, Thomas
bye.
Strong. I'll pay
Bye,
you.
bye.
I will pay you for a Thomas Strong. Now get out of here.
Hey, me. Goodbye.
You dad, fuck you, pay me.
Fuck
Fuck
you, pay me. All right, and we're gonna keep going though for now.
For now, my ass is killing me.
Fags.
But yeah, he was talking about fucking Dorothy Comics was talking about fucking Kayla. I didn't even watch the video, but it was
Yeah,
like,
I
why are
can't
you
even bring myself to watch his dumb fucking videos
touching
anymore.
the puke again? He's fucking touching the shit, going arm deep. That is a big load of shit.
He was going. Diversity in Comics was going arm deep into a giant, one great big pile of shit. That's how much
Bicep
he touches the poop.
Well, this is how you get content every day. Like
We could do that. We
Yeah,
don't have
that's-
to go off
yeah,
topic.
if you want to do content every day, you can talk about all sorts of boring shit that's not relevant or interesting.
Here's one thing you could do: talk about video games. Oh wait, it's
wait,
it's
then,
competition for fucking comic books.
No comic
Ugh.
because he won't talk about video games. That would be relevant.
It's an actually relevant medium that's making way more money than even Hollywood.
Yeah, and
fucking-
it's actually more.
They're eating
more
Hollywood's
interesting
lunch.
and doing more interesting, unique things than comic books are now.
they're eating Hollywood's lunch, then shitting on the plate and giving it to Hollywood
exactly.
to eat.
They're a threat to fucking Hollywood's lunch.
What are you saying, Hollywood? Comic books have this all the time. It's kind of like the fucking the PC gamers getting the fucking PC or console port, and the Blizz fags who eats the shit all the time. I was like, what are you talking about? I eat this all.
Yeah, the fucking.
Or
That goes
it
way
was
back.
it was console fags. Console fags who
Yeah, console fags were just enjoying that shit on the PC fags.
the shit they eat all the time.
Yes.
30 FPS, silky smooth 30
Silky
FPS.
smooth for 30 frames per second.
They should never be allowed to live that shit down.
No, because consoles still are pretty much crap. There's no reason to own one. They suck.
Suck a dick.
I hate consoles. They're gay.
They're totally gay. They're gay watery.
We went something like
Personified.
we went something like 4 years without playing any consoles. 4 years or more without playing any consoles, and then we finally buy a Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, we
So it
got
could
the
be
Switch because
so
my
good.
fucking PC fucked up. So I'm like, I want to play the new Zelda game. I really want to play it.
Mhm. Looks fun.
It turns out it's a great game. I wish they would release that on fucking.
Yeah, too
PC.
bad that's not on PC. I wish it was on PC. I would not fucking buy a Switch otherwise. But I mean, Mario Odyssey is also good. But now it's like, oh, that's it. Those are all the games. I would actually get fucking Mario 64 if they re-released it for the Switch. They didn't. They don't have any virtual console games on it. Doesn't make any sense. Because they did all that shit for the Wii and the Wii U.
There's some other game that got released for like the Wii or the Wii U or some shit, and it's like, oh, I want to be able to play that. They don't release it for the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, it
fucking
really
online
doesn't make
store.
any sense. They got a lot of crap on the Switch. It's like, I don't care about fucking Splatoon 2 or fucking Mario Kart 7. I don't give a fuck.
Nintendo. You know what's supposed to be released for free on the Nintendo Store, or not today, but in like a few days? Mario Tennis.
Is that for free?
Yeah, it's for
Oh
free.
boy, Mario Tennis. That's the thing.
Tennis.
There's a lot of Nintendo fags who are just white knighting for Nintendo. It's sort of like the Marvel and DC fags, is that they're all just white knighting for a company. Having company loyalty
Like a
is
yes,
for
like a company,
faggots.
as if that company even respects
There's
them, which
nothing
it
more
really
low
doesn't.
key and cucked than having company loyalty.
That fucking company does not give the
Kind of an
slightest
antiquated
fuck
concept.
about them.
I remember brand loyalty every time I'd go to work in a new call center or corporate environment. Like, whoa, we got customers and the customers would always just be kissing your ass. I only use this company. Actually, even at my cab company,
they're like
I
old,
only use your
they're
brand
old
of
bags
cab.
Of shit.
Old 50, 70-year-olds who think that the world still works the way that they want it to work. What are they, fools? What are they, a bunch of fools?
They
These
are.
goddamn fools.
Fools.
And baby boomers are even worse for that. Baby boomers
Yeah,
are
they
pretty
are.
bad. Literally,
They
worse than
kind of
Holocaust.
are.
Anyways, speaking of brand loyalty, though, one of the kills. There's not a lot of great kills in the comic. It's pretty small scale, but in the comic where fucking Thomas and Sassy Mate are running around the place, like one of the first kills is they're on an upper level over a balcony.
They drop a pay can on somebody's head.
No.
He drops a PlayStation 3 onto one of their head, and they liquefy like in fucking Final Destination 3 when that giant plate glass thing falls onto the
Yeah, it hits the kid, and the kid was made out of watermelon.
Yes,
Flattened.
that's except 1,000 times more violent than that. Just paints the walls with gore and shit.
That's great. And it's a PlayStation 3.
A PlayStation 3, and then
So
Thomas
it finally
is like,
serves
"Oh no,
a
I think
purpose."
I left a Blu-ray in there."
Oh no, I might have left a game in there that I didn't.
'Cause those
Not
discs are
great.
expensive. Anyways, yeah. So
Oh no, my Blu-ray player / paperweight.
my outdated Blu-ray player. It's really what it fucking PlayStation 3s though are quite heavy. That is the joke. That's the
I thought the
joke.
joke was gonna. The original heavy was the Xbox.
Yeah, the
You could
Xbox
just
was
say,
heavy,
like,
but I mean,
my
the
vintage
original.
Xbox.
the PlayStation 3 is about as heavy though.
And 3 times as useless.
Yes.
There's a
Well, I
brand
mean,
of
we
headphones.
still use our PlayStation 3 to watch movies, of course, but that's pretty much
Yeah.
it. We could get
There's
a PlayStation 4 to do that, but fucking, I don't want. There's no reason to buy a PlayStation 4 because there's no games on it that I need.
Yeah,
Or an
there's
Xbone.
I mean,
There's
I would like to
brands
play
that have been-
Bloodborne or fucking Uncharted 4, but not that bad.
there's brands that have artificially increased the weight of their products, like the Beats by Dre headphones.
Yeah,
Like,
to make
oh,
it
man,
feel
these
more
solid.
expensive.
Yeah,
Yeah,
to make
yeah.
you think that it's full of electronics. Also, potato chip bags, although that's mostly to get the brand name, the label to be flattened on the shelves.
Oh yeah, where they fill them halfway with air.
Yeah, or like one third of with air. And people are like, oh, this capitalism injection,
Capitalism
motherfucker.
ripping us all off, man. And it's
Well,
like for
but it
$3
turns
you're
out-
getting enough chips to fill your stomach twice over.
It's the exact same amount of food. It's like the same amount of ounces that the chips have always had for fucking decades. But it's just like slightly more air so that the label displays better.
Yeah, so it doesn't look collapsed like it's got some fucking anorexia or some shit. Like the fucking
And then people,
whores that are
and
eating
then of
most
course
this
the
food and barfing
children
it
are
up.
like, oh, this fucking capitalist.
Selfish cunts that they
Piece of
are.
shit. Revert to socialism.
Yes, capitalism has failed. Actually, they deserve rape. Anyway, so
sure do a lot of
But
blaming.
not just of their bodies.
yes, they deserve rape. Do they deserve rape? Yes, but not of their bodies. For sure.
of their souls.
Show me your barter. That's fucking where we left off. Why is he talking like that? What's wrong with him? What's wrong with him?
I learned the truth about despair. As well. And then, of course, my favorite, which I need to say to his face someday, when he's doing a fucking fatty ass book signing in the comic store where we live, near where we live, where it's like, we both know I have to kill you now.
You just have to imagine the fire.
And then I shotgun blast his face off and go to prison.
You go to prison for the rest of your life. I'm afraid he will not be joining us for the rest of his life.
He will not be joining us in the sun
In the sun.
for the rest of
This
the
is,
life.
of course, a reference to Tank.
Stank.
And by the way, you know what? This we don't mention this enough, and it deserves to be mentioned more. But not about Tank, though. Tank's okay.
Tank is an idiot.
He's okay.
He's a little
He's
whore
whore
and a little piece
and a
of
little
trash.
piece of trash. Boy, he did not like me fucking saying that to him 100 times in a row.
Good. Good.
But
100 times in a row.
Matsu Sensei might be actually an even bigger faggot.
That won't surprise me, even though
He
that's
is
pretty huge.
extremely
Fucking,
low T
that's
and whiny.
high bar. That is a high bar
It's
to
a high
reach.
bar. He is a fucking
Shit.
whiny fucking bitch.
Victory
Because of being made fun of. One thing I sort of realized when I thought about it, which I didn't give it much thought originally, but I think actually the reason why Tank got so sissified and whiny was because of that one stream Noel was doing. It was like doing some drawings, and I was in it. I was just trolling, as I am wont to do. And fucking Tank was fucking around in there, and then Noel told us to shut up, and he told Tank to shut up too, and he's like, Tank, you problem too. And ever since then, I don't think they've been friends, and they're maybe not on speaking terms. I think Tank blames me for that. It's like, oh, that's kind of sad, actually. That's a little tragic.
Well.
I mean, hey, I can't help myself. I am what I am. I can't. It's the way I was born. So I was born this way. So it's for sure wrong to judge me for it.
That is true. That is how it works, isn't it?
Yes.
Only
much.
God.
Pretty
Only
much.
God can judge me.
And the thing that I did that made Noel so pissed off was that I pointed out that he doesn't draw noses.
He doesn't draw noses? Who is this?
Noel, Noill, draws lots of straight Shota.
No.
Fucking
I would have said
cartoony shit.
Noel.
Noel, yeah, I don't fucking know. I
Oh,
like to
Noel.
think of
Other
the
Noel.
wonderful Nat King Cole song, Noel. First Noel. Wonderful.
Noel was the guy who did tons of fucking weird, like, a vor. It's like alien goo vor.
No, that's not him.
I know. I'm thinking of fucking Ultra,
Thinking of
whatever.
Doppel or fucking Super Mode 7.
Mode 7, aka Ultravox.
Ultra Vox.
No, wait, not Ultravox.
Super Vox. I don't. Suprema Vox. Something.
Ultravox, aka the band that did that song, The Voice.
And Reap the Wild Wind, which is a great song.
One of the best
Reap the
songs
Wild
ever.
Wind is like straight up Chrysalis soundtrack music. That's great.
It was great. It was great. Found
Yeah,
out that
that's
there
how
was
you know it's great.
some chick did the fucking Chrysalis soundtrack. That was amazing.
Some lady
She only did.
actually. You
she
couldn't
did
do
like-
that in America. Yeah, you could not do that in America. In America,
No.
some broad would fucking make a soundtrack and it would be dog shit. Because she would not be hired on any merit.
No.
She would just be hired
There's
because
only
she's got a cunt hole between
There's a
her
few
legs.
circumstances where Braj did a good job with some music thing, and I can't remember what exactly it was.
Madonna.
Madonna. Oh yeah, if they actually get
Clockwork
some
Orange.
merit. But
All of the adaptations of
you
classical
can't
music
do
in
that
Clockwork
if
Orange were
you're
by...
having everyone
Oh
else
yeah,
hired.
that's right. He soundtracked for Clockwork Orange.
Yeah,
And also, whoever it was that did
Was that a Wambian?
the original theme for Doctor Who.
I think.
It was like some
Was it?
pure
Was that original?
electronica.
Yeah,
Supposedly.
that's the thing though. Those are those are like exceptions that prove the rule. Most of the fucking time,
And also, I'm pretty sure they're
just
working with a
guys.
guy. I wonder, they're working with a guy too. I wonder how much
because
credit
men work
went
harder.
away from the
Men
guy
work
and towards
harder.
the chick.
That is
How many times have I told
that
those
is a-
boys never to call chicks broad?
that is a rape fact. Just saying, men work harder.
Men work harder.
And
Men
are
are more
appreciated
responsible.
Men
for
are
more
appreciated less for the harder work they do than a woman doing.
I never
working
even
half as
did
hard or
because
not
I didn't even reblog it because I didn't even give a shit. But I came across fucking it was like some shitty ass blog, but it just chock full of the discourse about how it's like Mary Shelley is the first person to invent science fiction, and therefore it's the fucking male
The
nerds
men
who deserve to be
stole
part
the
of the fucking.
credit.
So they just deserve to be part of the fucking fan base. We're the ones who really own it. And just basically like a bunch of
Who
non-arguments.
did Mary Shelley
fucking
write about in
ad
that
hominem.
book? Who are the characters in the book Mary Shelley wrote?
Both men.
Men.
When do they sing men in a high voice?
Where do they say men? That's fucking.
But yeah, and it was so fucking pointless. I didn't even fucking
Yeah, it's
Respond to a
Tumblr
reblog
discourse,
it.
everyone
But
involved
it's just-
deserves to be raped.
It's
Even
like the
if
new
you're
argument that'll be
even if you're
forgotten. It'll be
correct.
forgotten in a few months. It's not correct, but it'll also be forgotten in a few months. Kind of like basically all the other, like manspreading. Manspreading was actually an issue a year ago. Or two.
It was an issue for maybe a couple days. Then it became a meme about how stupid feminists are, and that made them matter, which is of course always good.
It made them matter, which made them talk about it more, which made them joked about and laughed at. So then eventually they caught the fucking lesson and shut the fuck up.
They
So that
caught
was
the lesson
after it
like
was
they should
already
have caught a beating.
the fucking New York Transit Authority had already made posters and posted them up in fucking New York subway trains, and they're probably still up to this day
Punishing men for existing, basically, for being born.
for
It's
having.
like, what do you
balls.
mean you're still male? Don't you know you're supposed to be transitioning? Here, you gotta take these hormones and fucking puberty blockers. You gotta hate your gender. That's the
We don't
entire
need
point.
it. We don't need anyone to build any more subways. You already built all the subways and all the skyscrapers in this entire city. We don't need any more of those. So let's just replace them all with women who are going to be crying and screaming at each other.
Whose buildings are gonna collapse and their fucking bridges.
Like that
and
bridge,
shit.
like the bridge that they built, a bridge that was built by literally an all-female company that existed just to show that women can build things all by themselves too. And then the bridge collapsed.
Ain't that a kick in the head?
Women
said it,
should
Dino.
be kicked in the head.
You said it, Dino. It sure is, Dino. It sure is.
Rods building bridges. Ain't that a kick in the head?
A feminist bridge. I got a feminist bridge to sell ya.
Anyway, I kind of need a break, actually. It's been, well, we started at 7.
Yeah, we've been
Fine,
streaming for
then.
several hours now. I've been
more
recording the whole
more
thing,
content,
too, so
been
it's
delivering
fucking
more wisdom per
Yes.
cubic volume than anything on this shit planet, this failed society,
gay
this
planet.
crumbling
Your
civilization,
crippled society.
crippled society, a differently able
It's a
society.
differently abled society. Anyways, yeah. So we'll
But
leave
I
off on
need a
that.
break. Yeah, now I kind of need a break, and I'm probably not
From
going. I'm
life.
probably going to go to. I'm going to go to sleep.
I'm gonna go
What
get
is-
drunk to celebrate. Instead of working today, I'm gonna just get drunk, even though I should be working. This is work. This is really hard work.
I made a cool picture, and it's almost done cropping, so I can save it and show you guys.
We should
Pictures
get
are cool.
paid
Well,
for
maybe
this.
we can premiere it on this wonderful stream
On this channel after the stream is over.
after the stream. Well, right
See
at
it.
the very end,
They should go and join our Discord,
we'll
which
cap
is
it
linked
off.
in
You're in the Discord, yeah.
info.
Check out the
It's linked in
Discord
the
below,
info.
and make sure to send us money in real life, because we're actually funding comics that are actually good instead of shitty comics, and we'll be selling them digitally, which means you can actually buy them instead of just thinking about buying them and not being able to find them anywhere.
Is that the drawing?
A
This is a
fucking
plumbus.
print comics
is the
hipster
drawing.
faggot.
It is. This is indeed a plumbus.
Look at that.
This is a plumbus.
A while ago, I drew a
Solmon's
picture
a
of
huge fan of Rick and Morty.
Rick and Morty, you're really into Rick and Morty.
not
This
a
spells
plumber.
out cool too.
Cool. They're little animal thing letters, pieces of meat letters. I think that they're cool.
They're
Long
letteries.
time
They
ago,
have the soul of a letter inside.
I drew a
Kind of
similar
horrifying.
circular guy.
Horrifying
and
Pac-Man donut.
he's pretty neat. Anyway, that's what
It's
I
kind
spent
of
about
Earth. I
half an
guess
hour
it's
doing.
kind of like Earthworm Jim.
Yes. Oh, back
Kind
to-
of is, yeah.
Anyways, so
Yeah.
good show, and we hopefully will do another one soon-ish, because of how insightful and interesting these always are. This is no exception.
Okay, my ass is killing me. I got.
We can talk more about Planet Fitness
I
next
gotta
time,
get out
and
of.
hopefully
fucking
next
chair.
time you'll
Hold
have
on.
a story to tell us
Yes,
about
hopefully
hitting
we
the
know what
fucking-
the.
the
What
fucking
does the lunk alarm
alarm.
sound like?
I'm gonna find out.
Sounds
I'm gonna
like.
do it.
All right.